Benavides.
But I might say Benavides now, dude.
Trying to speak Anthony terms, he knows Adidas.
What's going on, everybody? Cali Death Podcast back once again, episode 191. I am your host, Anthony Trapani, as always, on a Thursday with my resident homies. Got the full bunch. Joseph K, Casey Howard, Joel Horner. What up, y'all?
Yo.
Hello.
And tonight we are joined by Dan Benavides from Parasitic Septicity. I knew I was going to fuck something up,
Spectacles.
I probably fucked it up the first time we plugged it too, because Joseph Pattis Septitties, dude.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Parasitic Septicity.
There it is. I got some redemption, but yeah, dude. You know me. If you've been here long enough, you always know I fuck
everybody?
up words.
Cali
the
Death
English
Podcast
language.
back.
Hell yeah, dude.
But yeah,
Yeah,
what's
bros.
going on, dude? Episode 191, dude. Thanks for being with us, Dan.
Dude, hell yeah, man. Thanks for having me, man. It's good to chill with you guys and hang out, geek out, nerd out.
Right,
all that
right.
shit,
Fuck
man.
yeah.
Yeah, Casey.
Hell yeah.
Casey. Sorry, Joseph put it in our attention episode that he actually wasn't on, but he asked us to plug the 2-song demo, and then I listened to it, and then I heard you guys on the Tony Gomez show because I wanted to see the professor on a different podcast to see how he would be. He talks a
1 to
little
10.
bit more than he does on this one,
I'm just kidding.
but probably because I'm always talking
Yeah.
over everybody else. But yeah, dude, it was cool to hear you guys on that show, and that episode was cool. Shout out to Tony Gomez, and I saw your demeanor on that show and how you were as a person, and I immediately was wanting you to come on and do the same thing here with us tonight, dude.
Hell yeah, dude. Fuck yeah, man. Thanks for sticking around for that, dude. And shout out Tony, man. He's a super cool dude, and has been around and seen for a while. So shout out.
Yeah,
Tony.
it's cool to
That's fun.
to have some OG homies from your scene that you're connected with still. I wish there's some Pound alumni that I wish I stayed in touch with, but they're the ones who are shepherding us into this when we're young, the physical shows and having the older generation being there, the guys with all the, the patch vests and all that shit would be the guys that showed us the way. It was the Mandalorian, this is the way type deal,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
This patch was actually, so I got this patch right here I ordered because I was like, I'm going to start a battle vest, dude. I'm going to do it. And I ordered like a bunch of random patches. And then I like got them and I was like, that was just like a weird like idea. I was like just on for like 15 minutes and I ordered like 20 patches and was like, fuck, dude, I don't want to do all that. And then I just put it on a hat.
That's big, dude.
This was going to be on a like a battle vest kind of deal. It kind of looks like it's part of the hat. And
can't even tell can't even tell it's a patch. I thought it was just a hat.
I don't think
Osa did a good job.
I don't think you seem like a super vesty guy. Like a
Yeah,
vest.
like the final boss at the show. He's got like a long ass vest with every single patch.
Yeah,
like the most obscure band you've ever heard.
How hard is it not to
did
judge people? Like,
Battle
judge
board
their
shorts,
music style.
dude.
Like to judge their style. I'm always just like that band on your face.
I know I've always been the guy like checking out the patches for sure. Like I'm looking for one band that we have in common, and if one doesn't pop up, I'm like, get out of here, dude. But
well, AC/DC,
then you see a
cool, man.
Cryptopsy, and you're like, oh yeah, he likes Cryptopsy.
And I don't know. I think some people make cool vests and they pull it off great. I'm just saying, Joel. I can't see Joel in a vest.
Speaking of, where you're working on, Joel? Are you working on like a?
You still got
no,
it?
I mean, I was going to, but I just kind of we were like on this little kick of talking about it and doing it, and I And when it came down to brass tacks and actually putting my money where my mouth was, I was like, I don't want to go through with it. You know,
Do you think it's
like,
a little bit too much of an investment?
oh, shit.
I said it earlier, but while everybody was talking, but dude, actually, I like the idea of battle board shorts, dude. Just like
battle board shorts.
getting some
Just change random like things into battle things.
battle board shorts and get bands to start doing vinyl patches instead of cloth, so they can go in the water. I'll rock. Walking up and down the beach in my fucking Severed Savior flip flops. What up, y'all? I don't know where you can. I forget where you can buy them, but I should have fucking had that.
Go to Severed Savior.
Man. I haven't seen any bands with the flip flops. You guys are pulling that off.
Yeah,
like, oh, shit, brutality is law sandals. I'm gonna have to get some of those.
It's deathmetalapparel.com.
All right, deathmetalapparel.com/collections/Severed Savior or severed-savior-flip-flops.
What up, Steven?
_964.
Oh, dude. Do a metal or new metal.
You guys
vest,
got
dude.
like every album, right? You got the Forced, you got the Brutality, and then the Servile.
Dude.
Oh yeah, nice little
Oh,
collection
yeah.
right there. Oh,
In my
There
humble
they are.
opinion, the Servile ones are the most comfortable.
Yeah, that's cool. Oh man, they're all
Yeah,
good.
dude.
yeah.
I know. I've been talking
that's
about
cool.
getting some kind of flip flop going for a while, and then actually it wasn't even my idea. It was Troy. He all of a sudden hit me up and he was like, "Hey, dude, I'm sending you a couple pair of flip flops. Do some reviews for me. See which one's better." And I wore them for a week each and gave him my review, and now we got some flip flops going, dude.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Oh,
No,
shit.
that's super dope, man. I really like when bands like try new merch, you know, like try to be real creative with new shit. I mean, you see
And
shirts and
It's
hats
personal
and hoodies.
too. It's personal.
Yeah.
We're a California band, and we like to wear well, at least me. I've performed with this band in flip flops constantly, so it is part of the whole shebang.
Oh, damn.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, everyone's taking them off right now.
Of course.
Actually,
I'm just barefoot right now.
I do have the
Don't make fun
physical
of me,
pair. I have a forced bleed pair.
First, Joel's got Crocs. Jeez.
But they were the only ones that didn't have the holes in it, so I was like, all right, dude, I can wear these ones, dude.
It's even weirder.
Battle Crocs, dude.
Yeah,
There you
well,
go.
Depends on
I don't
that.
like, dude. I just don't like little things
Odious
slapping my
Crocs.
foot, like when you walk around. Like,
Yeah.
I don't like that sound. It makes me. I don't like it. I'm just like. I feel like whenever I walk into a mall or like walk into a place, I'm like, sick, dude. Everyone can hear me walk like I have like a version of high heels on, dude. I'm not into this.
I don't. Yeah, but I told you, dude. You gotta put some pressure down on the toes, dude. Curl the toes a little bit.
Dude,
Yeah, I
I've
can't.
yet to try Crocs, man. Like I have never tried them on.
I have
actually-
Vans Crocs.
I've
They have
never had
Vans
'em.
Crocs that are good. Vans
Never
Crocs
tried
are
'em.
sick.
My
Vans
12-year-old wears
Crocs.
the same. My 12-year-old wears the same size shoe as me, so I finally tried on a pair for the first time in my life, and I get the pull. They're
Yeah.
very comfortable.
Well, did you
The
hear
hype,
about
man.
the Idiocracy thing? Like during when they were making Idiocracy, that Mike Judge film, they were looking for the
Yeah.
dumbest shoe they could possibly find, and Crocs was not even a big company back then.
They were about to go out of business, I think.
Yeah, and they like randomly like those are stupid, and they fucking they put them on everyone in the movie, and then they like exploded, like probably like 10 years later, but they like
And then-
got really big.
Another thing that Troy had posted one time, like the sci-fi timeline, and we are in the Idiocracy
Era.
area of the
Right now?
timelines, and Crocs are actually popular. It is kind of a weird,
Dang.
like
People have
Movie
talked about
predicted
The Rock.
future, huh?
People have talked about The Rock running for president seriously, so that would be a wrestler running. That's the same thing as Idiocracy. That would be.
and I mean, yeah, dude.
At least you're
It's
still
crazy.
watering our crops with water.
Yeah, just Gatorade, just watering our crops.
Wasn't it? It was a soda though, or an energy drink or something in Idiocracy.
I think it was. No, they said it was like because it has electrolytes. It was kind of like a Gatorade. They're like, dude, it's got electrolytes, dude. Obviously, the crops want it. They crave it. They're just all dying.
God damn,
Oh
dude.
my god, classic.
It's too
All right.
funny. Too funny.
Too funny. All right, let's do some plugs real quick, and then we can be as.
I'm gonna do this
Dorky
every
and-
time now.
Yeah, just to cut us off when we already are in the weeds before the plugs.
Plugs.
Can you get like
Yeah,
a more high? Can you get a more
know.
lower def?
I know. It's like oh my god, I know, right? It's like the worst.
What does
Alright.
that
Makes you
say?
want some
Battle.
coffee.
BattleForgeCoffee.com.
Life is a struggle.
Yeah,
the
dude.
homies in Deeds of Flesh. They've got this company going. It's great coffee. It's cool merch, and we plug it in the beginning up top because we support and have faith in this company. So we want you to do that as well. Go to battleforgecoffee.com. We all drink coffee, dude. I have it every day, and they make a quality product that, you know, fits my coffee snob, you know, needs. So a good French press Battleforge coffee on a Saturday morning, dude, while you kick back and try and ignore your kids yelling at each other already at 9 a.m.
Dude,
That's
I
what's
was
up,
like,
dude.
I gotta say, man, I ordered some too, man. I don't know where I heard it. Maybe here. I just saw Mike posted or something, and I swear, dude, it like helps with the riffs. I was like,
Yeah,
fuck yeah,
dude.
man.
I mean, it could
Hell
be.
yeah.
It could be that, you know, it could be infused with some of that Cali
Mhm.
Death OG.
It's got
death
electrolytes.
metal style.
Yeah.
It's got
Yeah.
electrolytes, dude.
Jacoby.
That's
Um,
good shit. Yeah, check it out. Check it out.
Mike
Yeah.
Hamilton, like he grinds on the drum kit and then he grinds the
What?
coffee.
Yes.
Dude,
I love that.
Why haven't they done a commercial where he's got like some kind of like chopping mechanism at the end of his thing, and he's just got coffee beans all over his snare, and he's just chopping up the fucking beans while he's playing, dude.
At the end of the show,
That'd be so
you just
sick.
have a bag like on a thing and just like smack it in the crowd, smack beans on the crowd.
All right.
Hell
Love
yeah.
you guys over at battleforgecoffee.com.
Good shit.
GeneratorRehearsalStudios.com, Oceanside, California. Go get creative over there. If you play an instrument and your mom doesn't want you playing it loud in your basement, then go save up your allowance and go rent a spot there for a month or two and go make the next sickest death metal album to come out of Oceanside, California, dude. Or jazz or country. There it is. Texas Domination
not?
Fest. No, it's not sometimes. It's the 26th, 27th, and 28th. I remembered that, dude.
All right.
We're playing the 28th. Severed Savior is, and gonna be a fun 3 days over there in Texas, dude. I think I'm gonna see
yeah.
Dan there, right?
You know it, man.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
there all
dude.
3 days, dude. Every day is just stacked. Like
I
it's
know,
the
yeah.
sickest,
Crazy.
most insane lineup ever.
Totally,
And
dude.
I mean,
I
just
can't-
the icing on the cake, Severed Savior, man. That's just.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna have to ask you more about that later, but
Yeah,
and
dude.
then
We'll definitely
that's-
get into whatever we
that's
want to
crazy.
talk about tonight, dude. But yeah, dude. Like I said, we're playing the third day of that fest. Shout out to Miguel, who's been putting this together over. He used to be Chicago Domination Fest, and then he relocated, and this is the first
Wait, where's the severed logo?
first edition.
Somewhere over
Dude.
here. I can't really read them that well, actually. So yeah.
Oh, that Gutalax band's playing
Dude,
or whatever.
we got Gorgasm, we got Sinister, we got Wormed, we got Inherit Disease, Dripping, fucking dude.
Fucking guinea pigs playing.
Dude, yeah.
Dude,
That's me.
gonna
That's
be a
me
fun time.
starting to be like,
Carnivore,
oh shit, I
hell
can't
yeah.
read that one.
can you read
Blessed
this one?
Decay,
Carnivore
shout out.
Prosopis.
Guinea
Yeah,
pig,
Shout
yeah,
out.
guinea pig.
Get to give Jordan a hug in person.
Molested Divinity. Hell yeah.
Mhm.
It's loaded, man.
Human Artifacts.
Oh, what's that
Um,
one? What's the
Legend.
splatter one? What's the splatter one on the bottom right?
This thing?
Yeah, that one.
What's that Cream Flesh? I don't know that band. What does that say?
Defunct.
I
Green
think this is
flesh.
dysentery, although I really am not sure.
Kind of looks like
Um,
what Dysentery would be like as a logo.
Yeah.
Cordyceps.
I will say I cannot make this one. I'm real sad, but I was actually asked to fill in for one of the bands currently on display right now. I can't say which, and I'm sorry I can't fill in for you guys. I'd really love to, but that's the day that my school starts. So
Oh
that I
shit!
start. I can't really miss the first day of school.
Right.
And it would be fucking cool to be there.
Joseph's going back to school.
But I will shout out one of the coolest younger drummers out there, Will Burhans, who's filling in for inherit disease. That's a fucking heavy fucking task, and he's up for it. He's so fucking sick. So
Oh, yeah.
shit!
Make
Hey
sure
man,
that
that's
you
a
guys catch that
surprise.
yeah, dude.
Yeah, because so Dan's not playing.
Yeah, I mean, obviously everyone, it's like Dan, big deal, but they
Yeah.
couldn't have found a better guy to, young blood to step it up. So
Okay.
Dan Osborne, right?
Well, hell
Was it
yeah.
Dan Osborne.
Yeah, man. I mean,
yeah.
I thought Dan was inherit, but like
He didn't he start what's it called? That label?
New Standard.
Standard
New
Elite.
Standard Elite. That's
Yeah.
right.
But he's like, I don't know, dude. I haven't heard from him. He's like off the radar, man. He turned it over to Ryan Baker, and I was gonna ask you guys, what's up with Dan? Have you guys talked to him?
We haven't talked to him in a while.
We need to get him on. That'd be cool.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
did hear that there was going to be a new Inherit album, so I just kind of assumed Dan would be on it. But
I actually
but-
haven't been in touch with Obi in a while either, dude. This is making me want to hit him up and see where he's at and all that kind of shit. Because I
We
know
just had him back on the
pathology-
podcast, and he's all, nah, there's not gonna be a new one.
yeah, no, that's still going to be sick to see them. They're such a legendary band.
Oh,
Oh,
fuck.
totally, dude. No, it's gonna be yeah, there's a lot of nostalgia in that fest for me, even personally, just like all the homies that Inherit was on a bunch of those bloodletting dates, and
Yeah, I got to bring it back just to this art before the bands even just up here. This is pretty fucking cool, dude.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Damn, just for a fest, they did that. That's crazy.
I know,
You
but
know who
it-
did that one, Joseph? I'm not sure,
Uh,
but probably some Indonesian dude, right?
I'll have to get back to you. I can find out.
I
Yeah.
mean, the theme makes sense, dude. It's
hmm
death metal rodeo, dude. They
Yeah.
What if they
That's so
they-
sick.
Miguel, get one of those mechanical bowls where you gotta
To death metal, right?
Hell yeah, dude. Why not? It's
That'd be
actually
real
more. It's closer to moshing, closest to moshing than any.
Put it in the
country bar
mosh.
Dora would get into, dude. In the middle of the mosh.
Mechanical bull mosh would be really cool.
That actually-
You'd have to do that in Europe or something because you get sued out here or someone gets hurt.
yeah. There's too much liability out here.
Mm.
All right, let's. Did we get through? Oh, Joseph, plug your show real quick.
Oh yeah. So I play. Well, for a while I was the drummer, but originally and now again I'm playing bass for a project called Illudium. It's like kind of a little bit of black and doom metal, dreamy shoegaze kind of stuff, kind of like 90s post rock alt stuff, all mixed together. And we're playing a show in Oakland tomorrow night, so that will be Friday the 9th of August, and we are supporting Isthme. It's IZ Isthme. I'm actually not sure how to say it. And then Rubber Cement and Thoabath are also playing, and this is in Oakland at a venue called Spire the Church. So if you're around the bay tomorrow, come hang out. I'll be there. Playing fretless. I'm actually playing fretless bass for the first time live. I'm stoked.
Oh, you're
Sick,
playing
damn.
bass.
Yeah,
playing
yeah.
bass. Yeah.
Whoa, dude.
Yeah.
Joseph, you know,
Joseph does it all, dude.
Multi instrumentalist.
Yeah. I knew that, but I mean, I didn't know about the fretless. So
Yeah. Oh, I don't. I do sleep. Yeah. Yeah, the fretless, I only have like 6-string fretted, and then I don't really need the 6th string for this project.
okay.
And I don't know, just kind of the fretless kind of works for this style. So I'm going like Sean Maloney, kind of Steve DeGorgio a little bit. More
Nice.
Sean,
Damn,
I would
that's
say.
awesome.
But yeah.
That's rad.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna pull it just into the weeds just for a second when I say, what is shoegaze? Like I've read about it before, but it didn't stick with me.
I've
Explain
asked
it
this
to
question on
me.
this podcast too, and I've had it explained because Joseph will probably give because I'm like
Yeah.
I know what it is, but I think Joseph.
I thought
actually
you meant like
explained
Meshuggah at first. I was thinking like rational gaze, but no.
Isn't it like
Then you're-
look-
yeah.
isn't it like looking
You're
at
staring
your
at your
pedals
feet.
or something?
to me. Yeah, you have
what
so
is
many
it?
pedals. You're staring at your
Effects
feet.
pedals or something? Like it's like
I think it comes from that, like the people on stage are always looking down because they're looking at their pedal boards, so they're gazing at their shoes. And yeah, it's just like very like washed out, like lots of verb and delay and like. But I really couldn't tell you a band that like exemplifies the genre. I just know like kind of the black metal adjacent shoegaze stuff, like Death Heaven, that kind of stuff, and that's kind of where Alcest, I guess. So that's the kind of the big inspiration for me being into this style.
Nice.
But yeah, I just keep I keep one foot or one toe in like a bunch of genres. So this is just my connection to a scene that otherwise I'm not super involved in, but it's cool to be a
So
part
it's
of.
more of like a sonic element versus like a genre element, because you
I
can
think
paste that over anything, really.
Yeah, I think it kind of, if you know what like post rock is, I think it's part of post rock, I would say, or
Mhm.
maybe there's a little bit of 80s shoegaze that's a little earlier.
Yeah,
I
there's
think-
no hipsters that are into shoegaze too. It's like zero hipsters.
Yeah, really clean. No
Kind of conservative men are really into shoegaze.
What are the vocals like? What are the vocals like in shoegaze?
Mostly clean singing. Just I mean, it's in the black metal shoegaze or the black gaze stuff, you can have some screams.
See, that's a hard thing to say,
Dude.
is black gaze.
Black
dude.
gaze.
I
Black
listen to
gaze.
black
There's like
dude.
subgenres of shoegaze, dude. There's got to be like a brutal gaze. Yeah, tech gaze. Oh, shit.
I mean, and it's not. It's just.
It's not. It's not how. What we're
It's
just talking.
something.
Yeah,
it's-
we're children. We're children.
It makes you guilty for saying something that has nothing to do with that. But it is.
It's like the
funny.
homonym or homophone they say, where like it's spelled differently but sounds the same kind of word. It's like
Yeah.
But the word up, I don't know what we're talking about. But anyways,
Here's we've got a lot of people helping us out here. So
Okay.
Paranol is the big shoegaze band, and then everyone should know or at least recognize My Bloody Valentine.
I thought that was a joke.
Name.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that counts.
That's shoegaze then. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've always saw that name. I don't know
I don't
one
know.
song.
Me
Oh,
neither.
Deftones is shoegaze? Someone? Just kidding.
no, they
I mean,
hate
if
it.
you
so.
think of
Like, Deftones
pedal
fans
boards and
hate-
atmosphere, maybe you
know,
could say that.
I got a quick plug. What's up with this Mr. Taco band? They Parasitic Septicity. You guys follow them, and they came
Yeah.
up when you guys were announced on the episode, and I was like, Mr. Taco, what is
Hell
this?
yeah.
And it's
Oh, it's-
fucking great.
Fuck
Like,
yes,
what
dude.
this shit's fucking sick. I was like, I was a joke. I'm like, fuck yeah, that's a great name. Taco metal, dude.
Fuck yeah, bro.
This style.
Dude, I'm so glad you brought
that
that up on your own, like discovering that, man. That's
Yeah.
a big shout out to my boy Juan, sick ass guitarist, and yeah, man, I would describe it like it's kind of like intervals, right, Aaron, and that
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
stuff. Yeah, it's kind of like intervals on crack, dude. It's like real
really?
quirky and real tasty, man. The guy's a monster player, and the riffs are all over. And yeah, shout out Mr. Taco Band for sure, man.
Dude,
That's rad. I like
Yeah,
that name
check
a
'em
lot.
out.
That's because I love. That's
Dude,
like my
uh-huh.
favorite food.
They
and
have
the
like
fact that you
songs-
just said they are tasty too. I was like, you could,
Yeah, they're
you could-
tasty.
they should just start, getting reviews like delicious, shit like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Succulent.
Yeah, it's Mr. Taco _band on Instagram,
Insta?
whatever.
Yeah,
Alright.
for sure. Check
I'm
I'm
that
gonna
out.
go
out,
check
dude.
that out too, because I
Uh-huh.
didn't know anything about this.
Their albums
until
are
right
like
now.
their albums are like flour and then corn and then like blue corn, like different.
Are they
tacos.
Texas based?
They have a
No,
no, I think
no.
Mexico, right?
From Mexico. Yep.
Yeah, and they have
Sick.
this song, or it's like I guess it's "Hasta La Vista, Baby." I think that's the name of the song. But they have like a video, and there's like a YouTube video too. I think I found of the same. I think it's the whole
Mhm.
song, or if it's an EP but yeah, it's good, dude.
There's
It's
a
really
Mr.
good.
Taco country band
It's a
too.
killer track, man.
I
Yeah.
like that, dude. I'm sorry. I just don't like this country resurgence that now people who never listen to countries now listening to country. Country's the greatest thing now, and it's all. Yeah, I get you like to listen to stories. Well,
That's
what
country.
else? What else? That's what it is. It's listening to these stories, but they're all about the same thing. They're all about
No,
the
I-
same thing, dude.
No, I don't. I'm very picky with country. Like for me, it's got to be like the old school, like Waylon Jennings or Hank
Mm.
the Third, or like some sort
That
of
stuff
like
piques my interest more too. There's only a few like 90s country song that I'll be like, all right, I could jam this for one time around.
What is the Highwaymen? That album, The Highwaymen's really good. What is that like? Chris or is it
was it
Johnny
Chris?
Cash
Yeah, he's a,
and
Willie
Nelson
I
on
watched
that shit too.
Yeah, I watched. That's funny you said that. I was at a hotel once and I watched like
That's
a full set of them jamming, and I was like, holy shit! I've never even heard of these guys. Like all these legends. It's Waylon. No, it's Waylon Jennings, Chris Christopherson, and
that's right,
and the guy you just said, the stoner guy, Willie Nelson.
Oh, it's not Johnny Cash on that.
Oh, Johnny Cash too. It's Johnny Cash too.
Yeah,
it's like 4 dudes that like stand there, like the legends that just like.
That's good
and
shit.
they'll like switch off. It's kind of like jazz a little bit. They'll like take their little like parts and they'll like take turns and stuff. And it was like I was like, whoa, this is actually very interesting. But yeah, a lot of the country nowadays, like people are like, oh, that's this guy, and I'm like, dude, it sounds exactly like everything. But also, you could say that about death metal too. For people that don't know death metal, they could be like, oh, that. It's death metal, like you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
but
I could see that.
Okay, I'm not trying to sound pretentious, but you're looking at compare those blueprints, dude. Compare the blueprints to make the country. Compare the blueprints to make the death metal, and can it really be said in both directions in the same way? Yes.
Yeah.
They can look at death metal. They can look at death metal and just say it's all the same. But we can look at country and actually know that it really is all the same, because we're musicians. We know how music works, and it's just those 4 popular.
Well, it's lyric-based music. It's just lyric-based music. It's not anything to do. I mean,
they
even
don't care about
like I said,
music.
I went to a country festival as like a beer festival, and it was actually a lot of fun. But there's always like
I was reading that comment.
There's always a couple like shredding musicians that play country, like guitar players. Like they do that chicken picking. And
dude,
I'm like,
for sure, man. I've been to
that.
Nashville, man. One time I went to Summer NAMM, and me and my buddy Dave were just like chilling on the night, and man, the players out there are ridiculous,
insane.
So
I don't even know how they're playing it. I don't even know. I like want to learn that like with all these hammer-ons and like pull-offs. I'm just like,
so good.
What the? How do you even? You know, and if you fuck, it's all like clean too. So if you like fuck one thing up, it's like it would just like totally fuck it up. And I'm like, to me, it scares the shit out of me. That kind of shit though. Yeah, maybe, I always can find
not
something
the mainstream stuff though, but
in all music, I can always find something that like if it's live music, I can always like find something. I'm like, oh damn, he's got like a fucking special edition PRS, like that's a $9,000 guitar, dude, through that amp. I'm like, damn, that's fucking baller shit, you know. Oh, like I always find something to not like be like fuck this, you know, because there are very talented dudes. They just play a more simplified style of music that a lot of people like. So it's like you can't like it's like reggae. You're like reggae to me all sounds the same. It's like, you know, I mean not all, but a lot of it does. A lot of it's really very similar. And people are like, "Oh, dude, this is Ziggy Marley." I'm like, "How the fuck?" Like,
and you just humbled.
It could be a white guy that sounds exactly like trying to imitate him
a little bit though, because I am a reggae fan and I can tolerate reggae for a longer period of time than if I'm in a place that's playing country over and over and over again. But I don't know, dude. It's just all opinion.
We got to start a new genre, reggae's.
Reggae, dude.
Nice, dude. That was
just a bunch of pedals.
That was a good back to the gaze,
dude. That was I give you a solid 2 points on that. That actually was nice, dude. That was a good callback right there.
It's like you're looking at the sun. That crazy.
Well, a friend of mine,
Let's
Bobby,
actually. Oh, go. Sorry,
Bobby from Cyborg Octopus, who needs to come on the pod. He's an entertainment lawyer. He told me that country music is the fastest growing music worldwide, not just here in America. So sorry, Anthony. It's only getting
no. It makes sense, dude, because I was just a bit in Portland, and it used to be like different music in different places. Every fucking place I went was playing country on the fucking speakers.
Well, you think about it. Post Malone went country. There's Jelly Roll. Someone just said I blame Jelly Roll in here. He's like kind of like the tattooed face, kind of hip hop looking guy that does country. It's kind of bled into the mainstream of that kind of. It's kind of siphoned off some people from that.
It's been surprisingly absorbent. It's been able to take on some like rock and metal even, and then definitely some like R&B and hip hop, and absorb that. So that means it's unstoppable now. It's like the thing, you know. It's just
It,
Just
it
a reference.
shows that
randomly.
just the popular thing is the voice more than the music. Really.
Yeah. A lot of it's
You know?
people want to they get along. I mean, the vocals and the lyrics are kind of what
Melody
they
and a
connect
chord
to, not the
progression,
riff.
dude, and a hook.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's like
Yeah.
a vibe too. Like when you walk into a place and it's like country's playing or a thing or a bar, like a pool hall or something. It's like or like not necessarily I feel that way, but like like a lot of people like or my dad, for example, would just be like this Harley, like he's like, yeah, I want a hamburger. I want to, just like
I want a glass of whiskey and a hamburger.
it's like, yeah, it's like, it's just like, get me a beer and a hamburger or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like you walk into a place and there's like a bunch of reggae and stuff, and you're like, oh, dude, this is a vibe. It's like vibes.
It's a good time. People love to dance. I know my mom certainly loves it, and she just loves
my
to have
mom
a good
too.
time. People like to
Definitely.
dance, so.
Now that we've talked about it, now I'm like, dude, we all listen to music for a like instantaneous vacation from your thoughts and your reality. We listen to music. We drive in the car and listen to music to not think. We want to pay attention to something else and kind of go into autopilot. And we choose the more intricate vacation. But regardless, that when they're listening to stories, so it is like a distraction vacation in those few minutes that they're listening to some guy talk about his beers and his truck and his woman and his farm or whatever the fuck,
It's just about the beer is cold. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's about what kind of beer.
Well, no,
it's cold.
I've gotten the country treatment. Osa's way into country and stuff, and showed me. And a lot of it is about like love, lost love, people dying, stuff like that. Those are the songs that like that, but that might mean something different to the writer, but to her growing up, that was like she links like an event to a song. It's like because the lyrics are kind of similar to the thing, but it's not about that at all. But there are certain passages that she's kind of made her own that are like, that reminds me of this, that reminds me of that. It's kind of like there's certain songs that I hear, like even metal, where I'm like, I remember what I was doing when I first was like when I was super into this, or like when I first heard it or something like that. I remember like Spawn of Possession brings back memories of location, what was going on in my life, my job at the time. Like it brings back like all these like kind of nostalgic.
Let me guess.
Yeah, Circuit City, just fucking, just fucking.
It's
just
like a
big
different version
down.
of City, bro. Of a horoscope, dude. It's like or like something like that where you just putting out bait with a general situation that most likely has happened to many people. Getting your heart broken, losing a family member, having the night of your life, and all these, and just hitting that. And if you hit those nostalgia buttons, people will keep listening. The music industry makes money. Everybody fucking is, it's
100%.
a plan that works perfectly.
Yep.
It's like watching. It's like the music version. It's a music version of a Western kind of movie, and like sometimes you find these gems. Like you kind of, oh wait, this is like just a standard da da da. But then there's like those good ones. Like, have you guys seen that movie Bone Tomahawk?
No,
I've heard of that one.
Should all go watch that. It's really good.
I haven't watched porn in a while.
But no, dude, it's super good. It's fucking gnarly. It's violent, and Captain Ron is the star. Kurt Russell. And,
okay,
nice.
And it's got a bunch of people in it. Like you're like, what? Fuck David Arquette. Like all these random people, but it's like it's really good, dude. It's fucking brutal. It's like it's a horror movie actually. It's like a Western horror.
Western horror.
Yeah, for sure, man. I'm gonna have to watch
fantastic.
That. I know that name's been on my radar. Now that you say Kurt Russell, I definitely got to check that out.
Fuck yeah.
Dude, we never did Parasitic Septicity plugs. Did you? Where you guys are on all the socials?
Yeah, we're on the socials. Find us on Facebook, Parasitic Septicity, Instagram, YouTube, the Bandcamp. That's the one. Check it out right there. We got some pretty cool merch designs. Pick up a tee. Joseph, you want to show him? I think he's rocking one.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Here's
we
the
got
Bandcamp
CDs.
page. And here's the CD option. And mine's in the car right now. Dude, it was actually the first time I could. So Daniel sent me a care package. It was the first time I like took a CD. Well, that's not. I've had the Last of Lucy CD. I actually haven't put it in my car yet. So this was in fact the first time I took a CD out and put it in my car, and it was my drums. So that was just fucking
Whoa,
cool.
that's cool.
Here's the Genesis of the Infestation shirt, and here it is. Here, put the camera on me, somebody.
Go full screen on Joseph.
I don't want to double click.
No, that's you. You're still here, so it's you doing it.
You're
No,
still
you
here,
already
dude?
decided you guys are doing it.
Oh, is it me? Okay, fine. Here, okay. Ah,
Just
dude,
kidding.
I was-
No, I did it on purpose.
These guys.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. And I got to shout out
And then-
Rudy.
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh shit. What
The other
up?
one.
Mhm. Yeah.
Turn
yeah,
around,
yeah.
baby. Turn around, babe.
No,
Is
there's
that just
none on
blank
the
on the
back.
back?
Sorry.
Yeah. So yeah, for sure, guys. Check it out. Parasitic
Oh.
Septicity Bandcamp.
And I want to shout out the other shirt. There's a third shirt. It's just the logo in red. And I actually left it in Manchester with Jack, the promoter of Awful Fest, because I was only traveling with a backpack. And I mean, it was all sweated through and everything. I'm like, dude, if you just want to wash this, it's yours. And he gave me some clean shirts. So
Nice.
shout out, Jack. You're the first person in the UK with a Parasitic Septicity shirt. So
So I looked up the word septicity.
Dude, I've been sending some shirts out though. Like, there's quite a people to pick some stuff up from UK.
Hell yeah.
And
shit. Well, I
Yeah,
wanted to
yeah.
make him feel cool, but
yeah, oh, he's got an original worn shirt by the drummer.
if you had one
There you
before,
Yeah.
contact us. and
Signed
we will
with
give
sweat.
Proper
Yeah.
credit. Yeah.
It's the
Signed with
closest
sweat.
thing you get, like getting a signed jersey or a signed shoe from a basketball player or something.
Pretty
Joseph
much.
just signing his clothes off of his back
Yeah.
to
Just
the
like salt
crowd.
stains.
But yeah, we should get into the genesis of the band. Or
Yeah, dude.
perhaps
Well, first I just want to
Genesis.
give my my good words on the two songs, dude. They're great songs, and it really gives me OG early 2000s feel with a really nice, clean, loud production, very pummeling when you're listening to it, but nothing. The mix is great, and yes, it hits so many buttons for me when I go to listen to brutal death metal, dude, and lots of aspects of it that are fresh sounding and different, as well. So that's just basically, listening to the couple of songs this week multiple times. That's what I got the feel of it. I never got bored of it. I was like, oh yeah, dude, I'm going to listen to this again. And I'd listen to the song again and be like, yeah, that was fucking sick, dude.
Dude, this is super sick. I'm the asshole that was insanely busy all week, and I'm listening to it right now quietly. It's fucking sick.
Yeah, Joel, and that's breaking fourth wall shit. Joel does that a lot.
Yeah.
That's cool, dude. No, hell
Dude.
yeah, man. That's a pretty, really honest review right there. And I'm a classic guy, man, when it comes to the death metal stuff. I try to keep up, with a lot of the new stuff, but I just always go back to the classics, man. So it's kind of like just all that in me, all that influence, and just kind of what I have to say, after all these
Fuck yeah.
years listening. So yeah, I think
Totally,
it
dude.
definitely has like some classic vibes, but also like some like real heaviness stuff, like you said. Keep the listener on their
dude.
toes and
The
stuff
grooves
like that.
are
So.
the grooves are when I involuntarily headbang, because I could sit and just listen to a bunch of random death metal bands, and I'll just sit there and be like, this is cool. But the things that make my body want to move, then I'm like, all right, I gotta step in for the next level of paying attention.
The
And I
rhythm
sit
is
there
gonna
with it,
get you. The rhythm is gonna.
Yeah, exactly. That exact feeling right there. And
Yeah,
that's what I'm looking for all the time, is for my body to be forced to move without my brain telling it to necessarily. The music's telling me to.
Dude, for sure, man. And I'm glad you mentioned that too, because when I write the shit, it's like there's that constant groove. Like even when I'm jamming it, like even though it's constant blasting and tempo changes, if you kind of like fizzle that out, you can always like catch the groove, and you can like nod your head from start to finish. And so I try to be intentional about having that groove the whole time. Like even
Totally,
during the
man.
blasting,
Yeah.
you know, like you can still kind of catch that groove. So
And I like how even the tech parts are tasteful enough to not take you away from the groove. You know, there's some stuff that Joseph does on drums in a few parts where Joseph is completely playing a technical part, but it's not taking away from how the song's flowing, you know. But it's basically like playing with the boundaries of you set up these walls of I have to, not have to, but I'm going to try and stay on this flow groovy aspect, but I'm gonna play with certain areas of the song and take them as close to the going over those boundaries as I can without doing that. I don't know. I'm just rambling about how exciting I
Yes, yeah.
dude.
Say
No,
the band
right
name
on.
again, Anthony.
What's that?
Say
Can you
the band
repeat
name.
that? I missed that, man.
Parasitic Septicity.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, dude,
Yes.
that's actually. That's
I think it's tick
Steven's-
at the end. It's tick at the end. Is it tick?
Yeah,
Parasitic.
parasitic.
Hawk Tua.
Not parasitic.
Yeah,
Parasitic. So this is what it was online. I just copied it. So they're wrong. We're right.
Actually, so Daniel, listening to this and stuff, I'm just gonna take a guess. So
Yeah.
on the amps that you used, the guitar amp that you use, because I was like, all right, that's solid state. No, it's not. Is it a Mesa Boogie? Dual rectifier? No.
No, man.
Is it
I
solid
mean,
state?
yeah,
Or is it solid state or
it's no,
or
it's
is it-
two for sure, man. I love Mesa stuff,
a
and
Bogner?
dude, we can go down the gear rabbit hole. I'm a huge nerd. It is not a
No,
Bogner,
me too.
dude.
I'm such a huge nerd, dude.
Yeah, for sure, man. And so I have over the years have collected some nice
What
amps,
is
but no,
this?
the ones on these are Engels.
Okay.
Yeah.
Engel, what though?
Okay. The one specifically
Englewood.
on the demo is an Engel E860. Okay, so if you're familiar with that one, dude, this is a
Is it
classic
the preamp?
amp.
Is that the preamp?
Yeah,
That's not the
it's a
preamp
two
to-
bracket head.
Yeah. I know what you're
And-
talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't make it anymore. And I might be wrong about this, but I think it was just an Engel from the 90s, and only a very few supply came to the US. They're mainly overseas. And it's the amp that Muhammad used on Onset and Epitaph, actually.
Oh, we talked about
Mhm.
that with Christian
Okay.
and stuff. We got super nerdy with him.
Alex has one, I think. Doesn't
So, dude,
That's
yeah,
awesome,
I had
dude.
been tracking them for years, and
Damn.
I found one in California, believe it or not. Some guy was just like selling one at like a little mom and pop shop, because like I'm constantly like on Reverb and Google
Oh,
and
yeah, me
shit,
too.
right?
Shit, I don't.
And so I
don't
saw
need
the
them.
860
Constantly,
like at a little shop in California,
Yeah.
and I just called him on the phone right away and was like, "Hey, is this real? Like, what condition?" He was like, "Yeah, some guy just sold a bunch of his gear. He said he like had to stop playing, like something happened. I don't know." So I was like, "Yeah, man, let me know about it. Like, plug it in, fire it up, and let me know if it's still in good condition." He said it was great, and dude, I bought it right away. I scored it for like $800. You know,
Damn.
really good
Yeah.
deal. So
That's
yeah, I'm
awesome,
stoked to
dude.
have that one.
Nice.
Is it through Mesa Cabs?
No. I'm using Vader
Oh,
cabs.
okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
But
Yeah,
I've
it's got
used
a very unique tone.
Yeah, dude, it came out so sick, and
Totally.
yeah, I'm glad that we used that actually, because when I went to the studio, shout out Southwing Audio, Chris over there at Southwing, he's got a bunch of great shit, man, like Marshalls and Mesas and Orange PV amps, you name it, he's got it. And we tried them all, dude, but I took my Vader 212 and it just blew everything away, like for
Yeah.
that sound,
Totally.
because like for
You can hear
for
everything
this,
you're doing. While
Yeah,
it's
yeah, for
still
sure.
aggressively distorted and brutal, I can hear everything you're
Mhm.
doing. Yeah.
Yeah, because we did we spent a good time like dialing and kind of like sound checking and getting the tone. And a big thing for me is like the palm mutes, like on the heavy riffs. Like if I'm not feeling that chunk, like the chin chin, like I need to feel it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I wasn't feeling it like on the orange or the Mesa and the PV, but once we did that, literally the 212, and it was one mic. It was a 421. Dude, it just had it. It just had it on the palm mutes, and it's just got it right there, dude. So that's what did it for me. Just one mic, 212, and that amp. No pedals in front of it, so it's just straight in.
Shout out Ricky in the
Yeah.
chat. He was just on last week, giving you a
He's
shout
talking
out.
about your shirt, your
man.
Resident Evil
shit.
Yes, got to give a shout out to Leon.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, the guitar tone is really sick, and even the pre-production, it sounded good. And I'm like, this is probably a situation a lot of drummers, and I'm like, does it even really need to be re-recorded? Like the guitar sounds so good. But then when I heard that like fresh new studio guitar, I'm like,
nasty.
oh my god, it sounds so good. It's like warm. It's like really fucking just fulfilling. I like it.
Yeah, dude, I'm glad you mentioned that too, because for the pre-pro stuff, I do that all at home, Like I'm literally right now in a closet. So like, I can just do that. And I'm using plugins, like all the neural stuff.
What plugins?
It's so
neural
sick.
Stuff. Yeah. I know a lot of those have come a long way.
What were you using for the
pre-pro?
Yeah. Or what's your
Dude,
current? Yeah.
Yeah, like
the Gojira
I'm
one.
trying to think back, like, because there's so many, man.
I know.
And like me and like the bros, like we just share like everything, and we're always trying stuff. And
for me, it's Black Friday.
I want to say on that
off.
one,
yeah,
on that one, I use the one knobs, dude. Do you know those? By Bogren Digital.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they have these one knobs that are like the EVH. They've got the 6505 and one other one, the 5150. And they're super easy. It's literally like one knob. Like they're supposed to be already dialed in.
Yeah.
So you can just kind of crank the gain and stuff. And yeah, I think I was kind of stoked that it came out. I was like, let me try it. I like to try new shit. So yeah, on the pre-pros, I believe I use those one knobs. But now the one I'm really digging is the Gojira, dude. I fucking love that one.
Yeah,
Same here, dude. Too. We're all on the Gojira.
Sick. Yeah. The X. Do you have the X?
I actually don't yet, but I'm eligible to get it.
Is that a new one? A new neural plugin?
Yeah.
Oh shit! No, I got the OG one.
Okay, yeah. If you have the OG, you can just update for free. So just go to the neural website. Yeah, dude. Just update it. A bunch of them got that update, dude. They updated the Pliny, the Tosin one.
I like the John Petrucci one a lot too. There's a lot of things you can do
my
with it.
second favorite, man. So it's like for the rhythms, for the rhythms, I use the Gojira, and then the lead stuff, I always use the Petrucci.
Yeah, there's so many just options, and with those
crazy
plugins,
how good
like,
they sound too, man.
I know, it trips me out. I'm like, no, and I'll like listen to it through my stereo after I just fuck around. I'll be like, I'll like try to find problems with it. I'm like, I don't know, dude.
Yeah,
it's not real. Like Matt Sotelo, too much time with Matt Sotelo, dude. Because Matt's just always just all like, no, dude, fuck digital. You got to go analog all the way. And he'd like come over to my house with like 3 different amps and just like, see, dude, you got to like do it. And I'd like just have my fractal and be like, no, I think mine sounds better. And he's like, okay, yours sounds sick. But still, like you gotta, like, but still that old school like
that's
tube
CD
thing
versus vinyl.
Dude, yeah, for sure. And then back to Joseph's point, that's what I wanted to do. Like the pre-pro was the digital, and just to kind of get the point across.
Yeah,
but yeah, I knew like it had to go classic. It had to go tube. I had to get that vibe because even like it helped me play different too. You just get like this different energy from it, and you pick a little harder. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
you just get chills. You're like, fuck yeah. When your tone's sounding good, it just influences
for sure, man. And it honestly is like the most simple setup, like amp, cable, guitar, and for pickups. I don't know if you're down to get into that, man. I use the Seymour Duncan. The black. What is it?
Black Winter.
The Black
Winter.
Black Winter. Yeah.
There's
it's a good one, dude.
The Black Winter, and there's another like they sold as a set. I forget what it's called. Yeah,
Yeah.
people were telling me to go. Those are passive too, right? You don't.
Yeah.
They're not. Yeah. I'm more of a passive guy.
Yeah,
I'm
same
passive.
here. And there's even like 2 versions of it, which is
That's
kind of
right.
debatable. I don't really know
The
how.
Nazgul
Yeah,
and Black Winter or something,
okay.
right? Wasn't that the
Well, the
set,
Black
I think?
Winter, even then, there's like the OG version that has the silver poles, like the pickup poles, but then the newer ones come with the black poles. And so
Okay.
that's the one I have with the black poles. And I've heard the other one, and the older ones sound a little like shrilly, kind of like high end, kind of piercing. But the one with the black poles, it just works real well, man. It's kind of warm and real round sounding. And again, for
Apparently-
like the shit I play, real chunky.
Those are called blackened Black Winter.
Yes, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah. But I got a green one to kind of make it, parasitic.
That's such a good fucking like a place to, or for a company to be in, because when you're in that like gear nerd area, you'll get kind of comfortable with your sound and be like, I think there's some changes that need to be made, and then like you constantly want to just keep buying shit and changing it, and like it's like, oh, the new ones came out, well, I need to get those, and like it's like before it's like you start getting comfortable and like
so shit.
Yeah, it's like eating the same food over and over again. You're just like, all right, I'm done with pizza. Like, I gotta try a pizza with like this toppings on it or something. You know,
Well, it's that Frank Zappa attitude of trying to find the perfect note. You've at the moment there's a certain tone or whatever you guys are looking for with all this gear nerd shit. I'm sitting on the outside looking in right now, just watching you guys talk about. Basically, the only thing I remember that I know personally is Seymour Duncan. But then you guys talked about a specific
he's
model,
all,
and I'm
with
like,
all
I
your
don't
gear
even know
nerd
what the fuck
shit
that is.
with his like headphones all broken. He's all dude.
Oh, man.
Our fucking headphones.
I'm glad you didn't dip at this point, Casey. Thanks.
Yeah. Well, Anthony, if it makes you feel any better, I play guitar. I still don't know what they're talking about. But I guess Anthony, you are a fellow axe slayer, aren't you?
Yeah, dude.
He's a Pink Floyd guy. He knows all the big ones.
He can play Wish for
Play the
you go.
beginning of
From
Wish
here.
You Were Here, dude. Yeah.
I should have you play that on the podcast sometime.
Oh my god!
I need to get
amazing.
I need to get a guitar and start playing it again. But
I've seen him
that's my go-to. But what I was saying was, once you achieve what you think is satisfying, that search that you're talking about, you're subconsciously setting up another search. You don't even know it's gonna happen yet. You're gonna have your fill of your treasure that you just found. And then you're going to want more treasure after that, because the journey to finding the tone is part of it. And actually just the adrenaline of finally thinking that you found that tone and utilizing it for as long as, but then your brain's just going to naturally want to grab a different tone.
And then the next day you're like, that tone sucks. Actually, I need to change it completely. Like that's like for me, like
real,
getting
man.
into a tone. I'm like, yeah. So you get into it in the moment after like nerding out on it for like an hour, and you're like, okay, this is fucking sick. And then you come back the next day, you're like, not really something, because the fractal, I like it because I have every guitar has a preset, so I know. So every pickup is voiced differently for my fractal, because I know like the EMGs. This guy just said EMGs. That's kind of a joke right here. You ever tried EMGs? I do. Like I was chugging on, I got a 8-string for the first time, and it has EMGs in it again, and I'm like, all right, you have to just churn everything, like all the mids, everything way down, because it's like so aggressive. You're like, Jesus. And Michael Keane was always like, dude, just fucking EMGs, fuck off. Like he'd always tell me, EMGs are the way to go. Like that's all I'm doing. Like just have EMGs, stop fucking around. And there
By
is
the way,
like
shout out, happy birthday to Michael Keane. That's his birthday today.
Yeah, definitely is.
Right on.
Yep. And no, he was just always like, don't, like, they're the best, like fuck off, like, and I'm like, and he's the absolute shredding, obviously everyone knows, Faceless and stuff, but just having to chug on it again, it does have like the initial, you're like, yeah, like there we go again, and then but it was just too much now. I like I don't know, I'm just different from back when. It's like getting a metal zone when you're a kid. You're like, fuck yeah, dude, that sounds sick. And then like after a while, it starts to go like, all right, well, there's more to tone than just like fucking saturation and like a compressed saturation tone.
Yeah,
it's just more like dynamics and stuff involved.
Yeah, dude, and they're super sick for recording, you know, because
Yeah.
like they're so consistent,
Mhm.
you know. So your attack's gonna be solid. So like even if you do a blend with like active and passive,
Mhm.
you get like a really sick result.
Yeah, it's like doing a drum trigger and a mic or something almost at the same
Mhm.
time, you know. All right, Genesis is a good band. Should we
Wait,
get
what?
into
One
the
last
genesis
question.
of? Oh yeah, yeah.
I was muted and I started asking it, and I was like, "Oh shit, I'm muted." Like, is there like a band, like a classic metal band that's kind of associated with the EMG sound? Like, was it Metallica or something, or some kind of?
Yeah.
Metallica
Is
for
it
sure.
Metallica? Okay, like which
Mhm.
album? Like the
Yep.
early, like
Yeah, I would say early on, man. I mean, I want to say
Yeah.
Justice already.
for sure. Justice sounds like that would be like.
Yeah.
Black Album for sure. That
Yeah.
sounds like that's got that like scooped mid EMG sound.
Yeah,
to
I
me.
know for sure. Like they're associated with the Active and Mesa, so that's kind of like that Metallica
Yeah.
sound.
Damn, they
Gotcha.
started in 87 and 88 is when they started using EMGs.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So Justice then.
I think Cannibal too. Like for the longest time, like when Pat was around, I think they were really heavy on him.
Yep.
But now I believe they've switched to Fishman.
Okay, with like
Mhm.
the Rutan model and stuff like that. Yeah.
Right. Mhm.
Yeah. Those are I have a Fishman pair too, and that Keith Merrow guitar, and those are another
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
I just had to like EQ the shit completely different. I was like
Mhm.
playing through like a preset of a passive pickup, and it's like I'm like, all right, let's reset the fucking thing. But yeah, anyways, those pickups are Circuit City. Yeah, you get them at Circuit City now.
So what's the story behind that? Like you work there or what?
Yeah, I worked there from like 2003 to 2000
hell yeah.
to 2009. Yeah, because I remember we were going on tour with Suffocation with Decrepit and stuff, and I was like, I had to quit because my boss was like, and I was like, you know, my rent was $500. I was barely paying that. I was like, okay, well, they're gonna fire me if I go leave for another tour because they're letting me leave for tours. And I was like, they're like, we're not letting you leave again. And I was like, well, I got to quit the band for Circuit City, basically, because I was just on my own. I didn't have any help or anything. I was like, I can't be able to pay rent if I leave again and have like the tour go negative or only make a few $100 or something. And so I hit up Derek Boyer. I hit up Nick Shangelis from Cephalic. I hit up Murray. I had a bunch of people who was like, hey, I'm leaving probably. And then as I was like sending them tabs and stuff, Circuit City announced they were going out of business. And I was like, ooh. And they went out of business the day I left for tour. So that was their last day. So I just wrote it out. Boom, got unemployment, which I didn't know what unemployment was at the time. I was like, wait a minute, I don't want to have to pay anyone back. And they're like, no, dude, they just give you money. And I was like, and it was during the economic downturn in 2009. So I was like, all right, well, so they just
Sign me up, motherfucker.
I know, and I just left for tour and got unemployment, and then like I was living good. So-
Right on.
So you were working there before you even joined Odious. If you said
I don't
2003,
know. Probably. Yeah. I think I was working there when I tried out for Odious. Yeah.
because
because when we lived at the Furniture Dome, I'd like come home and it'd be like lunchtime and there'd be like 3 dudes with red shirts in the living room, like it's like all the
joints.
Circuit City guys. Yeah,
on
go
their
on.
breaks.
Remember
Is,
going and
that's
buying
cool,
a
man.
TV. and
Good
Joel-
memories with
Yeah.
Circuit City and like the commercials, dude. Remember like
Oh,
the plug
yeah.
would like come down and
Yeah,
Dude.
Oh, yeah.
dude, that was
Man.
so sick.
he didn't
That's-
even know that song. The service is state of the art.
State of the art.
Was
Those
it?
services, state of the art. No, because they changed it to like it's just something or something I needed.
Oh yeah, that was later though.
Something.
But
Yeah.
I remember before the Cars song thing, like way back when we first met, we were like singing the Circuit City, and you're that song.
I had
that
no idea.
Service is state of the art. You're like, what the hell are you talking about? And we were like, did that only air in like Southern California or something? Like we were trying to figure out why.
Dude, I got all my CDs there when I was a kid because they were the cheapest CDs, and they were like $11.99 for a new CD. And you go to Sam Goody, they'd be $23.
Yeah.
So I'd go to Circuit City because they want you. They put them all in the middle, so you have to walk in the middle, and they put all kinds of shiny TVs and shit around you. And so when you're in there buying, they're losing money on the CDs. They're like, okay, like whatever, and then like, oh shit, that TV, and then you go buy the TV or you go buy the computer or the cameras. They would just like line it with just like goodies around you. So you'd like movies,
it's a
CDs, and all that shit was just like a bait.
It's like a
It was
mouse
like-
Yeah.
trap. It's like
Yeah.
the game Mousetrap. You got the fucking cage coming down on you as you're going to grab the treats. You know, they're trying to
Yeah.
lock you in on that TV purchase, dude. And that's when the
100%.
Mousetrap.
And they got
fucking-
everyone
Yeah, until they went down to
Until-
business and
until Amazon and Walmart came
Oh,
down.
Yeah,
Amazon and Walmart. There's, I don't know how Best Buy is still there. I don't think they'll be there for much longer. But
Mhm.
because everyone just
Yeah,
sees it
man,
on,
it's tough for them. No CDs
they're like-
there at all. I'm surprised
Yeah, I
they
know.
have Blu-rays.
I know
Yeah,
I
they
know,
can't even do that
That's probably
tactic
going
anymore.
soon.
Yeah,
I think-
Actually, in the market for a CD and a vinyl player, I want to start spinning CDs again.
Ironically,
hell yeah.
I think
I bought a sick
records-
little one on Amazon, man, like for $30. It's cool because you can see it spin and
Yeah,
you can plug it in. So I just hook up the aux to my speakers. And it's nice because I'm able to like bring out all the CDs, man. Like shout
Yeah,
out to
that's
my
cool.
mom because she didn't throw them away, so she still had my entire collection.
Hell
Brought
yeah.
I
that
think it-
home.
that places like, you know, the mom and pop record stores that, you know, Streetlight may not be mom and pop, but it felt mom and pop because of the people that were working there. But it's vinyl and nostalgia that keep those places alive, dude. The physical media on top of everything else is vinyl now. The resurgence of vinyl is literally why those places are still open. And then a couple of stragglers like us from our generation where we're looking for cool DVDs, Blu-rays, and CDs. But the CDs are they're the lowest on the list now, dude.
Yeah.
It's you go to
Tapes
one
are
of those-
tapes are even up there above CDs now. People want tapes. You know?
Yeah, it's wild. There is this nostalgia for pre-digital.
Well, it's because they're digital.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like I'll just listen to it whenever I want to, but I want the random media that's like kind of like a nostalgia collectible. It's like
Yeah.
I
No.
have so many of these vinyls that are just unopened, like all around me, because I just want them to show support. But like, I don't have room at the moment, but it is fun to like go to a person's house, you pick a record, then the next person picks a record, and you just all listen to the record. Like no change, no like after one song, like no, dude, I got this other song. Let me change it. You know, like none of that. Just after when the record's done, it's your turn. It's like, you know.
Or the
Hey.
fragile aspects of a cassette too is just like something that like you got to open it carefully. You got to put it in. You got better have a good tape player. It's going to get eaten. It's going to go away forever. Something's going to
Yeah,
go
it just gets
wrong.
eaten.
And then your tape's
VHS
done,
cassettes,
dude.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
and that, they make the 100 cassette, you know, limited runs, and I got one of 100, dude. I can't do anything to fuck this up.
yeah.
Actually, when I
100%.
went to put the Parasitic CD in my car, I was having trouble getting the CD out that was in there, which it was Esophagus, that band that played Gulf Coast Death Fest.
Yeah.
So they had given me their 2-song promo also. And I was like just so pumped to listen to myself. Then I was like, oh, fuck, I can't. And then finally
A little smacking it like
pressed
You had to
it
like
enough
beat
times.
it, right?
No, I think I was
Yeah.
like, it was like you had to just tap the button to pull it out because I was like holding it down a little bit, and then when it wouldn't work, to hold it down longer. No, you just tap it. Came out.
I was gonna say, did it have like the extra logo, like the layer of paper that people would print on?
Oh yeah.
No, I don't think it was a problem with the
that would get in
CD.
the way.
It's the car player. You know how like it's annoying because it'll like come out a little bit and then go back in. So you like try to like snag it when you have like just the tiniest chance to, and then nope. So just
If you,
fun little.
if you don't
thing.
use that often, it's like it's got to cough. It's got to be like get all the
Yeah.
dust out, dude.
Yeah, this CD's been in there for like
Which
months.
is funny why you said it was esophagus. So it is the esophagus of your stereo
music.
that needed
Yeah,
to cough up some dust, dude.
But
No,
Dude,
what's
this
cool
might be a
about this
record.
music though, you know, is that people like collecting, you know, and they want that physical media,
yeah.
you know. You add it to
Totally.
your collection. I mean, I have my collection, and you know, even though it's CD, it's like people might just want it just to have, and then they won't even listen to it. But just you can see the artwork and like all the lyrics and stuff. It's just a cool thing to have, man.
I
No,
always
100%.
had a an affinity to have a library in my house when I was a kid. I wanted to have a room that was just a library, and obviously my book collection is big, but it's not enough to make a room. But I wanted to I think that's where it started, dude. I was collecting books and shit, and then it became quickly CDs, and I have a ridiculous collection of CDs that I just now I purchased a home finally again. So my second home I'm purchasing, that's closing at the end of this month. I'm fucking stoked. And I have this space in the house where I'm going to have all my CDs set up, and I got my own little musical physical library there. That's the same for the vinyl collectors and all the other. It's just, I understand that everything is at our fingertips when we get in front of one of these things, you know, but the aspect of going through alphabetizing my shit, just, it's the most OCD I am is with my music, you know.
Definitely, man. It also creates a different, unique listening experience. Because when I'm on digital, you know, and I'm in the car, I just have like you said, at your fingertips, and I can skip around, or like, I want Hate Eternal. Okay, no, now I want Defeated Sanity. But like with the CD or vinyl, man, you're just sitting there, and I like to take out the book and like story time, you know what I mean? And just absorb it all, and like just start from start to finish, man. And like it's really good because I feel like you really get in the space of the artist or the musician of what they're really trying to say.
Oh, most
So
definitely.
sick, man. Yeah.
Yeah. I definitely am like trying to figure out in my new house, like how the library setup's going to work. And I actually just decided, like, Tamana's office, I'm going to let her have all the books, even my books. I just want it all in one place. I'm okay. I wanted to have my own like philosophy library, but I'm like, nope, it can go next to the computer science stuff. But I want my room to have the CDs, like, and media. But yeah, this is exactly the headspace I'm in as well. Like, and I think having a collection, it like brings a sense of like history. It makes every listen in that area special because it's kind of like less of that transience to it. It's definitely like grounded. This is everything I have listened to, and then this is going up on the shelf next or something. Or pulling something off is like such a cooler experience, you know. And I'm on Spotify, I'm on Discover, I'm like checking out what comes out every week still too.
Yeah.
But yeah,
you just brought up another layer of it that totally is 100% part of at least me as a collector is taking, you know, you got your library of physical media, your CDs, and then you find the thing you're looking for, you pull it out, and you not only are going to listen to that album, but the memory of where I got that album, who I was with, all that, a lot of times that can also come up while I'm having that experience of, I want to listen to this in the moment. Here it is at my fingertips, put it in my stereo and reading, you know, opening the booklet and remembering where I got it.
Oh yeah, dude.
It brings up
CDs on vacation. I have CDs I bought in Sweden when I was visiting there. I have Appetite for Destruction by Guns N' Roses bought from Sweden. Just offhand, I remember that one. I've got like a Who DVD I got out there. Yeah, I could say a story for a bunch of the old stuff, you know.
I know they're little like charged nostalgic.
The Who DVD
doses.
doesn't work in America, by the way. That pissed me off. It's like a Europe thing, you know. Anyway.
Yeah, dude. What's cool also about the CDs is because, like, then you start to remember bands that you like completely forget to look up on Spotify. Like on Spotify, you know, I've got like the bands in rotation, but my CD collection, I'm like, oh shit, I haven't jammed that in forever. Like, wow.
Oh, dude,
are they on Spotify? And then I'll like look if they're on Spotify just to kind of like add it there to my collection too. But like it kind of stems from the CD collection.
Wretch, perfect example. I brought up Portland earlier. I was coming back from Portland.
Hell yeah, Wretch, bro.
Shout out DK, Dan Kenny. He texts me and he's like, dude, nobody fucking knows about this shit. Every time I try and talk to people about death metal, when I bring up Wretch, nobody remembers that band. And I jammed the first EP and I was like, wow, dude, this is like top shelf drum machine death metal band, dude, with the dual vocalists. And we got to see him at Maryland too, and RIP to one of the members. I think one of them passed away.
Yeah.
but I couldn't find any of their shit on any like, Spotify or whatever. I had to go on YouTube, and
They'd be crushing right now. Is the sad part about it is they'd be like they'd be up in those Maryland Death Fest like top lineups.
dude,
They'd be at
them,
those
Future
Europe
Pile and
festivals.
Insidious
Yeah.
Discrepancy just do a drum
Oh,
machine
yeah.
tour. How sick would that
God.
be, dude?
Hell
I'm
yeah,
so
bro.
down.
There was
Dude,
that,
that's so
um,
sick that you brought up Wretch, man. I wasn't expecting
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah,
Like,
dude,
hell yeah,
and-
dude. That was one of the first Brutal CDs I bought, man, because
Yeah, me too. Actually.
like aside from Best Buy and stuff like that, man, we had this local dude here, man, and he was like a promoter. He ran this promotion called Devourment Productions, right? And his name is Roland, and he just like sold CDs like out of a little flea market, dude. And we were like in high school, and we would always visit and just like look at the cover art. And dude, I remember buying like Lust of Decay and that Wretch and Insidious, and then that's how you like discover the labels, dude.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
I remember like getting Wretch and then looking like, oh yeah, Unmatched Brutality.
The fountains of fucking all the other music that yeah.
Yeah. And then you start to look and see what other bands are on that label, and you just go down
you
that
get a
rabbit
taste of the underground, and then you just try and figure out how to find your way deeper into it as soon as you get touched by it. So it's following artwork, band names, logos, and then you go to those record labels, dude.
Thank you lists too. I would be like, all right, this is one of my favorite bands. What's that guitar player thinking? All right, these bands. All right, gotta go to like Spawn of Possession. I'm like, who the fuck is Martyr? All right, let's go check out Martyr. Like it was like we were finding out like all these bands through like thank you lists of albums that we worshipped, and we're like, who are they listening to?
Dude, for real, man. It's kind of like looking at like sports and athletes and stats, man. I would look at it and be like, oh, okay, what else did he play on? And then, oh yeah, wow, he's also in Severed Savior, Otis Mortem, and then, oh wow, yeah, like it's cool, dude, because then it's like you see all the connections and shit, and that in Metal Archives, dude. I would always get on Metal Archives and like see, all the bands.
They're still doing it. That's so crazy how they're still like. I don't
even know who runs it, man. Like I want to shake that guy's hand. Like who the hell is it?
That's an actual. We need to get that guy on the podcast.
It's probably a team now.
When I went on,
probably a team.
Yeah. When I went on there and I found myself for the first time, I'm like, damn, they got me in Lucy, they got me in Dreamer, and they got me as playing bass, not as drummer. Like they had the details right on. I was like, okay, this is
they
fun.
have pictures of me from like random shows that I've never seen pictures of me from. I'm like,
dude, yeah, they go deep into it, man. Like just.
Yeah.
What if there's one guy at the helm, and then he has a team of people that literally is like, this week you just dig through metal as far as you can, and you bring back.
Dude, we got to get that guy on the podcast. That's a new.
Yeah, where are you, Metal Archives? If you're listening to this, join the chat.
Maybe somebody in the chat might know too. Who runs that shit?
I think I have a like mod approval or whatever for Metal Archive. I like submitted a request to change like
so you can edit shit if you want to.
I think I submitted an edit request and then someone has to approve it or something.
Is it so? Okay.
Anyway. It was for Last of Lucy. I'm like, I'm the drummer now. I want that on there or something. So
yeah.
But anyway, is Parasitic Septicity on there, dude? I gotta check. Better be.
Yeah, no, I already checked. It's on there.
Yeah,
I checked while we were talking.
It's like as soon as the demo dropped at midnight, like on New Year's, it was on there. Like the guy from Metal Archives was like waiting to hit submit as soon as it dropped. You know what I mean?
Well, it actually says added by, so it has a name, Odium, and then modified by MDL, last modified July 31st, and it was added on July 19th. So yeah, we have names associated with who put us on there. I can see
like
what else
screen names, done. Right? Just like not real names.
Yeah, this guy has submitted. Yeah. This guy has submitted 906 bands. So he's put a lot of bands on there.
Yeah, dude, some metal soldiers compiling the data, making sure that we're all archived.
Dude, and that's cool though. They don't want to miss a beat though, man. Like I was checking my name on there, and like I've like credits going back to high school, like bands that I jumped in for a little bit. It's on there, It's so
It's
sick.
it's adding the history.
Mhm.
It's building
Yeah.
out the history of everything, you know, and hoping that will all still be cool, you know, decades later, and people still do the digging to find out. Oh, Parasitic Septicity was on Cali Death podcast right after they did the 2-song demo, dude. You know, and shit like that. Like nerds, like just like us around the world, who want to just continuously taking in information about the stuff that we love.
Yeah.
You know?
The reviews are super cool too. Like when you look up the classics and like sometimes they're like really harsh, dude. Like I'll look up like a Deeds of Flesh and it has like a 59% or like 30%. I'm like, what the you know, sometimes these
Well,
reviews
yeah,
are
Oh, yeah.
there's always
Yeah.
haters, but dude,
uh-huh.
we'll never
Yeah,
ever
yeah, yeah.
give Deeds less than a
Right.
fucking 99%, dude. 'Cause-
Yeah. It's just cool to see the reviews and like when you read it, they're like super analytical about it and you can tell they're passionate. It's awesome.
I think this episode is a record for how long it's been since we actually break into our guests, dude. And I really want to know about you as a person, dude. I know we got very chatty and plenty of weeds talk, but also one of the reasons why I wanted you to come on is because you seem like such a chill dude, and I wanted to get to know you a little bit more, dude. So, what is that? Anthony's photo on Martin? Is that? Oh, that was me. Probably. I
What
don't know
is
which
it,
one
man?
it is.
I'll
Yeah,
find
somebody pull it up.
Is beef's bad? Is that good?
I don't know,
Usually
dude.
when you beef, you stack and you fall, right?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just using my 90s lingo, dude. I don't know if it's like a new 2020.
Dude,
Yeah,
I-
real
lingo.
quick though, before we move on, I got to show this gem.
Oh,
Check this out, man.
shit.
Dude,
Fuck
signed
yeah.
by all
Yeah.
the members too. Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure. Like I know you're not on this one, but I
No,
think you
I'm not.
signed this one.
Oh,
Like,
did I? That's a weird
like,
one.
is this you right here?
Bring it closer. What no, it doesn't look like something I would do. Oh wait, no, I'm right there. I am. I'm down. There's 5 signatures on there. So
Yeah.
if you go below the
bottom
one,
left?
yeah. So the bottom left is actually 2 different signatures, and
Oh
I'm to the
yeah,
right
yeah,
of
yeah.
that. I'm like in the middle of the bottom
Yeah.
row.
Check this one out. This one's pretty cool. Fucking
Oh, sorry. One second.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh yeah,
Look-
that one's already
look.
popped up on the show.
they put that.
Check out Bill, dude. Like, look at what he did.
You see
Oh
that?
yeah. No, he would do all kinds of shit. Fuck work.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's classic Bill.
No, that's
So was that bloodletting?
no.
No, because
so,
if it was severed, it would have been
the
on
severed one was during
Insurrection
the
one.
Servile tour, and I caught you guys in Houston with our cake.
Nice.
It was like it might have
yeah.
been, man, I don't know, like 2012, I think.
Was that tiny place?
Yeah, dude, it was literally like just me and my friends there. And we were
Yeah.
just like hopping on the stage on and off, you know. And
I
like,
remember being in the crowd with you guys. I was
yeah,
because I had my wireless mic, so I just did it from the crowd.
yeah,
They gave us we had like water jugs with the little pole spouts at the top. It was just like a plastic water jug, but like a 40 maybe more ounces, and they would just fill us up with Bud Light. And we just all the bands were just walking around with these giant jugs with the fucking the sport water fucking tip on it, and
The anti-hydration.
we'd be sucking beer through that and playing on a crooked fucking pool table, and then play the Severed set that night. That's what it's all about, dude. See, I don't want to get too far into it, but I always had fun, even if there was only going to be 20 people there or something like that, you know, because those 20 people came to watch my band. I'm in their fucking territory. I'm gonna, you know, have fun with it and fucking do my shit and hang out with you guys after. I'm sure we all hung out and
dude, it was so sick, man. And like
Yeah.
we drove like 3.5 hours just to go see the show, man. Like we were so stoked. We're like, yeah, Severed Savior's coming with our cake, and my dad was super cool, man. He would just let us borrow his car. He's like, yeah, just
Hell
take it,
yeah.
son. He's like, just take
That's
it.
rad.
And we would like pack up. He had a Jeep Cherokee, and me and my friends would just drive out. And
rad.
like, yeah, we were party with you guys, and then like we would just drive back, dude. I don't know how the hell we like, I don't know how the hell we did it, man. We did. I probably couldn't do that today.
No, nowadays it's like, fuck, dude, the shit I used to do. I got away.
Yeah, where's
For
the
me,
hotel?
nowadays, like, I got away with enough, dude. I got away with enough. Now, if I have a couple beers, I'm Ubering. I'm not doing. I've got away with enough. I'm on like there's a ratio. It's like, all right, you've done this many times. You're due for the bad thing. So like, like you're due for it. Whether a person runs in front of your car and like you're drunk and they're in the wrong, it's like, oh, you're drunk though. So that's on. It's like something like that could happen too with that. And I'm just like, all right, I'm done. Just can't.
Due for a dewey. Due for a
I
dewey,
mean,
dude.
it's funny when you say that because like we drove to see Spawn of Possession, and that's where I actually met Anthony. But we were like, I bought when they put tickets on sale like 4 months in advance. 3 months. I was like, dude, we got to buy them the day they go on sale, dude. It's gonna sell out, dude. It's gonna be insane. And like we showed up there, and it was Severed Savior, Spawn of Possession, Payame, and Gorgasm, and there was like fucking. There was probably like 60 people in the bit.
But it was
and it was a huge venue, and I was like, dude, we got to get tickets now, dude. They're gonna sell out. We can't waver on this. We have to go right now and buy tickets. And like we got them 4 months in advance. Like people are just probably walking by going like, yeah, let's go check it out. Whatever, we'll go in there. like it wasn't like a sought after thing.
It's something about the underground though, that with those 60 to 100 people, there was probably 100 people at that show. I would say not 60. I think that it pulled that, but either way, you just know that it's a concentrated version of people that we should be interacting with because we have such commonalities. It's that type of a bill. Whoever shows up to that show, the percentage of somebody who doesn't know what's going on is very small.
That was good, right?
There might be 0.01%, no, less, more than that, but there's a few people at that show that might not really know what they're at. They're being shepherded in by a friend who does know about it though, and so it's just a concentrated version of people that we actually socially would. It's the best like friend possibility you could have for meeting new people. I met Joel that night, but I'm fucking.
Well, it's for people that have gone down the rabbit hole far enough.
Podcast with you 2 decades later, dude. And
I know, yeah, it's crazy.
Met that one day,
It was 2 decades. I think it was 2004, 2005, 2004. But it's crazy. I mean, it's people that have gone down that rabbit hole far enough. Kind of a group of, because you start with like Slayer, Sepultura, Fear Factory, whatever you start with. We'll get let's get into David. Daniel. God damn it. I'm Joel. People call me
David.
People call me Josh. People call me Josh all the time, dude. I get it.
That's so funny, man, because there's this little running joke of David is the guitarist for Parasitic Septicity. Yeah, like there's like some reviews going around, and like it has me listed as David, and I'm like, and then it's just so it's cool, dude. It's a running joke.
No, DA, because brains will usually take the first 2 letters and usually the last 2 letters and like make the word. They don't like read the full word. How a brain reads a word. I just saw the
DA, just call me Dan. Dan.
Yeah.
Dan's cool.
Well, I went off the D. I didn't look up at the top and was like, to confirm that it was David or not. I was like DA something in my brain. I was like, so David.
We should just call him DB now. We got a DK, and now we can have a Dan.
Oh, DB. Yeah.
DB, dude.
There it is.
All right, dude. Let's finally dig into our guests right now, because all that stuff's going to come along the way, and we'll,
Yeah, all this stuff's going to come back too.
Yeah,
it is
fun to talk to.
Hey, we're
David, you're super fun to talk to, dude.
Cool.
All right. So Dan, always been in Texas, huh?
Well, dude, I was born in Georgia, but like, hey, I moved in the 4th grade, so I've got like young memories there, but nothing like death metal or musical, really. Just kind of the childhood stuff, and
that's kind of
good memories there. And then my background, I'm Colombian too, so that's the big thing.
Oh, Colombian. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, Texas, been here pretty much most of my life, dude.
How long were you in Georgia?
Man, I was there till the 4th grade. I remember, moving away and thinking like, shit, nothing's gonna be the same. I'll never meet any friends, man. But Dude, I think about it all the time. Like, what if I would have stayed in Georgia, man? Like,
What part of Georgia?
would I have ever discovered death metal? You know,
Yeah, what part of Georgia were you in?
Dude, I was in this little town called LaGrange. It's about an hour south of Atlanta.
Okay.
I don't know if you've heard of it.
No,
but
the song.
yeah, just a little town, man, and great memories there. But yeah, I didn't really get into music at all. Like in Georgia, I was into sports as a kid, and I played everything: basketball, baseball, football, soccer. My dad coached me, and yeah. But it wasn't until like Texas that I kind of like developed relationships with people that were like into music and stuff like that, and I started to kind of listen to my own music, because like even before getting into metal, dude, we got to start somewhere, right?
Totally, 100%.
Yeah, like my family wasn't really like a musical household, so to say. Like there wasn't instruments in the house or anything really. I mean, my mom's a really good singer. I gotta mention that.
Are both your parents Colombian?
Yes. So like they came over here, from Colombia, and just started the life.
Yeah. How many siblings do you got?
It's just me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you were born here after they came over?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So born here, raised here, and all that stuff. So yeah, I mean, like music wasn't really like in the house, but like traditional like Colombian folk music, we call it vallenatos, was always playing, and my family loves to like dance and just kind of like party and have a good time and that kind of music. But yeah, man, I just when you get to like school and you meet friends, man, I just kind of like started getting into just whatever, dude. And I gotta say, man, like I started out like, this is probably not what you're gonna expect, but I started out with like the pop shit, dude.
Oh yeah.
Like I was like really real into like Spice Girls and shit, dude, and like
that's
Backstreet Boys, and just kind of like, I don't know, it was just like my first introduction to like me getting into music, if that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
It's like,
that's awesome.
You're around your parents and stuff, but like, yeah, dude. So like, I remember like buying my first CD was probably like Spice Up Your World or some shit, dude.
That's
and like,
rad, dude.
I have no shame in admitting, like,
no, I know, that's awesome.
If they go on tour, dude, I'll fucking go.
I'm fucking down. I'm down. I'll listen to that right now.
You just saw Christina Aguilera live, didn't you?
Dude, she's one of the best fucking like pop singers. She's probably one of the top pop singers.
Amazing,
like, as far as
man.
Talent
is
concerned.
Like, I mean, I'm fucking a brutal death for life, but like,
I'm definitely guilty of slapping Genie in a bottle a few times in my life.
Oh man, dude.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She's an amazing singer, actually. As far as like an actual, from a musical perspective, she's probably the best.
Yeah.
Probably the best.
Bro, yes. And like that mic is on, dude. That mic is fucking on, dude. All the whole night.
It's no bullshit.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
And I would say like, that was more my wife's doing. Like, I got her those tickets to go see, but I was secretly like, like, and she looks incredible. Like, whoa, like
that's rad, dude.
So anyway, that's like kind of starting out there, getting into the pop stuff, and then you kind of start to hang out with other people, and our families would always get together with like other Colombians and stuff like that, and they were a little like some of the siblings and stuff, or not siblings, but kids were a little older, and I remember them turning me on to another big one. Was P. Diddy. I mean, that's a shame, like all the shit that went down with him.
Ooh, yeah.
But one of my first CDs was that Puff Daddy and the Family. I remember getting that one.
Yep. I remember
and like, so I was kind of like, yeah, fuck yeah, Puff Daddy.
That's the one where he sampled Sting, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you hear the story behind that though? So he has to pay Sting $2,000 a day.
Oh shit.
For like forever, because he didn't ask for permission. So it's like a ruling. So he gets $500,000 a year from every year because of that. But that was the one with Mace, Puff Daddy, right?
Yeah,
that was like
not all the guys, Biggie,
yeah.
Yeah. So I remember like hearing that and all the cuss words, like F-bombs, and I was like, oh shit. And like, like
this is fucking hard.
I like
dude.
remember like I couldn't buy the Walmart version because it was like they like
Yeah,
blurred
fuck
out
a
all the
Walmart
cuss words.
version of anything.
Yeah. Exactly.
I remember getting the real deal, and I was like, "Fuck yeah!" And then like I got that first Eminem one too. So
Hell
all
yeah.
that stuff, dude, I'm still down with all that, man.
Fuck yeah.
Not the P Diddy, but whatever. So like, you know, I always had like this, you know, kind of just curiosity to explore more. You know, like, okay, there's got to be other cool shit, dude. And I have a really awesome uncle. Shout out Uncle Al.
Hell yeah.
Because he was like kind of laughing at me, like, you know, what are you doing listening to this like stuff? Like, and he was like kind of putting me on, trying to get me into like bands, you know, because I really didn't know like what guitar was or anything. So Uncle Al really put me onto like bands, dude, like guitar and stuff like that. And I'll never forget, dude, my first concert. And I want to hear yours too, guys. But my first concert was Third Eye Blind, dude.
Damn.
And that fucking rocked, man. It
Yeah,
was
yeah.
so
Oh, yeah.
sick, dude. Like
seeing live music, like shit that you've heard and listened to on the radio and stuff, and seeing it live. Yeah.
This is my. This is gonna. I may have said it on the show before, but it's gonna tie right back into what you were saying earlier. My first concert was Paula Abdul and New Kids on the Block, dude.
Damn. Dude, that's fucking.
If
that's
I
hard.
could jump in a time machine, I would go.
You know what? I'd be so down for
I
that.
got a New Kids on the
man.
Block shirt that night, dude, and I couldn't wait to show my fucking neighbor, dude. I went over to his house like rocking it, and I was like, dude, you don't even know, dude. You don't even understand.
I wanted to see Crisscross. Crisscross is the one I wanted to see first. Was Crisscross, dude. Fucking
Dude,
with the
hell
backwards
yeah.
jeans and backwards.
I did that. I actually wore the backwards jeans to school one day. It was,
Dude, I know people were starting to do that in first, second grade.
it's a problematic thing when you have to take a leak, dude. You got to unzip the back, you know.
The flaps down, put the flaps down and everything. Yeah.
And putting your hands in your pocket was much more uncomfortable because you got to just put them like right down the front, you know. Or
they look so sick though, dude. How sick did that look when you were a kid? You were just like, they're badass. They're wearing their jeans backwards, like, you know, maybe it's from like your parents. So you're growing up going like, dude, your jeans are on backwards. You're like, oh, sorry, like whatever. Or your shirt's on backwards or something. And like these kids were just like, dude, this is how we fucking do it normally, dude. And you're just like, and you're just like, fuck yeah, dude, that's fucking.
Did they wear the opposite shoes on each side too? I don't know.
Oh, that would suck. I don't agree with that at all. I hope they don't.
I don't agree with that at all. It'd be the most uncomfortable day ever.
Walking like that, dude, you trip over shit. Shit's all pointed the opposite direction.
You turn because somebody called your name and your hood hits you in the face. All that type of shit, dude.
Yeah.
No, that's cool. That's straight up.
dude.
I love that. That's like that was kind of like your actual like just hearing music, being like, ooh, I got a feeling from this, and it's, you know, it's the number one shit on the radio, and that's kind of for me. I remember same thing. My mom was listening to certain styles of music and stuff like Sade and all these different styles, and I was like, shit's catchy as fuck, dude. Like this is awesome, you know. And then you grow up and you get through the teenager phase where like this stuff I would never listen. What do you? I mean, I went through the denial of it. I never like held strong through my teens of all the music I used to listen to when I was younger, for fear of retribution of my metalhead friends. but coming as you turn 30, you're just like, fucking, I don't give a shit, dude. Dude, NSYNC is talented as fuck. I don't give a shit.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Peter Cetera.
I'm still down.
Yeah,
Peter
I'm still down
Cetera
too.
from
I'm
the
actually
Karate
more down
Kid.
than I've ever been right now.
They're like in Deadpool too, I think. Right? They just
Dude, the beginning of Deadpool, the new Deadpool, I just saw it in the theaters. He does a bye fucking like murder scene.
Yeah.
It's like one of the sickest. Dude, that movie had me fucking. I'm not into the whole Marvel thing. I mean, I grew up collecting the cards. I have like binders and binders and binders of all the cards, but like I haven't been like deep into the universe or whatever the fuck they're talking about. But that movie with the Wolverine Deadpool for comedic value was fucking hilarious, dude. I was like,
dude, I haven't seen it yet. I really want to see it.
I haven't seen it yet either. Don't
time.
spoil anything because I think
no, there's like 900 jokes that are amazing. There's like, and they're just like digs or disses and shit that like Deadpool says, and man, it's fucking comedy. It's a good comedy. Like I was like,
how's it for a 12-year-old? I think I want to take Trev.
It's very violent. I mean, I don't know. Whatever you, it's like decapitated, like holding up heads.
Yeah, I saw it broke like box office records for the rated R, like over Passion of Christ, right? Something like that.
Really?
Yeah, because like that was number one was the
Yeah.
Jesus movie, dude.
Jesus.
And
Well,
then
they bring
apparently
back-
just broke the record.
They
Yeah,
bring
for-
back like all these old characters, and they have like characters that have never had their own movies, like Gambit, like who's
What? Gambit's in there? Don't.
I know,
you're
he-
getting
he was like-
spoilers.
Channing-
Oh,
Channing
that's a
Tatum,
spoiler
I
that I
saw.
would have wanted to know.
No, but wait, no, Gambit is so funny, dude. You don't know who it is, but it's fucking hilarious. So, and yeah, there's another one in there that you grew up watching, but
Spoiler.
that just people never. It's a bunch of people that never got their movies just coming in there and just like they come back, and you're like,
Yeah.
holy fuck, dude. Like, because I don't really care about like the newer stuff, but like the old stuff, they called back a lot of the old stuff, and Gambit was my favorite person, you know.
When
I was
when I was a kid, I was into Gambit because of the playing card aspect.
Yeah,
Because I
Oh, yeah.
was into cards,
dude, you gotta go. Yeah, take Trevor.
filling the
You'll-
cards.
dude.
Oh, yeah, dude.
It's so funny, dude.
Damn.
That's awesome that you mentioned that, man. Like how it hits all the bells and whistles, like the nostalgic elements. Because, yeah, I mean, aside from music, dude, I feel like there's like a big part of like who I am from like all the shit I grew up watching, dude. From like
Mhm,
Ninja Turtles to like
Fuck yeah.
Batman after school,
You
know?
Yeah.
Mhm,
Oh,
mhm.
You know,
dude.
the
Saturday morning
animated
cartoons.
series Batman. And
Oh, dude.
How old are you, Dan?
I'm 37.
Okay.
Okay.
So, yeah,
But,
we're
like,
right,
dude, I'm
we're
a
right
90s
there, dude.
kid, man. Like,
Yeah,
I
hell
learned
yeah.
my
40.
like I learned my life lessons from Doug, dude. Like,
So sick,
you
dude.
know, like,
You're
fucking
young enough to be
Doug
scared of
and-
Are You Afraid of the Dark's intro?
Bro,
fucking
yes,
all that
90s
shit,
horror,
dude.
dude. That's all where
Dude.
it's at, man. I
And our
love
so
parents,
good.
our parents
Goosebumps,
didn't
man.
really. We were exposed
yeah.
to so much like
Mhm.
horror shit back then that we probably shouldn't have. I would have Friday the 13th nightmares at like 8. You know,
Oh, dude, are you afraid of the dark, dude? Back in the
that
day, Nick
intro,
at
I
Night?
had to go in the other room.
Mhm. Dude, it's sick because they're on Paramount now, and my wife and I we go back and watch those old episodes, and we're like, "Holy shit, that's fucking
The
that's
clown
dark."
in the
you
attic.
know?
The clown.
I watched
puppet
this
in
as
the
a
attic,
kid,
dude.
you know.
I know, like Ren and
Yeah.
Stimpy. I was Ren and Stimpy,
Mhm.
Rocko's Modern Life. Are You Afraid of the Dark? Like all these like wacky ass fucking shows,
Snake.
and I'm like, oh, no wonder I'm
Yeah.
fucking weird as shit. It's like like
Yeah,
I
dude.
loved Ren and Stimpy, and I
I
loved.
say Ren and Stimpy is the exact. I could tie that back to why I like Tim and Eric's awesome show. Great job. It's the same like gross out comedy,
Yeah, with the
you know,
human version of it.
like it, and having purposefully anxious elements to it, and the tension and shit during certain parts where I'm just like, that's exactly why I listen or watch Tim and Eric. That same exact thing.
we were that
'cause
generation
it's something-
too. If you, I watched that Nickelodeon documentary about all.
How old
the,
are you guys?
I
gonna
just
be-
turned 40.
He just turned 40. I'm only 39 for a little bit longer, but I get
Couple
to
months.
rub that in on Joel
Wow.
for just a.
And then Joseph.
I'm 33 still. Turning
Oh,
34 next week.
Just
Right
kidding.
You were
on.
29.
week.
You were in your 20s when we started this, dude.
Oh, sick.
Was
That was
I?
that long?
I don't know. We're coming up on 4 years.
Yeah, I guess.
Damn,
That's crazy.
That's
Mhm.
dude. I
But-
can't get.
Birthday,
you-
Joseph?
What?
When's your
He
birthday?
said a week.
It's next Sunday.
Yeah, so we would have started after your 29th birthday
Yeah.
in the October following that.
But dude, it was Nickelodeon back
Yeah,
to the
Kevin
real important
Conroy,
thing.
shout out. I see that, and shout out Josh. Yo, what's up, dude?
Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network. I remember like those were just the two channels. So I remember all the same shows, just a little bit later. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Fairly Odd
Uh,
Parents, stuff like that kind of came along while I was a kid. But SpongeBob, when SpongeBob dropped, that was like
I never
Suddenly it was
saw.
the-
Dude,
SpongeBob.
I never, I
SpongeBob.
still to this day have not seen a single episode.
Yeah,
See,
I
like
haven't
every
either.
kid younger than me, it's only SpongeBob, and everyone older than me, it's not. And I'm like,
I-
I've never
I'm
seen a
gonna actually say-
Pokemon. I've never seen a Pokemon or a SpongeBob.
oh, dude.
I've never seen a
Yeah.
Pokemon.
I've never seen a Pokemon, dude.
Joseph
Yeah.
and I can connect on the SpongeBob thing because of my
You have
kids.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Once I started making small humans, SpongeBob soon found its way into my life. And what's crazy about that is not only is it actually a good show, you guys should watch SpongeBob. It's actually entertaining.
I've seen clips
But-
that seem pretty funny.
But one of the guys who's involved, I think he might be the voice of SpongeBob, worked
Mhm.
on Mr. Show with Bob and David, Bob Odenkirk and
Oh, that's right. That's
David
right. Yeah,
Cross.
yeah.
and he was
Yeah.
an actor, writer, or whatever on that show as well. So
I've seen him like
crazy.
show up to like places and like go like, "Hey, guy," like do like the intro and stuff. I've seen him
Yeah,
before.
yeah. It's just wild to think that, you know, something that I remember from the 90s, there's an element of it in something that my kids are into, you know, a couple decades later or whatever, you know.
Dude, ever since Daniel/David brought up the Doug show, I in my head the whole time's been ooh wee you killer tofu.
Yeah,
Dude,
dude.
the fucking beats, dude.
Dude.
The
beats,
dude.
bro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that might
Dude,
be
they had so many
also
classics, right?
Oh,
Doug
dude.
may have been teaching us to be into bands, dude.
Yeah, no, for real, dude. Those beats and the honker burger, dude. I always wanted to hang out there, dude.
The honker
The
burger,
honker
dude.
burger, holy shit.
And
And
what
fuck-
all the last name like Doug Funny, but
Roger Klotz, dude.
somebody Pickles. Who was Pickles?
Oh yeah.
Wait, no, that's Rugrats.
Yeah,
That's
Oh,
Rugrats.
dude, that's
That was
another
gonna
one,
fuck me.
dude.
That's another one,
those-
dude.
I was like learning from a 2-year-old, dude. I was like,
Yeah, it's all.
he was
I
like
still remember-
younger than 2, probably. Yeah.
His
What about
dad's
Salute?
like-
You guys watch Salute Your Shorts? That was one of
Oh,
my favorite
hell
shows,
yeah, dude.
That
Dude,
was
I
one of my
watched
favorite ones.
everything, man. Like
Or,
Legends of the
hey,
Hidden
hey,
Temple,
dude.
Hey,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah. Did y'all watch Legends of the Hidden Temple?
Oh,
'cause it
fuck
would be
yeah,
hey,
dude.
dude,
I wanted to
into
be
it.
on that so bad,
Dude,
dude.
or I mean, Guts. I would want to be on
Oh,
Guts,
Guts,
or
dude.
fucking
Yeah,
Double Dare.
Dare.
Oh yeah,
Come on,
dude.
dude.
Dude, Double Dare on that new
Nickelodeon?
Dr.
Yeah.
Phil episode or with
Skeeter,
Adam
dude.
Ray.
Hell yeah.
He gets Mark Summers to come out and he does a Double Dare thing, and Mark Summers is like hilarious, dude. Like
That's
Mark
rad.
Summers is like he was a comedian before that, so like he's
Oh,
very
perfect.
funny, dude. Yeah, he's very funny. But dude, Double Dare, I saw that live in San Jose, dude. I like
Oh,
went
shit.
to like at the I saw it live.
Wow.
It was like as a kid, it's still one of my like favorite kid memories was seeing like
Shout out
Double
Josh,
Dare, like,
Pete, and Pete too,
Dude.
dude.
Fuck
Oh,
yeah,
Pete
Pete
and
and
Pete.
Pete, Clarissa.
That's when I was starting to
Clarissa,
bail.
Explains all, dude.
Yeah,
Clarissa Explains
dude.
It All that.
Clarissa, man. Even
I
Alex
think I was
Mack, dude. How about
All
Alex
that.
Mack?
Okay, I will say all that, yes, because
that's like the
yeah.
line for me where I like was over Nick.
But
All that
all
was coming
that-
out, and
all
I
that was-
never got into it.
I stuck
So if
around, dude, and Keenan and Kel. That was good.
Oh yeah.
If you,
Yeah.
if you
Good,
compare
Mr.
all
Burger
that
or Good
to,
Burger or whatever.
like SNL, and of course I'm like, oh, these are kids, but I think that the writers of all that were phoning it in after a while because they wouldn't have too many new segments. It was always a repeated. I understand like Norm on the update, whatever. What is that?
Yeah, we can
What was the
update.
thing that- so he did that, and that was like a reoccurring thing. But SNL would have 1 or 2 of those, and then it would be new sketches. But all that turned into just reoccurring.
For me, it was
sketches and
Wild and Crazy Kids, dude. Wild and
Mhm.
Crazy Kids. Do you remember that?
Yeah, dude.
That dude.
Yeah,
that
I don't
was-
remember too much
Dude, there were
about it,
so
but
many, dude. Even Kablam. I don't know if you guys remember Kablam, dude.
Yeah.
Like all these
this, it's
I actually
hitting.
watched that for the ska intro. I watched it again. It had,
Yeah,
like, a
yeah,
bunch of
yeah.
those shows had ska music in it. You know.
The music was great in all those shows, man.
Here's
Yeah.
the list from Nickelodeon.
Keenan Thompson. He came from Wild and Crazy Kids, I think.
So I was big on Wild Thornberries for sure.
That's a later
Rocket
one.
Power was big. Cat Dog.
Was that the
was
skateboard
big.
one? Rocket Power?
Yeah, Rocket Power
Okay.
was like skate culture.
Yeah.
surf culture.
Have we
Dude,
said
Rocco.
Rocco's
Rocco
Modern
was
Life.
sick as hell.
We haven't said
Yeah.
that yet.
No,
Yeah.
I said Rocko's Modern Life earlier.
Oh, you
How
did?
about dude, All Real Monsters? Is that on there?
Real Monsters?
Yeah, right here.
dude.
That was a
Shit.
sick one.
Oh
yeah.
shit! The guy holds those eyeballs. Oh
Yes,
Yeah,
dude. That shit
dude.
was the art was sick.
I remember
yeah.
they
It's
did
like
a,
the
like
Saturday
a
morning
revamp.
cartoons, dude.
They did a
I'm sorry.
Rocco's Modern Life revamp where
Yeah.
I guess the last episode they got out of the atmosphere and then they somehow fall back into the atmosphere and life is totally different now. The internet's happening, all this kind of shit. I think that's cool that they're and we've been saying the word nostalgia a lot tonight, but I think that is a driving component in like modern media is catering to us later generation or once kids kids in the 90s now as adults with their own kids. Let's keep that shit alive. And then they feed it to their kids. And my kids are now, in the loop of what was happening in the 90s. And I love showing my kids Fraggle Rock and shit like that.
Dude, there was my Osa's sister's kids. We were babysitting them, and they were showing us these new like science shows and stuff. And I was all, dude, check out fucking Beekman's World, dude. Fuck this. And I put on Beekman's World, and they were just all. I put on one episode, and they were like sitting there, just like laughing a bunch. And they're like, I was like, all right, sorry, that was my thing. They're like, can we put on another episode of Beekman's World? And they like wanted like more Beekman's World. And I was all, dude, that shit was the shit, dude. Like Bill Nye the Science Guy, Beekman's World, like they were all about that when I showed it to them. And it's like, it's all dated now. Like watching it, I'm like, well, I thought this was going to be better than I remember. But it still was like, I still was like, it got them. They were just like, damn, this is fucking awesome.
Dude, hell yeah, man. And it's like, the nostalgia hits all the feels, dude. And it's just, I'm just like proud of it. Like I'm proud of like growing up during that time. It's just so cool, dude. Man. Because I feel like all that, all that just kind of like molded me, to like the shit that I got into. Because like I know we talked about the music, but like I feel like just there's other things in there that kind of shaped me, dude. Like I was reading Goosebumps, man.
Dude, like you were talking about library shit and books early. That's where my shit. When I was talking about when I started collecting books was fucking
Goosebumps,
dude. Those covers,
those book fairs.
Shout out to Tim Jacobus, dude.
Yeah,
that artwork is so badass, man. I actually got him to sign the
you met him.
Welcome to Dead House, dude. The first one. He did the art. Yeah, bro. Like, so all those books and the cover art, and like you would feel like the text, right? Remember the Goosebumps, the letters?
Yeah. It was embossed or whatever. And I read The Haunted Mask in one day, and it was something that I had to run around the house.
You remember the movie?
Yeah,
I remember
there was the series. There was a series that it was, dude. But just the feeling of accomplishment that I killed a book in one day as a child. Yeah. I had to tell everybody in the house, like, see this book? I read that all today.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, that shit was Animorphs too, dude.
Animorphs was hard.
Brought that up. Goosebumps, man, and like, like I was also like a big gamer too. I still consider myself more like I love the classic games, dude. Like I'm a retro gamer. I still like video games, but. Shit, man. Sometimes I just want to like pop something on and just like run it start to finish without like having to like buy all this shit, just to play the damn game. But like, yeah, dude. So a big one for me, dude, was the first time I played Mortal Kombat, dude.
Oh, dude.
God,
didn't get me started. I was the first person on the list to get Mortal Kombat for Sega Genesis in Santa Cruz. My dad and I went there the day that we found out it was coming out. We stood in front of the place just to put myself on the list to be number one to get it for Sega Genesis. So I was like, I'm getting Mortal Kombat, dude. I was obsessed. Yeah, dude.
I'm fortunate to like have like such a really cool family, dude. Because like I said, Uncle Al showed me the bands, but like I have a really cool cousin, Diego, man. And we would always go over for Christmas, and he would show me all the games, man. I was like kind of young, man, for elementary, and he showed me Mortal Kombat, dude. And like, dude, I remember like the family would be like, "It's time for dinner," but I would like kind of like hide away, and dude, I was just like playing Mortal Kombat, dude. And I was like so fascinated, and that was Mortal Kombat 1. And then I remember, I think it was the next summer, my family took a trip to Colombia, and my cousins had Mortal Kombat 2, dude.
What?
And for me, Mortal Kombat 2 is the darker one.
Yeah.
That's totally. That's my favorite one.
Yeah,
so I remember playing that one, like, oh, dude, that blew my mind. Like,
so is that when Reptile comes on?
Reptile's in it. Baraka.
Is Ermac in that one?
No, he's not in that one yet.
That's the next one. Yeah. You can get him like with some secret code. It has
the acid pool. You can uppercut him.
Yeah.
And that's the one where it's got Shao Kahn for the first time in there.
Shao Kahn, that's right. And Goro and stuff. And
yeah, dude.
And
so
Shang
like
Tsung.
Yeah, and Mortal Kombat was so sick, dude. It still is. I love the classic, like Mortal Kombat up to Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, is badass. Totally. So like, the whole gaming thing, and And then back to the music, dude. So like Third Eye Blind, seeing that live was sick, you know?
Yeah.
Just like
Yeah.
seeing a band play. I remember like I thought the jumper solo was like Dream Theater or something. Like, you know, like it just hit me like, whoa. That was like the most badass shit. And then yeah, bro, like when I hit this is like elementary, but when I hit middle school, that's when I started to get into skating. And that
Nice.
like opened a
Okay.
whole nother pathway because we lived in a cul-de-sac. And yeah, me and the cul-de-sac bros, man, I got to give a shout out to Ryan, Lorenzo, and Gabe, man. We like grew up together and we got into skating at the same time, and we were all into video games. So a big one for us was Tony Hawk, dude. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
Yeah,
That's one, baby.
best game of all time, dude. Seriously,
yes,
so fun.
Oh hell yeah, dude! And so like the soundtracks were gold. You guys remember those soundtracks?
Sorry, wrong guy.
CKY.
Yeah, dude. Oh fuck yeah! So like I started getting into the punk stuff, you know, like Suicide Machines and Goldfinger, and
Primus was on there.
Primus was on there, yeah, man. So yeah, that was real sick, and a big band that was like another turning point for me was Pennywise, dude. I was like, yeah,
It goes perfect. I mean, skate punk. It goes perfect.
Right.
With skating, dude.
Mm-hmm. And this is like before anything I heard metal, dude. Like I hadn't even heard any kind of metal, but just like that, the driving drums, you know, Pennywise.
Yeah, speed. You're getting introduced to speed.
Yeah.
Compared to like
something that's special about Pennywise, and I still love the band, is Fletcher Drag on guitar. Like his guitar tone, dude. If you listen to it, like he's doing like a lot of muted trims, and like he uses Ibanez guitars, Mesa Boogie. So he's kind of got like this metal tone in there. So like
the thrash punk kind of thing,
dude. Yeah. So like
almost crossover. It's more on the punk side of the crossover.
Yeah, like Noodles from The Offspring was my guy for that style.
Oh hell yeah. I remember Americana was I remember that one. That was a good one that I picked up. So like I got into Pennywise and No Effects and all that stuff, dude. Like we talked about the labels, dude. I got into Epitaph Records, and they had this sick compilation called Punkorama, dude. I don't know if any of you guys. Yeah.
Oh hell yeah, dude.
And on the Punkoramas, dude, I was like just digging all that shit. Rancid, Lagwagon, you know. So it was super cool because like they would also like come out in Tony Hawk, like the later ones. So I'd be like, oh yeah, fuck yeah. So
that ties in a little bit with growing up in that era where compilations were a very important thing, dude. They were cheap, version. It was literally, just testing the waters with a group of bands that one or more people would, put money together to make a compilation. And then you have, like Relapse Records literally is the perfect thing that they could have done as a record label, is make these compilations for somebody who is like us looking for new music, and you end up getting more purchases out of it, because I'd get a compilation and be like, all right, I guess I'm buying every Agoraphobic Nosebleed record that I ever came across, because I fell in love with this band after 2 songs,
Dude, yeah, for real.
Comps were cool. You buy a magazine at the fucking either like Sam Ash style store or Sam Goody or whatever.
Yeah, dude.
And then it would have,
and also like being a skater around that time was super sick, dude, because all the skate videos, like after a session, we would just like pop on a VHS, like a 411 or like a, the Black Label skate video or Zero. And they would have like so many badass like soundtracks, or like artists and stuff like that. So that was cool, dude. Just like that skate time and like all the music and the video games and all those homies from
the
cul-de-sac.
Street skate, or did you ever, drop into some half pipes and shit like that?
Dude, it was like pure friends just having fun in the street, like I bought a rail and stuff, and like we would like I had a curb, and we would like kind of incline it and stuff, and but we had a sick skate park, dude, like called Caribbean Skate Park, and we would take out trips out there, and like I remember like learning how to drop in for the first time because it certainly looks easier said than done, man.
Oh,
like,
dude,
you know,
it is definitely difficult.
fuck yeah. So like that's always cool, but I never like did too much of the vert stuff. Just kind of like hitting up schools and just street skating and stuff.
It's like your mode of transportation to cruise around with the homies, and then you find a spot where you guys do some funky little shit with your skate while you're there.
Dude, for real, dude. And like it was always like someone new, an older guy or something that would like pick us up and take us to a skate spot, and then it'd be like that dude would be like blasting some shit that we never heard. So I remember like hearing Iron Maiden for the first time, like on my way to a skate stop. It was like Iron Maiden, the Trooper, and like the harmony. I had never heard anything like that. I was like, what the fuck's going on there? I didn't know about like two guitars, I thought it was just one guitar doing that. So it was cool, like kind of hearing that and sort of discovering all that. But I can't like go on with this story without giving a shout out to the nu metal phase, because like amidst of all this kind of the skate thing, like it's kind of like around when the nu metal's hitting too. So like maybe 99. So like I remember really getting into Korn, dude.
Oh, so talk about that real quick, because you got your skate homies and you guys are all doing you're kind of one unit at that time.
Yes.
So who's the one who brings the Korn to the table?
Yeah, I'm really trying to think, dude. Because it was like it was probably just like we're like hanging out, probably watching MTV or something,
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
So like MTV was probably like what did
right
it,
when
like,
you said that
oh, you know
up.
what? Yeah, I think it was that like TRL, and then like seeing the Freak on a Leash video, dude.
Well, dude, remember the morning, because they wouldn't to really get those types of videos. It would be at the non-prime times of MTV, so it would be at 7 o'clock in the morning while you're eating your cereal before you go to school type shit. So you just put on MTV, and I remember the one like super like treasure moment of me with my VHS tape. I always had it ready at 7 I'd be up eating breakfast with MTV on VHS, ready to record something. And I wanted to catch the Mudvayne Dig video. I just wanted to get that on VHS because
Ding, right?
And the beginning of that video actually starts with audio that isn't on the album. They did like a music video specific intro before the song happens, but just the atmosphere of hearing what was going on, I was like, this has got to be it. And I just hit record, and it was Mudvayne's Dig. And I was like, dude, I fucking captured it, dude. I went fishing and I fucking caught the fish that I was looking for,
Hell yeah.
That's how you feel, dude. You're like, that's the fish. That's the fish I was out here to catch, and I fucking caught it, dude.
Yep.
And you're eating your fucking Captain Crunch, just tearing up your fucking roof of your mouth to be all sore and ready for your, pizza at lunch that you're gonna burn it on again.
Or for Korn though, Korn was like someone traded me a Life is Peachy CD for a cassette player in junior high school, and I remember just going like, he's all, dude. He talked me into it. He's like, you fucking need this, dude. This is I don't know. He was like,
had you heard anything like that before, or was that like the heaviest shit?
That was it was like it was
Andreas was giving you some stuff.
Yeah, right? He was for sure. When I was when I first heard Twist, so Twist is how that album starts. I was like, Twist. What the fuck is I was like, and I also was kind of looking for something more extreme. I just saw Primus with Limp Bizkit in 96, 7, something like that. And Limp Bizkit wasn't signed at all. They brought Limp Bizkit along, and I was like, all right, I can see this is kind of like a new style of music and stuff. And I fucking got the $3 bill y'all demo on tape, and I lost it, which is worth like a ton of money now. 'Cause they only made,
Damn,
like
dude.
500
That'd be
of them or
sick to
something.
have. Hell yeah.
Yeah, and I was like all about it for a little while, and I remember just my buddies like, "Oh, you're into that stuff?" Like I'm like, I listen to Korn and Tool and all these things, and I'm like, he's like, this Korn album, dude. He just talked me into it. He's like, it's sick as fuck. Well, I'm so into it, but he's like, but I really want a tape player, so a portable tape player. And I'm like, well, I have an extra because I like got one for Christmas. It's like I had the shitty one, and then I got one for Christmas. It's like fucking has the digital clock on the front and stuff, like still, terrible by today's standards, but just like fucking amazing. And he's all, dude, I'll trade it. And I traded it, just a CD for the player. I went home and put it, and I still remember see, it's like one of those nostalgic things. I remember the type of CD player had, how I opened the thing on the top, and it went like, brrr, it like made this noise when it opened up, and I threw the CD in, and I sat down with it, and I was like, what the fuck is this? And then I just became obsessed. Like at first I wasn't really, I was like, okay, this is crazy. This is crazy. This is amazing. This is crazy. But I like didn't really like take all the songs in. And then once like Adidas and, there's a couple other songs. Actually, Lowrider is one song that actually really, of Head singing
I remember that
Lowrider.
one.
I recognize
Yeah.
that.
Mhm.
Yeah, like Head just going like low, like doing all that stuff. I'm like, okay, this is what my dad listens to. So it like made like a kind of a jump from my alternative, because I was like, yeah, I was Third Eye Blind, Smash Mouth, No Doubt, Live. I was like in that whole Alice in Chains. Though, it was Alice in Chains. I was in the grunge kind of thing, coming out of it a little bit. Not coming out, it never came out of it a little bit, but just like moving on to something heavier and something crazier. That we're pushing something. And I was like, I've never heard a human make these noises. When Twist came on, I was Jesus, my voice. I was like, what the fuck is, like, I don't even know how to classify this. My brain had no classification for it, and I just knew it was crazy. I was like, this is insane, but it's like controlled craziness. So it's not just a guy. It's not like the guy hitting the pan and going like, blah, 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 like doing like you see those like
There
videos
was something
nowadays.
about it.
I know those videos, dude.
Yeah. It wasn't that. It was controlled craziness. It was measured and controlled craziness, and I was like, okay. And then the guitars were like heavy as fuck, and then I became obsessed at that age with 7-string. I needed to get a 7-string in like 1998.
I didn't even know that was 7-string.
Yeah,
I didn't even know what that was.
Oh, yeah. I got all the Ibanez catalogs. I would like order Ibanez catalogs and just look at the one page of 7-strings and be like, dude, what the fuck are these? Because it started with the Steve Vai Universe was the first 7-string, and then Korn kind of like took over with Fear Factory and stuff, and kind of made them like a popular, like you gotta have it, dude. And like no guitar stores had it, and except this one in New Mexico where my dad lived. And I was like, saw it in person, and was like, it was like seeing the Holy Grail, like a 7-string in person. Yeah. And like, just absolutely, like I worked for like a summer and a half to try to like just get that fucking $800 7-string, which was, probably $2,000 nowadays money. But like, I was like, I need that thing. And I just worked the whole summer plus like a little extra filing and doing like fucking hard labor. And then I didn't have enough money, and my dad was like, all right, just fucking take it. And I was all, boo. And that was like the most exciting, I think that's the most exciting guitar story of my life, is that guitar coming home with me and being in the car with me. I couldn't even believe it was in the car with me, because I would
You've been chasing the dragon ever since, dude.
Yeah,
it's a drug,
I was staring at like the catalog every day going home from school, waking up. It was like this one, it was like a porn mag for like a normal teenager, but it was like, for me, it was like, dude, I'm like, dude, that guitar, dude.
Yeah, imagine that.
7-string.
Imagine that, though, where you have a porn mag, and then all of a sudden you're like, dude, check her out, and then all of a sudden she's in your backseat, like, wait, the chick that I've been staring at in the magazine.
Yo, dude, imagine that. And imagine all your fingers are penises, and then you get to play the porn.
And then when you have to pee, they do this.
No, I was.
Was that like that wasn't your first guitar, was it?
I had a Fender Squier Strat before that, and that was my second guitar, because I was.
Dang, so you jumped into the 7 pretty quick.
Well, I had that forever, and I didn't want. And the thing with me, my excuse is I was still terrible at playing at that time, and my excuse is like, if I work my ass off for this guitar, like, you gotta fucking play it and try. Like, you can't. Like the other guitar
Yeah.
was in the closet my whole childhood growing up. I played it I learned My Own Summer, Shove It by Deftones. That was like the one riff I knew. And I was like, all right, I could get into this, but this guitar sucks or so. I don't know. I made an excuse at the time, and I was like, I got to get a fucking Korn or Fear Factory / Korn guitar, dude. And then when I earn that valor, then I have to fucking come through and play it.
Yeah.
And then that's
no fucking around
that's how I
after
learned.
that.
That's how I learned. I was like, you
Yeah.
got this guitar, and it had that wizard neck, super thin neck compared to the Squire Strat neck, and I was like,
Mhm.
all right, this is legit. I got to learn. And then I basically just learned a couple songs through tabs and was like hearing results of me like playing the songs along with them. And I was like, oh, you're gone. You're fucked like forever. This is going to be your new thing forever. Once you like jam with a song and you're in time with it, you're like, oh my God, this is,
that
there's
feeling.
nothing beating this. Yeah,
you're
there's
chasing it.
nothing beating it.
No, that's
All
super cool, dude. Yeah,
Let's
so
go through the new metal phase for you. So
yeah,
was
for sure, man.
Korn
So I was
first?
getting on to that, like Korn, Limp Bizkit, and then like some deeper cuts like Spine Shank and stuff.
I love
like
Spine
Hell
Shank,
yeah.
Height of Callousness.
Found
yeah,
them
man.
through it being a Roadrunner.
I
record.
interviewed them
Yeah.
when I was 15 years old for a zine.
that. Okay, right
With
on,
Spine
man.
Shank. I was all
Yeah.
about Spine Shank.
Yeah. So like I
So-
hadn't got my first guitar yet, but like I said, we're like skating outside, and like a big thing for me, dude, was my neighbor, which was like my friend's brother. He played in a band with Selena's brother, A.B. Quintanilla. You guys know Selena, right?
Selena.
yeah.
Yeah.
Actual
So
Selena.
he
Wow.
played in the Cumbia Kings,
Damn.
which was AB's band. And so
Holy
he
shit.
was always rehearsing like next door and loud, so like hearing the amp, like, dude, he would fucking crank it. And we were like skating
yeah.
outside. So I would like hear electric guitar, not like on CD or anything, but just like hearing it from a house coming out.
Proficient electric guitar.
Yeah,
loudly.
dude.
Yeah.
So I was like, dude, Lorenzo, man, like, let's check this out, man. Let's go inside and like, I want to see this. And
Yeah.
so that was a big moment for me. I remember like just being in like a living room. So not like a concert space, but just like a living
Sort of
room.
being in the room with the
Yeah. And so
player.
like he's playing in front of me. And I think he was playing like Creed Higher, which dude,
Mhm.
like, I mean, say what you want, but like,
Like Guitar
like
Player
that-
Shreds.
yeah, dude, like, it's
Down,
got
down,
like,
down, down.
yeah,
Creed
man,
riffs
like,
are fun.
No, that's
Yes.
a very solid guitar player. That's one of the
Dude, Mark
great
Tremonti
guitar
for
player.
sure.
Mark Tremonti. Yeah, that guy's
Yeah.
amazing. I think it's great.
I
That
remember
song
like
will just
that
always
Creed
be,
intro, like hearing that, I was like, whoa, that's got some pretty intricate stuff. And I didn't even know like what intricate meant at that time, but seeing him play it, I was like, damn. And I think I said something stupid. I was like, hey, can you play some Korn, dude? And like he's like, oh, I need a 7-string for that. So I was like, 7-string? What is that?
Oh,
like I
okay.
didn't even
That's where
know.
that came in. Yeah.
But like it was just kind of cool to like see that like guitar experience. And then I remember like right away I asked my parents for a guitar for Christmas, dude. I was
Yeah.
like, I gotta fuck with that, man.
yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so yeah, Christmas rolled around, dude. And
How old were you then?
this is middle school for sure, dude. So it's probably like
12, 13?
7th, probably maybe Christmas of 8th. Yeah, it's probably
Okay.
like 7th or 8th grade. One of those.
Yeah,
So yeah, Christmas rolled around, dude, and yeah, my parents got me the whole Squire pack. Dude, I remember
Yep.
it came
I
in
got
like
the
this.
Squire pack. Yep.
Dude, do you remember the
with the
box?
amp?
It came with like this
Yep.
guy skating on it, and like I remember I saw it. Yeah, he
It's
had like
all the shit.
the good-
It's all your shit all in one package, dude.
They're like, we
for
got to
real,
give him this
'cause I-
one, dude, for sure.
I saw it and I was like, oh, cool. They got me another skateboard. Like I was like, yeah. And then I got closer and like, yeah, dude, it was a Squire, dude. It was a blue one. It had the amp, dude. Like the crispiest fucking
yeah.
amp ever, dude.
I actually
Like
liked
all it
that
had
amp.
was volume and presence.
I liked
Like-
that. Well, mine had like the old
treble
school
and
amp.
presence. Yeah.
It like actually had like a good little. I mean, for like a little tiny like
like a
what is it,
15
8-inch
watt
speaker.
or some shit.
Yeah, it's a 15 watt, probably
Something
10 or
like
15
that.
watt, and it
Yeah.
actually had like a decent amount of gain where I could chunk a little bit to it. You know, it wasn't
Check me
like
out with
I just remember it was so crispy.
accurate
The one I had was like crispier than
information.
Popeyes, dude. Like it was like treble and
Popeye.
presence, dude. Like literally, that was it. And so to get a good like crunch. I had to like crank them to 10. So it was like, but anyway, yeah, that's how I got my start, dude. And I remember just like jamming in the garage, like proud, not knowing shit, but I would have it open, dude, just the garage open and like
Just
blasting that
exposed to
shit.
the world, dude.
Yeah. And
Playing it into the world.
I would try to come up with my like little songs or something that I thought I had like on the. I think I had like a song that was all on the open E, dude, like the high E.
Hell
you know,
yeah.
Mhm.
and so another, neighbor of mine that lived across the street, who was a little bit older than us, but like we all kind of hung out. So I think he heard me playing, and he kind of came by around, and he's like, "Hey, what's going on? You play guitar?" And it's like, not really, man. He's like, "Let me see it." And so he played some guitar right there, and he was playing Rage Against the Machine and stuff like that. And his name is Jason Galvan. So that was kind of cool too. Like that, it kind of opened me to like some other styles of playing, like right there. Like I was
Right.
like, oh wow.
Did you have a whammy pedal?
Oh no. He came and like just picked up my guitar.
Oh,
He was
gotcha.
like-
gotcha.
He was playing like, I don't know, what was that song?
Bulls on Parade.
Which one is that?
Guerrilla Radio.
Guerrilla Radio.
Yeah.
Guerrilla Radio. Yeah.
Right, because it was on the it was like on the radio or whatever. So that was cool, dude.
It's because it was on
And-
the radio.
Yeah, Guerrilla Radio, right? And then my dad, shout out, like my family has been super cool from the start,
That's awesome.
like super supportive. My dad has always pushed me to like do things that I want to do, but to the best of what I can do, right? So like he was always kind of hard on me in sports. Like I remember like he was my coach, and like we lost the game, man. We would be in the parking lot. He would just be like telling me everything that, but like it had a purpose, man. It kind of like really like helped me improve.
Was
right?
he talking
Set
about
goals.
the team, or was he really focusing on your?
He was, man, my dad is like hardcore when it comes to soccer. Like he analyzes like every detail, like he can't watch sometimes just because it stresses him out,
That's
like
how
he'll, like,
my fiance is the same way. She's
Yeah.
she's a soccer
Mhm.
player in all these leagues, and we actually that Colombia Argentina game. Like every game we watched all the highlights. She's like, "What the fuck?" Fucking, she's all negative. What are you doing? Like, why
Yeah.
are you going outside? Like, just like fucking
Mhm.
stressing. I understand that now.
Yeah. So it'd be more like kind of like a playback, like as if we were watching the tape. But my
Yeah.
dad all had it in memory. He'd be like, "Yeah, and the refs this," and like, and we'd be like, "Okay, yeah, like it's time to go home, Dad."
And,
But,
and
like,
watching
anyway.
tape because I was on a football team. Watching tape is everybody gets grilled in their moment while they're watching tape, but you were just getting it immediately after the fucking game in the parking
Mhm.
lot before you even got home.
Yeah,
I just ran a bunch, dude. Give me a-
right. So it's kind of like my dad always kind of like pushed that, don't settle. You got to like constantly improve and push yourself and like set goals.
Mhm.
And I love that, So I played
Yeah.
sports a lot. And so anyway, back to the guitar thing. Again, my dad was like, "Well, if you're going to do this, why don't I put him at lessons and see like if he's actually going to commit to this, or, see if he'll try something else." That's why I really respect my parents. They let me try things instead of like forcing me
Oh,
to
totally,
do things,
dude.
you know what I mean? So I got put in lessons, and my dad found like some guy, probably like on a telephone pole or something, 'cause they had like the ads
Yeah,
and shit.
little rip-offs.
Yeah. So this guy Jason Spradley, and shout out Jason because we still talk to this day. He's in Austin now, and
Austin.
yeah, he's got like a shop out there where he like builds and like kind of like takes care of guitars and stuff like that. But at the time he taught me and some lessons and stuff. So he kind of taught me like the formal stuff, like scales, and
Yeah.
he'd be like, "This is the G major chord and the
You
scales."
started with
and
that.
stuff.
You started with that.
Yeah, because I just came from my garage to playing like single note high E on the open 2-3 thing,
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so like he showed me scales and stuff, and I remember like saying, "Hey man, let me learn some corn," like,
Mhm.
and he was like, he was kind of like persistent about like making sure I learn stuff. It was kind of boring, whatever, I was probably like the bad student that like didn't go home and practice my scales, but then like I came the next week pretending like I did or something. So
You find
But
out.
Anyway.
at the same time, like as
Yeah.
Joseph being a music teacher, and we've talked to other people who do lessons, it is you have a better chance of a kid proceeding further into being a player if they start
Learn
off
corn.
with get
Mhm.
the corn. Yeah, teach them corn real quick
Well,
because
yeah.
of what you said, playing along with the band, that was
Yeah.
a click with you, and
You gotta-
you just need that click.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to write out, as long as they have the attention span, like what they can get about like
Mhm.
systematic theory. But then pretty soon you have to like go with what they're interested in and then pull the theory out of that. So make it
Yeah.
relevant. So there's
smart.
it's like a delicate like balancing act. Like it's
Mhm.
pretty, you just kind of listen to them, you know? It's
That's
But
why
I
I was
love
surprised
that.
because usually I've heard so many people like, and I was the same person. Like we had, I forget they sat me down in front of like a dude's playing a bunch of famous classic rock bands. I forget his goddamn name, but he's in Santa Cruz. But anyways, but he was like, all right, so major scale. And I was like, fuck this. Like, I immediately was like, fuck this. Like, cause I was like, all right, I didn't come here to do math, dude. Like I came here to have fun. And you know, like it's kind of like how my brain like perceived it at the time. And now obviously looking back, that's a mistake. But at the time, my attention was to learning. Just teach me a song first, and then hook me,
Yeah.
and then you got me like a fish, dude. And then I'll like learn. I want to know why that sounds like that, and then now I want to know all these things. But like if you start like, all right, so it revolves a major and minor scale, blah blah, and they start like just doing like you doing that right off the bat. And you were saying you stuck with it though, and that's not like a common thing. I usually hear people saying they get like they get put in lessons and they get the scale talk and they get the chord like the fucking circle of fifths. I mean that might be a little farther down the line, but they get the talks about theory and they're just like, sick dude, this does not sound like fucking Incubus or whatever the
Yeah.
fuck they're trying to learn at the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
and so you stuck with it because your dad like pushing you, going like, don't fucking puss out, learn it, fucking do it. I'm paying for it.
Pretty
and you
much.
stuck that through, right?
Yeah. And it was also kind of like, it wasn't just that too. It was kind of like, he kind of chunked it real well too. And he also kind of introduced me into the metronome because he was like, okay, you're going to play the scale with the metronome. But I was just playing like quarter notes, right? Or
Mhm.
trying to at least. So I was kind of getting the sense of time. So in a sense, like I was like learning technique, dude, at that time.
That's
Right.
rad.
And he was still like, well, where do you want to learn? And I remember like one of the first songs that I showed him that I wanted to learn was Alien by Pennywise. And when he taught me it, like he didn't just show me the power chords. I didn't know what a power chord was, but he like actually like wrote it out like, okay, like G major and then it's a D minor and like he like, you know what I mean? So he kind of like got deep into it. So that was kind of cool. But what was really cool about Jason is like he opened my eyes to like lead playing and like
Yeah.
lead guitar. So like up until that point, like I Korn and like Pennywise and stuff like that. So like he was like he played in a band, I forgot the name, but like another thing where he would like kind of like crank up the amp and I would like witness it, but he would like fire up some ripping solos and stuff like that. And so like he showed me Iron Maiden, dude. Like I talked about that earlier when in the car, right? But like he showed me how to play Can I Play with Madness. That was the first Iron Maiden song I learned. And so that just kind of opened my eyes to like, whoa, this guitar playing is sick, like solos and stuff. And I was like, yeah, I want to learn lead guitar and stuff like that. So that combined with like metal and like the new metal stuff, like heavy and like lead playing, is kind of like taking me into another direction. And so at this point, I'm getting into high school and I start to
And
get into
all the homies listening to all that too?
Yeah,
you're talking about all the skate homies.
Well,
were you guys still tight during all that?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, these guys, we would eventually start a band together, which was our first band. I'll get to that, how we get into like death metal stuff, but like
Yeah.
So like the lead stuff and then like the new metal, that led me to Metallica, dude. So like Metallica was like a game changer, bro. Like for me, like
100%.
so it was like Metallica, and then I was craving a little bit heavier, like, and then I discovered Pantera. So I was like, all right, can it get heavier than that? And then I discovered Slayer, and I was like, oh shit,
Yep.
dude.
Yep.
And so like then I saw my first metal concert live, because up until that point, dude, I was just like hanging on from Third Eye Blind,
Third Eye
right?
Blind.
So I saw In Flames, Soulflyer, and Slayer, dude. That
I
was
did
my
too. I saw
yeah.
that. I saw that same tour.
How
Yeah.
sick is
Awesome.
that,
dude. That
Oh,
was
yeah.
sick.
And
So
you're
like,
there carry
whole
gear.
thing? You got a
Yeah.
taste of all three of the bands while you were at that?
yeah,
Were you
yeah,
in
like
Flames at all? Was it just
okay.
kind of
So
like
check
through
this
Slayer?
out. Like,
yeah, go for it.
yeah, like I had never heard Swedish metal or In Flames or
Oh shit.
like I was just kind of like going for Slayer and even Soulfly. I didn't know about it much. So when we got there, like In Flames was opening, and I think they were playing Behind Space. You know, that's such a sick riff, dude.
Mhm.
And so like I heard
Fuck
that,
yeah.
and I was like, "What the fuck is going on?" Like the harmonies, and they play in B standard, so like
Yeah.
it's kind of like Iron Maiden, but like in B.
Mhm.
So I had never heard anything like that. I was like, "This is incredible." It blew my mind.
Yeah, mix those two worlds of heavy and harmony.
Yeah.
What album
like-
is that one off of?
Because of
Uh,
Clayman? Or no,
I think that's like off
Horacle or
maybe like a early demo. It's like it's
Oh, shit.
a throwback track for sure.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
'Cause
So anyway,
I
like-
remember getting into the Colony record.
It might be
and
called
Yeah.
Jester Race.
Jester Race. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Jester
Yeah,
Race
yeah.
is the best. Yep.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
So I
Classic.
gotta admit, man, like I never really became like a huge In Flames fan. Like it's just kind of that experience of like Swedish metal
Yeah.
that I was like, whoa, this is awesome. And
Then
so
At the Gates
that-
is coming next, right? At the Gates? Did I
you
call
nailed it. You nailed it, dude.
Boom. Got a bada bing.
Yeah. I heard Slaughter of the Soul, and that was it.
Yeah,
That was it,
Good,
man.
dude.
Yeah.
That's it.
Isn't that well? You're talking about Slayer. That's like a step up, but At the Gates is its own step up too, because
Mhm.
of that Swedish sound that is so important to the metal scene as a whole.
Mhm.
But you have to discover it, dude. It has to be.
And then it's just like, then it's gospel almost. You're like, holy
Dude,
fuck,
but
they
check
seem to
this out.
be- yeah.
Before At the
Yeah.
Gates, there was
Yeah.
like this this little period that I took from In Flames, because I was like, I already knew like heavy and harmonies. So I was really into like some of these metalcore bands that were doing like they're pretty much ripping off At the Gates, dude. So it was
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
I don't know if you guys have ever heard these bands like End This Day, and
Yeah,
Dead
for
to Fall,
Yeah.
Falling
100%.
Cycle, Undying.
Yeah.
I was into all that, dude, and like they were playing those Swedish riffs. So
Those
that's what I was
bouncy
like.
dun, 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 dun,
Yeah,
dun,
you
dun.
know,
Yeah. Yeah.
But then like somebody showed me At the Gates in high school, and I was like, oh, this is where it's coming from. You know,
Yeah.
At the
Mhm.
Gates, Slaughter of the Soul, and so that was a huge one. So the back to the homies, like we've been close friends since like elementary, dude, middle school, and yeah, we're kind of like getting into the instrument now, you know, like I'm no longer taking the lessons, by the way, because I'm not showing up to Jason and being like, hey man, teach me At the Gates, you know, like
Are you just starting
Yeah,
to
yeah.
try
At this point.
Are you following? You discovered tablature? Are you still trying to play things by ear?
you know, I don't think I ever like really learn songs, you know what I mean? Like it
You were
was
just
kind of
doing
like
your own shit.
yeah, it was kind of like I would hear it and try to. Me and Alex was my homie that also played guitar, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we just kind of like try to emulate what we heard. So like just trying to tremolo pick and do all the stuff that we heard, right? And we listened to all the bands. So then anyway, we formed our first band, Demised, right?
Mhm.
And yeah, shout out
Yeah.
Demised. Joseph knows about Demised.
Demise is
It-
sick, dude.
Dude, Demise, bro. Like Demise is like it's in my heart, bro. And like it's a band of brotherhood because they're like my friends from like elementary and middle school, and we were all getting
Jesus.
into music
So
and
cool.
the
Awesome.
instruments and stuff. So we literally like just formed this band in a garage, dude, and we like cooked up a 6-song demo, dude, called The End of Humanity.
What,
Right?
dude? So
And-
wait, I'm
Demise.
really excited about this. So you got, is there a way for us to listen to this?
Yeah, I think it's on YouTube, but like it's super raw, dude. Like,
Dude, we're
think I
seasoned
found it,
in
dude.
raw
Yeah.
demos.
yeah,
dude.
you can
Come on,
you can find it, dude. Like Demised, probably the end of humanity. I mean, dude, the fucking Metal Archives guy found it. So like, like
He found your DNA.
Yeah.
He's like, he's Colombian with a little bit of fucking. He's
Yeah.
got some Argent. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
who's the one? Who's the
Uh-huh.
one who started playing drums, or was it a drum machine?
no.
situation?
Again, one of the skate homies, dude. We're just like, hey man, get on the drums, man. So like he just like got in, like
And just fucking
kind of hilarious how it comes about, And when you hear the recording, it's like, okay, but it's literally like guys just asking their parents for instruments and then like practicing in a garage
Yep.
mhm.
with no
Yep.
metronome or anything, none of that, and just feeding off each other. And like,
It's
honestly,
vibing.
dude, like I got to give a shout out to Gabe on drums, because like just in the time he played, like he was picking up double bass and blast, and it's super cool, dude. Like,
That's
so
awesome.
yeah. So that demo, it means a lot. And like, just the time.
Was that band was Demise the first time? Because I'm actually you're
Mhm.
bringing back just like random memories for me. The first
Yeah.
time like getting in a room with another guitar player that's kind of like minded and like chugging with them and like playing riffs together, and then you're
Yeah.
like, I still remember like this band Taste of Blood I was in. Like we were in the same room and we were just like playing riffs, and we kind of knew kind of the style of riffs we liked, and we were just like kind of you go, I go, you go, I go, and we were just like, that was so
Mhm.
much like it's still like
Dude.
literally one of the most defining moments.
Were
of
you
me
guys
wanting to even
friends?
play.
Were you and that dude friends, Joel?
Oh
Previous
yeah,
before
we
going
grew
in?
up together. Yeah,
So
we
that's
were
what I
buddies.
was gonna.
Yeah, you're buddies. You come over to his house, and he's like, "Yeah, dude, you got your amp, I got my amp. We're facing our amps towards each other, and we're just like, all right, turn it up, and like just play riffs, and
It's
just like kind of like
a
it's almost
unsaid
skating.
col-
It's almost skating, kind of. It's
well,
like all right,
it's
do
a
what you can
collective
do. Like,
Consciousness. You guys
Yeah.
are building one. You're trying to make one mind in that room, dude,
yeah,
Mhm.
and both be a part of it. That's literally.
and we had
what,
no like shitty opinions about things. We were young. We had like just like we were stoked that we wanted to play distorted guitar together and like chunk on some stuff. And just like he'd play something, I'm like, that's fucking sick. Here's something I learned. And he'd be like, that's fucking sick. And like just
Dude.
that like camaraderie of just like, and that's when I was like, I want to be in a band now. That's like
Yeah,
where it
and-
started. It's just like
Mhm.
two guys and like facing amps towards each other and just be like, we were nervous as fuck. I was walking in like, fuck, I don't think I'm good enough to be like doing this right now. And like it was like a nervous like walk up and all the things, and like we both played, and he's like, you're fucking sick, and I was like, you're fucking sick. And then we like just wanted to write music together. It's like
so the same thing was happening for you, Dan, right? With you and the homies, you knew each other
Yeah.
since elementary, so you
Dude,
already
for
got
sure.
that out of the way. Now it's just all right. These are my boys. We're all going to come into this small space and try and catch that wave together. And
Dude, yeah. And we're like discovering the music at the same time. So like I said, like
hell
we're
yeah.
like what we were listening to is like what we were playing. So we started like with the metalcore shit, and then like at the gaze. So then we started like getting into that and stuff. And another big band for us was Vehemence. I don't know if you guys know
fuck
that.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
Fuck
toured
yeah.
with
Dude,
what's his
yeah.
name from Abigail Williams. He's playing
Dude.
guitar player.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's his band. They're fucking rad. Love
dude,
Behemoth.
the vocalist of that band too is
Nathan,
should
yeah.
be spoken
Yeah.
about in any other brutal vocalist
Yeah.
conversation, because that dude's voice is and the things that they were he I don't know if it was him who was behind the pen.
And
Yes,
the
dude.
artwork too.
About- They
Mhm.
talk the concepts
lyrics.
of their songs were different, and the melodic aspect of a band, and also Johnny coming from Deprecated,
Yeah.
shout out Cali
Mhm.
Death. And you listen to the first one, not the one that Metal Blade put out, but
Yeah. I know
the
what you're
first
talking
record.
about.
I forget what it was
Mhm.
called. You listen to that. There's some stuff that sounds like it would have been on the next Deprecated record.
Bjorn,
Good
dude.
riffs.
Bjorn was the guy I toured
Yeah.
with. Bjorn.
Bjorn, dude. Yeah, I
Yeah,
feel
guy
like he's an
rules.
underrated guitarist. He's a
Totally.
great writer, really
Yeah.
good shit. So Vehemence, like, yeah, that's and like I'm glad you mentioned the lyrics too, because I remember reading those, and it kind of opened my mind to some things like, oh wow,
Right.
you know, like because they weren't like a satanic band at all, but like just their
Mm-mm.
message on like you know, like religion and kind of some of those concepts. I thought the way
Totally.
they said it was kind of dark and scary, even like the titles of the songs, like "Made for Her Jesus" and stuff. Like,
And
but you get it, like it just it's
obsessive
really good.
love, like
Mhm.
obsessive love, that's a concept in one or more songs with them too, which
Yeah.
is something that you don't really come across in death metal when somebody's talking about love.
Yeah, dude.
We're usually talking about death and hate and destruction and all this shit, but another very powerful human emotion is love, and I've written about it before too, probably because I came across bands like Vehemence who were taking chances and talking about much more deeper real shit than, and I'm not saying I love Cannibal to death, but that gets old after a while. That's why I stopped really writing like that at 19 years old, because of being exposed to bands like this that were talking about, not so much gory shit, but real shit.
Yeah.
That shit can still be hidden in this music,
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
100%.
That's so sick to hear that you guys like Vehemence as well.
Oh, dude, I
Yeah.
mean, and I don't mean to keep going on them because this is your episode, even though we've been just chatting about whatever, dude. And
Yeah.
I love it. I'm having a great time, and I hope you are too. Vehemence was one of those bands that I had seen first before I heard any of their music.
Oh, okay.
And they played at the Pound, which is a very intimate, club that was happening at this, early adolescent, no, not early adolescence, but adolescent age for me is when I went there at 16. But anyways, Vehemence was one of those bands that you see for me first, and you see this great performance and this massive vocalist
Yeah.
and these guitar players that are playing these melodies within this actually more brutal and somewhat technical version of death metal. It goes back to what I was saying about parasitic septicity, where you can play with the areas, the boundaries that you've set yourself to have. You can get as close to those walls as you possibly can, and
Mhm.
before things become a little more, not mixed up as well. I can't find another word for it, but you know what I'm saying, where you have this groove and this melody, and you marry it in a way that nothing gets too far away from each other, but you're still, making something unique. And that's, Vehemence, dude.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, dude, the melodic death metal stuff, like that's still close to my heart. I still love all that shit, dude. I still blast it. Tons of those bands. So yeah, like Demise, I would say was like kind of centered around that melodic death metal, and then we were kind of like slowly getting into like the more brutal shit. And like prior to like the melodic stuff, like when I saw Live Cannibalism, the DVD, that changed my mind.
Jesus, shut the
Because
fuck
Mhm.
like
up.
that
Me and you have said
DVD's
so
like,
many things that are in common. Yeah,
dude, for sure, man. Because like that DVD
I'm
still
obsessed
to
with
this
it.
day,
I'm obsessed with it.
I can put that on and like, fuck, man, it
That
rips,
changed my
bro.
life. That DVD
It changed my life
life.
too. It changed my
Yeah,
life
yeah.
straight up, dude. Like, you can watch it and like you just see like what they're playing, like
Dude, Pat O'Brien,
that
dude,
thing.
how sick is Pat
Mhm.
O'Brien in that?
Pat
That's like
and
that's like the
Alex.
coolest. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
just as far as like a death metal guitar player, like for me at the time, that was like that guitar, that 7-string BC Rich he's playing, like
Mhm.
everything in that fucking the way he plays with his like the way like
Yes, dude.
the like fucking the way he like fucking I don't know, just accentuates his fucking his fingers while he's playing and like makes it as hard hitting as he can when like his
Yeah.
hammer
Did you
on
find
like
that on
was
your
yeah.
own? Did you find it?
All
Or
right.
did
So
the
like
homie-
again, the homies and like in high school, and then like we had this other dude, friend named Patrick, and like he would all like you guys remember like Kazaa and all that shit,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
downloading, and so like he had DC plus plus.
Oh yeah, I had
Mhm.
that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. And he would like
Yeah. Download albums.
He would like
and
download all
albums.
kinds of stuff, and we would just go after school and watch it, right? And what I mean, all kinds of stuff, you know, like
You're all like,
yeah, right. And so yeah, that live cannibalism, dude, was like, whoa, dude, that blew our minds. And then I remember like my dad, what a champ, man. Dad, I hope you're watching because I love you, man. But
we love you too, Dad.
dude, my
Hell yeah,
dad
Dad.
took us to fucking go see Cannibal Corpse. So that was my first.
Holy shit!
Wow,
That was my
that's
first-
a sick dad, dude. That's
Oh,
a
hell
sick
yeah.
dad.
Sick fucking.
And how old were you?
So this is high school, probably like 17, 16, maybe.
Damn.
17, right? And dude, the lineup was stacked, dude. And so it was Vile opening up off the Depopulate. It was
Damn.
it was Exhumed. It was Hypocrisy and Cannibal Corpse on the Wretched Spawn tour.
Wow.
Jesus.
Yeah, so like I knew about Cannibal, right? And I knew about Hypocrisy from the melodic stuff. I didn't know about Exhumed, and I certainly did not know about Vile. So
Right.
Vile opened it up, and I was like, whoa,
Yeah.
what is this? That was the first time I heard Brutal Death right there.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. It was a sick lineup. They had Reno on drums.
Yep.
That's right.
Justin,
Yeah.
Reno, fucking blaster. And they had James Lee on vocals from Origin.
Yep.
And
Nice.
fucking this dude on Sleep Terror was playing guitar in Vile
Oh,
at that time.
Luke
Yeah,
Yeager.
Luke Yeager.
Luke, yeah. So anyway, like that right there was the moment. And I know I've had a lot of these like moments of like changing my life, it seems. But yeah, that led me down the whole Unique Leader rabbit hole, dude. Because I was like, Vile, I got it. Okay, boom. They're on Unique Leader. Wow, what is this? Okay. So then I discovered Deeds of Flesh, Reduced to Ashes, man. And just
Fuck.
all that stuff.
So that was
man.
your first intro to Deeds was Reduced to Ashes?
It must have been Reduced to Ashes, or it might have been the Cleansed by Fire video, dude, on Mark of the Legion, because
For me, that's my favorite. That's
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
how I got in. That's how I got in. Was Cleanse My Fire with fucking
uh-huh.
Daddy Hamilton. Just-
Yeah, I
That was-
think I saw the video though first before like
Yeah.
the CD. Because again, my buddy probably downloaded it on DC or something. But
yeah.
yeah, so like what was cool is that like then it was like every tour Cannibal was like bringing sick ass bands, dude.
Yep.
And so again, like we would go to every show, man. So I saw Severed with Cannibal. I saw Aeon with
I think
Cannibal.
that's mostly
Right.
Alex. That's mostly Alex.
It's Alex.
Alex
Yeah.
is the
Yeah.
unique
He was the
leader
Trevor
superband.
Sternad RIP
Yeah.
of Cannibal. He was like, "What? I'm into this band. Let's fucking bring it." Like Decrepit, he brought like Trevor brought Decrepit on, and he like the shows were already sold out. He didn't need to bring anyone on. The shows are sold out already, and just asked. He's like, "I'm into this. I want people to see it." You know, that's how Alex
Dude.
Webster is the same fucking way. He's like, "This is insane.
Kinda,
I want
I'm
people to hear
guessing
it."
Dan Kenny with Suicide Silence a little bit. Seems like they bring out bands that are underground. And
Yeah,
sick.
yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Yeah.
Dan noticed that because Dan was selling merch for Severed on the Cannibal tour and saw how the whole
Yeah.
thing works. You know, it's he realized that that's the whole purpose of this thing. Like, we want to keep it alive. Of course, you gotta give opportunities to, as somebody in the position of Alex Webster or whoever, and still in love with the music. You see the newer generations coming up, and at that time it was Unique Leader, and Alex was super into it. I mean, he had a Carnivorous shirt, he had an Odious.
Hell yeah.
He wore two of my bands and actually one other band before I joined. So technically, he's worn all three of my band shirts, dude. He's
Dude, that's,
wearing one.
sick, man. That's sick to
That's,
see him on that
it's
live
cool to see,
cannibalism.
like-
He's wearing the Vile shirt.
The Vile shirt.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right. It's like
Yeah.
there's so many. That's actually was possibly like because everyone in this kind of like scene kind of gets a different way. I mean, especially from our era, get a different way into Unique Leader. You know, like how did you get in? How did you catch that fucking that wave that brought you in? And actually, the Animosity Boys, because growing up, those guys from they were like Stench of the Deceased, fucking Vile. That's like our favorite shit. They were like when they were all little kids, they were like. Stench of the Deceased is the sickest. You know, that's like,
Yeah.
and they were like into punk and all kinds of other stuff too. But they're like, dude, like they were kind of just leveling up, kind of in their own scene. Like Naveen and all those kids back in the day were like, "Stench of the Deceased, dude. You ever heard that?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah!" It's like, well, I love. They're like, dude, that's the sickest fucking. They were like, they were like probably 2004 or 5 or something at a show, going like, "Stench of the Deceased, sickest fucking album, dude." Fucking.
Well,
they were
just as
like-
much as we've been saying nostalgia tonight, it's also the word groove, and that is a
Yeah.
motherfucking groovy album,
Totally,
dude.
totally.
And what would Animosity be chasing just as much as we are? The groove, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
It's what makes the heaviest grooves that you could possibly find.
Well, they were kind of in that metalcore, hardcore punk scene, and then they got Vile and certain death metal band like Disgorge with Matty Way. They were like all. I remember Naveen and Chase were telling me that they like got a hold of Matty's vocals somehow from that, and they just chopped them up. It would make songs with his vocals chopped up over it. That's like how they would write music and stuff like back in the day. Like they were like obsessed with it. They were like, once it was like, you know, the punk, they would tour with Terror when they were like 14 years old. They toured with Terror and all these like kind of like big, kind of like a hardcore punk bands that are pissed off, like punk band, whatever the fight. What do you call it? Like bro punk or something? I don't know what you call it. The fucking angry
It is
punk.
tonight.
Hardcore. Hardcore is so like what Andre said. It's so blanketed. It's like with death metal, it's like technical death metal, blackened death metal, black and thrash. Well, it's like with hardcore, it's like this punk band that goes like and then like a fucking one that goes dun 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 dun. You're like, all right, there are two different styles of music. Let's stop doing the hardcore thing. It's people like fighting over the hardcore like moniker, but yeah. I don't know where I was going with that.
I don't know. I don't even know where we're going either. But
Demise, dude, like that's
Dan's
how it
still in the
was.
garage, dude.
Yeah, because we were still talking about it. So it's like we're still getting into this. So it's like Demise is like at this point like brutal, blackened, melodic, technical death metal or something, you know? Because like I didn't even talk about the black metal stuff because like that was another thing we got into, man. Like Emperor and Satyricon and Dark Funeral and all that stuff, man. Like I loved all that. So
oh, me too.
Yeah. Anyway, like just kind of like so. Demise is really cool, dude. And we had a little wave in high school, which is cool, dude. Like you know, even like I remember my guitar teacher in high school because I took classical guitar in high school. Our guitar teacher like bought the Demise demo, and he was like all proud and stuff. And like
hell yeah,
so it was super cool, dude. And like we did a lot of shows and stuff. So like then it started getting into like the Texas scene, you know, and. So like it opened some opportunities for us to play some shows and you know we played with a lot of the sick Texas bands, dude, like that were around that time that really were influential, like Exulcerate and like Scattered Remains, Disfigured, Grotesque Formation, you know, and so it was great. And then once in a while we would get treated, dude, like Disgorge came down. So we got to open up for Disgorge.
What?
And that was so sick, dude. Like twice. Yeah. 2 times off the
so
Parallels. Sick. So yeah, they had
Damn.
Levi on vocal.
Levi.
Yeah. And dude, I'll never forget how fucking cool Diego was, dude. Like, and he's still like one of my biggest heroes. And I say this every time, you know, like, but yeah, we're just like high school kids, and we opened
quick,
up.
Let's give Diego a quick shout out. We love you, brother, and also I just want to say what he just said is totally true. You're the same exact dude as he's talking about from all these years ago. He's
always been the nicest.
He's a beam of light, dude. He just like sucks you in like a fly to a fucking light. Whatever those things are called, you know what I'm saying?
Light things,
light things.
Yeah,
no, but you know what I mean. I'm attracted to Diego.
Well, I mean that's the
legend.
Well, I mean that's like it just shows that actually meeting Diego is a huge part of me growing up and touring and doing all that stuff. Is like, oh, dude, the most brutal death metal band guy is that Like everyone's chill as fuck and nice and cool, and you want to hang out with them. And they're like every time we come on tour and go through San Diego, Diego would be there just fucking. I'd be like getting beat down by tour, and Diego like, hey, what's up, man? How's it going? And I'll be like, thank you, dude. Like just for your energy. Like thank you. Like I appreciate everything about that guy, and that's metal just brings a lot of those, like, there's a lot of pissed off people in metal, but there's a lot of fucking chill, nice, down to earth homies.
Did you
And I
guys
think-
ever open up for Devourment or anything?
Not Devourment, dude, but like definitely caught them live, and that was super cool too. Because
Oh yeah,
when I became a fan, it was kind of like when they split because they took a little bit of a hiatus. So like it was cool,
That's
like
right.
when they came back and then they were doing shows again. It was during the Butcher of the Week time, so that
Mhm.
was super sick. But no, never got to play with them. But yeah, dude, like shout out to
How
all the
about
Texas
Dissolve?
bands, and of course Sean, dude. Fuck, how can I forget to mention Sean? Insidious, like, was so sick,
oh
man. Like
yeah.
Yeah, Sean's
seeing
awesome.
him just alone, like, was terrifying, dude. I don't know if you guys have ever.
Same.
I don't know
Oh,
if you've ever
100%.
seen him,
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
we played with him.
We saw him a couple
Multiple
of, I've
times.
seen him a couple of
Dude.
times, and there's him
Fuck.
and
made me want to
fucking
sell my
Future Pile,
guitars
dude.
after that, dude.
Those
Like,
guys are savages for getting up there just one man on stage in front of whatever crowd they're playing. They're
Sean's
Dude,
the
that-
best at it,
savages,
yeah.
dude.
Yeah, that made me like the most. I've seen him back in like early 2000s and stuff, like play Insidious stuff, and I was like,
Yeah.
all right, well, I don't have that much. And he does. And it's funny. You talk to him, he's like a totally chill, down to earth guy, but like that guy had confidence with that fucking machine behind him. Like,
dude,
just go.
how
He's
about
like,
that drum programming,
Let's
dude?
get-
This is like
let's get
before
up-
Superior Drummer.
yeah,
He's literally there, like, on a
Damn.
little tab, dude. Like,
And
pressing,
he had
like,
some
you know,
really
programming.
cool ideas, both in Insidious and Viral Load.
Viral Load,
both,
dude.
Yeah,
both
viral
those
load.
All those bands, man.
projects, dude. And
Twins.
yeah, actually, dude, why
And-
we need to reach out to Sean. Does Sean do
Yeah.
social media?
Man,
He-
I don't think
he's-
found him on
actually.
social media, but
He was on. He's not right now.
He goes on and off. I've
yeah.
through the
Yeah.
years remember like being friends with him. Then his
yeah.
profile would
But
come
I-
back, and then
I talked to him extensively the last like 3 shows we've played together. So
Shout
always
out to
chilling.
Guttural Reef, dude.
I
Sorry,
think
I'm
he's just
cutting you-
going as Sean Whitaker now, right?
Yeah.
Like he's just out there
saw
and all
SAW.
this stuff.
He
Yeah,
he
yeah,
and
yeah.
I have been at the merch booths together, like selling
Mhm.
shirts hardcore next to each other. We watched
Yeah,
Mortal
such a nice
Decay
dude.
live.
Oh,
together.
sick, dude! Hell yeah.
Yeah.
oh fuck
No, but it
yeah.
was cool because that band Grotesque Formation was from Corpus, from where I'm at, and he actually sang on that album. So what was cool was they did a show with Gorgasm, and I got to road with them. Like, so they, like, I was in high school, and they let me come on the van, dude, and we drove to the valley. So it was like, you know, me and the Grotesque guys and Sean, and like, so it was cool, like hanging out. Like I felt like I was in the band with the Grotesque guys, and we saw Gorgasm, so that was so freaking sick.
Hell yeah.
That was insane. So yeah, just the whole Texas team, like huge influence to me, dude. Just like being all in,
Yeah.
all in.
So just we're speaking of being all in, we're like, it's, you know, we've been in this episode a long time, so let's just make sure we like catch
Yeah.
to the last bit, the like the meat,
I know,
you know?
man.
Yeah.
I know.
Geeking and nerding too much, right?
So the one question I have, just possibly in the interim, is I know you're a big John Petrucci, also I think Dream Theater guy.
Yeah.
As like every South American or from Central America who comes up, Brazil, they all love that shit. Every
Yeah.
person metalhead I know. But what's up, dude? How did you get into that? And then we'll cut to the
Mhm.
chase.
Yeah, for sure, man. So like when I got to the university, I started to get into all the players, you know, like the shredders and shit like that. So I discovered John, Michael Romeo, Symphony X, and stuff like that. And I think it was like just being at the university. So I did study music at the university, and so I have a bachelor's in music. And just being around like musicians, even though we were playing classical music, there was something about Dream Theater that was like spoken about a lot, you know, and like the music classes and stuff like that with the students, just because like, you know, they're like on another level, like in terms of like theory and stuff. I'm like, so I got into it, and I think I got into it around the Black Clouds album.
Mhm.
And but basically like that, getting into the players really took my practice to like a high level, you know, because when I say I get into the shredders, now
Joseph,
I'm like,
can you kill Joel's mic? He's put his headphones right next to
Yeah.
the fucking microphone again.
Yeah, go for it. Keep going. I got
yeah,
you.
yeah. So like at the university level, I'm really getting into the players, and like I'm starting to really like practice, you know, like my technique and stuff, like alternate picking, legato, sweep picking, tapping, everything that would take to become like a, shredder and stuff like that. So yeah, dude, like I've been a massive fan, and I get super excited like when Dream Theater comes out with like something new. And dude, like, yeah, my fandom runs so hard, dude. I don't know if you knew this, Joseph, but like because Dream Theater has like a huge fan base worldwide, right? And it's like super serious kind of thing.
Oh,
like
yeah.
to where they have like chapters kind of thing, like of the club, right? There's like a South American chapters, like an Asian chapter. So there's like a Dream Theater USA chapter, and like I'm the president of the Texas Dream Theater US chapter, dude.
No way.
Yeah.
dude, we're talking
here.
to the president right now.
Yeah. And so like I think I
That's
got
sick.
this because I was doing a lot of like Dream Theater like covers and shit. Like I never learned like full songs, but like again, dude, like John Petrucci is kind of like my religion, dude. That's how I got better at guitar, dude. That's my God for sure. And so like, yeah, like I would crank out like videos and shit like that. And he did like some contest called Match the Master, and I competed and everything like that. So I guess I got wind, and I think at one Dream Theater show I attended, again, huge nerd thing, right? But like they had a fan club meetup and stuff, and I won the fucking quiz or some shit, dude. It was like, random stuff, and I won.
Yeah.
So I got to like meet all the guys and stuff like that. And so that kind of like entered the gateway of developing that relationship with Dream Theater USA.
Real quick,
yeah.
Jomo in the chat wants to know what your favorite Dream Theater song is.
My favorite Dream Theater song. I mean, Awake's my favorite album for sure, dude. So my favorite song, dude, I gotta say, I love Innocence Faded, just because it has like a kind of like an 80s vibe to it. I love the clean guitar, and I just love like that melodic soloing stuff. So for sure.
Nice.
But yeah, man. So yeah, being part of the Dream Theater USA is super cool, dude, because like Dream Theater like really is passionate about their fans, dude. As high level musicians as they are, like they still want to get better, they still practice, and like that's very inspirational for me, dude. I really look up to John for like the tone and like the gear, and like all the practice. So yeah.
I was because at the very beginning of the episode we talked about me playing bass in this other band. So when I was in high school, I had friends who wanted to like cover Dream Theater and other like prog metal songs. We did it all instrumental. But I was the bass player with these. So we did a power trio version, and I like learned Metropolis Part 1 on bass and like Erotomania and some of these songs. So that was giving me like that foundation, and it was really fun, dude, like trying to cover these really epic prog songs. So we both have that. Like I didn't get like super as hardcore into them right away, but like much later down the road, like Scenes from a Memory like hit really hard, and it like became my favorite album for years.
That probably turned into like like learning these crazy Discord songs. It's kind of that's a prog memory. I mean, that's like for having to learn all the changes and all those things, and like you're not going like, all right, 17, all right, 5, all right, 4, all right, 8, but like at the same time you are.
Once you learn Dream Theater,
memorizing it.
When you Dream Theater, everything is like doable within that framework. Like it gives you all you need to know for everything else. So let's do it, dude.
No, that's super sick, man. And like I said, the coolest guys. So it's like just so cool. Like John's such a huge hero of mine, but like every time I see him, because I get to see him every time. So every time Dream Theater rolls through Texas, dude, I host the fan clubs. And so it's cool, dude.
Oh,
like
that's awesome.
Yeah, dude. I put together like the quizzes and like the spot, and like it's a really cool thing, dude. Like the fans, they come from Japan, like all the way to Texas, like all over, dude. So it's like it's really awesome, man. And then like we get to hang out with the band afterwards. So it's like super cool, dude. Like, I'm looking forward to the next time, dude, because I'm definitely gonna give John a parasitic.
Hey, dude.
Sure, dude.
As the president, dude, I think you should be able to give him that, dude. Come on.
Yeah.
And it's building a community, and that's Dream Theater's very smart, and obviously it makes it
Yeah.
more of a connection with the fans when you build an actual community around it. You know?
Yeah, for sure, bro. That's a whole another conversation.
Well, I mean,
dude. The whole prog
It's kind
thing,
of like comes from the Rush
yeah.
community and stuff like that.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like where
Yeah.
the Dream Theater one's kind of like taking it a step further a little bit. It's like,
Mhm.
are you
Yeah.
down or not? Do you understand the change that they made on the next time around on bar 3 on that one? Do you understand what they, it's like,
Yeah,
and that's
yeah.
I love the Easter eggs. The Easter eggs are my now as I get older, like my Easter eggs, I'm like, ooh, they added one more beat to that. Fuck yeah. Like I don't know why I like shit like that now. I just like when no one cares. I mean, a lot of people care, but like at the same time, like for me, I'm like, that is so sick. Just change it up a little bit. Like add these little things in there that you can find later. And I don't know. To me, I love that.
Dude, yeah, for sure. So yeah, discovering bands like Dream Theater and Symphony X really like helped my playing just like elevate, And I feel like all of that like has like its way in death metal,
Mhm.
Yeah.
So anyway, and like kind of getting to the band, right? So let's talk about Parasitic and the formation. So like all these influences, right? And hell yeah, shit. I played in a lot of bands over the years. We're kind of like jumping around in time. So the way Parasitic came about is, dude, I have this really like tight group of homies, dude, that I met online through a community called Riff Hard. I don't know if you guys know about Riff Hard.
Yeah. It's like a teaching community, right? With a yeah.
Yeah. It's like
Wes
like
is
an
on
online
it.
platform, but it's focused on riffs. And it started
That's
out being
awesome.
run by John Brown of Monuments, and then it's kind of been taken over by A.L. Levy of Death. But
Okay.
yeah, it was cool, dude, because like in there's like all these challenges. Like they give you briefs, like you have to write to a certain style. They'd be like, oh, write a song in the Byzantine scale, or write a song in the Hirajoshi scale, or something like that. So you
Okay.
kind of like learn, and you get all these like collections of ideas and stuff like that. But anyway, through Riffhard, dude, I developed this really close relationship with some dudes, because you start to kind of like find out like who likes the same kind of music. So I got to give a shout out to all the bros like Matt, Steven, Sid, James, Juan, Jerome, and then Diego, Chago, and Colton. I wanted to make sure I didn't miss out anybody. But we formed like our own separate chat through Riffhard, and in there, dude, we're like pushing each other to learn shit. Like, hey, learn this Origin riff, or like, hey, learn a Severed Savior riff.
God damn it! I wish I
learn-
had that.
Yeah, learn this Decrepit Birth riff, right?
That's so
And so,
sick.
and then like what's cool is like we're sharing our progress. Like I can't fucking play Severed Savior and shit. Like, but like we're like playing it like at 70%, and like we're like, yeah, that's good. Or maybe make sure you palm here, or like don't forget to hit that harmonic. So we're like give each other feedback, and it's really cool because the guys really push each other to motivate each other to like get better. So
Right.
anyway, it kind of came about like one of the challenges was like write a song right within this group, kind of separate from Riff Hard, just the guys. And I think we got extreme about it. It was like, you got to write this song or you pay $100. Like we like
shit.
really like boost
You
each other up.
sports betted it. You
Yeah,
sports
it was
betted
like a
it.
bet kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like I had the name for a while, just and the logo, dude. Like I just get these ideas, right? And I have like a folder with all these ideas. So I had Parasitic Septicity. It's funny, dude. I got to share with you, Joseph, like probably like the first Parasitic SoundCloud, dude, like demo.
yeah.
It's not even any of these riffs or songs. I'll show you, dude. Like,
Oh yeah, I didn't even know
yeah,
there was a
yeah.
backstory.
Like,
I don't know this lore. Yeah.
But there's like a seed.
It exists,
You
dude. There's
planted
like
a seed, though.
Yeah. I have a
Yeah.
SoundCloud also with my
mhm.
solo project from 2013 on there. So
Oh,
everything
sick.
I wrote during high school.
You want to
yeah.
plug it right
Put it
now?
in the comments.
dude?
Put it in the comments.
It's on my link tree. It's on the bottom of my link tree right now. I just
Oh,
added
what
it.
up? So he's proud of it. You guys need to go check it out, dude.
And judge it from 1 to 10. Give him a score of 1 to. I'm just kidding. No, don't do that. I'm just kidding.
No, that's
rude.
sick. Yeah, I did. But the parasitic stuff, you had it ready to go.
Yeah, ready to go. And anyway, these like those challenges kind of like help me focus like on like a style versus like right in this scale or using this tuning.
That's
So I was like,
cool,
all
man.
right. Yeah. So came up with that song. And then the next month, boom, came up with another song. And then kind of sat on it for a while and was like, you know what? It's time for me to have my own band. Like, you know, because I had been in bands and stuff. Like another big band for me was Fall that I played with for about 8 years. You guys should definitely check it out on Spotify. It's like
Definitely
a melodic death. Yeah, Fall.
Just Fall. Okay.
Just Fall, dude. Like
It will show
Yeah.
up if I just type in fall.
probably not, dude. You'll probably get
It's
like a
falling in
million
reverse.
falls. But you can
Falling in
type in
reverse.
you can type in The Insatiable Weakness. That was our first
Is it a picture
album.
of a girl?
Yeah. Yeah,
oh,
that
okay.
was an EP. But
Oh yeah, I got it.
yeah, yeah.
Ascend
Yeah, we did-
and longing spirits, tears and rain, gods
Yeah,
of ruin.
yeah.
Okay, cool,
Mhm.
got it.
Yeah, so we did 3 recordings, but that was cool.
Was that along the melodic
Yeah.
side, or was it brutal?
Yeah, dude. So this is more like kind of for fans of like Soilwork meets
Fuck yeah.
Opeth.
Damn, this
Oh,
is sick.
sick.
I had no idea.
And I'm listening right now.
You know, you
I'm listening to
guys,
Ascend right
Dude,
now.
you
I had
guys
no
are
idea.
cheaters, dude.
Whatever, dude. Get
Yeah.
into computers, you fucking
Dude,
mechanic.
It's super sick. Yeah. No, dude. The Fall was a sick band, dude, and I'm super proud of those years. I got to give a shout out to Jesse and Dave.
That's sick.
Fucking awesome guys, you know, and just super cool to hang with. So yeah, that we had about a decade of that. And so anyway, back to the Parasitic stuff. I kind of want to just start a band from the ground up because I never had that. Just kind of jumped in. And so yeah, those 2 songs came about and I wanted to do something with it. So I started to like put together the vision, which
Yeah.
kind of sounds cheesy, but really,
No.
dude, like I had like this idea and like I wasn't gonna stop for anything until I got the end result or I got to where I wanted. And the vision was I knew I wanted a band. I knew I wanted to do the recording, like some kind of like demo to get out there just to kind of show the world. And yeah. And one of my dreams, dude, I really wanted to get on New Standard because that's been one of my favorite labels since I was a kid. And it's the absolute sickest label for this kind of shit, right?
Mhm.
So I knew like in order to get there, I had to find the right guys and I had to have the right resources, right? And I pre-programmed everything. So like the drums, the bass, the guitar. And I spent a lot of time doing that, like on Superior Drummer, like literally do like measure by measure, like
Thinking
yeah.
about Sean Whitaker, and you're like, "Fuck, I gotta
dude, yeah.
live up to
'Cause-
that shit."
Right, dude. Cause like another thing, like being a death metal fan, dude, like even though I'm a guitar player, like I'm really into the drummers, dude. So
Yeah?
like
Yeah.
you know, like Derek Roddy and seeing everything he played in, like Tim Young, like all
Joseph
those guys,
K,
right? Even
know.
KC, man. Yeah, he just
Yeah.
kind of dipped in.
You did the Irish Goodbye.
Yeah.
We love him.
Yeah.
He had to go.
No,
But
I
yeah.
knew he was gonna dip at some
He
point.
he texted us earlier. He's just like, I just got over fucking a cold, blah blah. But yeah, no, yeah. Casey
Right,
was
yeah.
like, and he hates compliments. So I wish you could compliment him right now.
Yeah,
And
I
just
wish
watch
you-
his
you-
face.
I wish he was
He
here to
hates
witness
it.
it because he just
He hates. He's
Yeah,
just all
yeah,
like,
yeah.
nah, dude. He's all nah, dude. I don't.
yeah.
But he is a guy that needs to be talked about in those conversations.
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
And just to say real quick, because like I know I met Anthony in Houston, but I also saw you guys with Decrepit in Corpus, dude. Yeah, like
Dude.
here
Oh,
might have been.
was it Whitechapel?
Yeah, dude. I
Yeah.
it was in Whitechapel.
And Suffocation,
Yes,
Whitechapel,
Suffo.
Psychroptic. I don't even
Maybe
remember.
I don't know. Back when shows were stacked, right? Those lineups you don't get those anymore.
Yes,
Yeah.
and Whitechapel was like Whitechapel was like brand new, but they had exploded so fast that they were like
Mhm.
they were right under Suffo, and so after they would play, everyone would leave, and Suffo would just play for like fucking 30 people, and I was like, God damn it,
Mhm.
Whitechapel. And then I love those guys though, but
Yeah. So yeah,
Oh,
dude.
Corpus,
like
interesting plot.
yeah, for sure, man. So I knew I had to find the guys, and I wasn't gonna settle, dude. That was one thing,
Mhm.
like, because there's a bunch of sick musicians here, right? And
Yeah, there is.
you know,
100%.
there are people that hit me up and stuff, like, because I started doing like playthroughs first, like just to like show some of the riffs and stuff, and some of the drummers like hit me up and you know, gave them a shot, and it just kind of like wasn't really what I was looking for, and it was cool, but I just kind of like wanted it a certain way, man. I felt like, yeah, with this, I had to be like selfish with it in a sense. Like I had that vision and I just didn't want anything getting in the way of that, man. So
Right.
like before I landed on Joseph, like him and I had actually been in contact prior to Parasitic because, dude, I have like Project OCD, man. Like I had this like idea of bringing Demise back and I wrote one track. And so I hit Joseph up and I was like, hey man, I love the pod. That's how it started. Like I just like hit him up because I learned about him from the podcast, and then I discovered that he played drums with fucking Diego, and like he was playing Ricky Myers shit, you know, like so I was like, dude, this guy's got to be sick, and like I just like said, why not? I'll send him the track, and Joseph was down to do that Demise track, you know, and he even sent me like some takes, just kind of chipping at it.
Yeah,
and
there's still a video on my Instagram of it, but it's not named, so it's hard to find, especially if you didn't know the riff. But I could pull it up and find it. The take I took of it, it was insanely sick, technical death metal, instrumental at the time. I still want to finish that song at some point.
Dude, it's pretty cool, man, and like, yeah, it's just kind of sitting there, like.
But
whatever.
I kind of felt like we never had closure about that. Like I kind of ghosted Daniel about it because I was like talking about like it being legit session, and then I like, you know, you're doing a bunch of other projects, and then I was like really kind of felt like I might have lost him, but then he like just hit me up about Parasitic, like just like, hey, I got a new project, and I'm like, oh, cool. You don't think I'm like some guy who ghosted you and you never talked to again? Like,
Daniel's old, dude. No, dude. I'm David, dude. So I gotta
yeah. I was just kind of like, I moved on from that track, you know.
Yeah,
it's still like, there or whatever.
Cool,
but yeah. So I was like, Parasitic, all right. I'm gonna reach out to Joseph because the drumming style definitely calls for that Cali tech tightness that Joseph has and those Cali drummers have, you know.
Right.
It's like if you think about like Parasitic in a pot, right? It's like it's got like it's a fusion. It really is of like, you know, my influences, which is the Cali scene, and that's where Joseph comes in with the drumming because he's able to do it, dude. Like the shit that I programmed. And then it definitely has like the raw heaviness of the Texas scene. You know, you feel the heat, of the brutality.
Totally.
But then the one thing that I really wanted in there, dude, was to throw in my Colombian heritage. So the Colombian death metal scene, dude, is so sick. Like, and I got into this pretty early, dude, with bands like Gore Trade and Internal Suffering, Mindly Rotten, Carnal,
Internal
Amputate
Suffering.
Genitals.
Yeah, dude,
Internal
that's
Suffering.
Colombian.
Internal Suffering is Colombian.
Yeah, right.
Oh, cool.
And so,
Nice.
a legendary vocalist, dude, by the name of Sebastián Garin. When I first heard him, I heard him on a band called Bacteremia, which is a Colombian death metal band. And I was like, dude, those vocals are so sick. He's like the Colombian Maddie, no doubt, dude. Fucking sick. So I knew like I wanted to have this fusion of like my influences, and then just to kind of like be proud as a Colombian too, because us Colombians, we're real proud.
Totally.
You know, and my family's real proud too, even though like they don't jam death metal, but like just that it's Colombian, dude. They're like they're stoked on it, you know.
Yeah, I come from a Sicilian family. They do the same thing with the Sicilian. It's you just you're proud of, you know, where your DNA came from.
Colombians, dude. I'm learning actually a lot about Colombian just through I've gotten into soccer in the last year and a half. And just learning about soccer and watching fucking Copa Cup, like watch.
Dude, it was so sick.
Colombia, I know. I was like,
great run.
Dude, Colombia's murdering everyone. They're gonna murder Messi. It's coming. I was like, because I was like, who the fuck, like, Colombia? I didn't know that, because I'm learning about like who's good at what country at soccer and stuff, and just seeing your fans and watching. Colombia played Brazil in San Jose, Santa Clara,
Okay.
for the Copa Cup, and just watching. It was like, I was like, oh, they're all wearing yellow. They're all Brazil. It's like, no, they were all Colombians, and they were all just like fucking having the best time, being fucking. They weren't like nothing. They're just like partying. Fuck yeah! Look, I was like, what's the vibe? Because like, for me, I'm mostly Native American, and like have like some Spanish
mostly?
stuff. I mean, oh no, I'm sorry. I'm English and Native. I'm like 28%, 29% Native. I'm like a mutt. I'm a super gnarly mutt. But
Yeah.
a Colombian lifestyle, I've always just wondered about, because it's very seems, because there's Argentinian lifestyles is different than Colombian, and obviously I'm learning about soccer and stuff, so I have to go. I'm watching like videos on their hometowns of Colombia, people walking through Medellin, people walking through like different parts of Argentina and stuff, and seeing like the just the lifestyle and the vibe there. I'm just basically very enamored with trying to learn, and everyone's like, Colombia's red, because it used to become, people were saying like Colombia is like the kidnap capital of the world. You don't want to fucking go there, blah blah. And then like, and then turns out that's kind of a lie, and it wasn't like that. And I was watching people like go do little fucking vlogs out there, and they're like, dude, check out this food, check out how nice the people are, check out the vibe here. And I was like, Colombians actually kind of what I vibe. I felt I was watching like all the Sky Travel all over the South American stuff, and I was like, Colombia feels like that's where I'd want to be. Like that feels
Dude.
like that's the spot. Like I like over Brazil, over Argentina, over all those spots. I was like, Colombia seems like they're most down to earth.
Yeah, it's a very festive country and very proud, very loving. They're really passionate, and like, yeah, I mean, sure, it got the bad rep or whatever, and everything in the '90s and '80s and the cartel and stuff like that. But shit's gonna happen everywhere, right? There's like
Right.
crime that's
Yeah.
happening
Yeah,
even worse in
100%.
other places.
100%.
But yeah, I would say like if you get a chance, you have to visit. Like
Okay, cool.
just take a
I'd love
trip,
to.
dude.
I'd love
Just
to.
go to Bogota,
Okay.
and take a trip out there, and of course Medellin is beautiful, like amazing. But like if you really want to get into like the culture, you can go into like the deep like pueblos like Boyacá, and you can experience like just like how the folk culture is, and the food is fantastic.
I was gonna
It's
say,
like
how's like
Yeah.
the traditional cuisine out there? What is that like?
Oh man, it's delicious. Like I got to give a shout out to a bandeja paisa. That's my favorite plate, man. I mean, it's just so good. It comes with like, it's loaded with like a giant chicharrón, like the pork rind,
Yeah.
You guys ever had
Fuck
that?
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It comes with like a fine little carne asada, like a little steak, and it comes with like a chorizo, rice, beans. It even comes with an egg, plantains.
That's
It's just
awesome.
really
And
good food,
You
man.
just cut that all
Yeah.
up and eat it.
Really
and
good food,
Mix it all up and eat it as one bite. You take a little bit of this, a little bit
It's
of
like a
that.
giant plate, like
Yeah.
huge, man. So
That's
anyway,
awesome.
just that's just one plate of the many, and the people are so nice, and the weather's fantastic, because they don't really have like seasons there, So
Well, it's
just
funny
kinda
when
like
you said you're Colombian and stuff. It kind of reminded me of the documentaries I watched, of people just being like, "Yeah, what's up? Come on, blah blah, hang out." Like very like positive energy, and I feel like that's and what I was kind of like taught through other like media fucking presences was like it was kind of like, oh, scary. There's that one drug where they blow in your face and they take all your money and all these things. I was like always told all these things, and then I watched documentaries recently on it, and I was like, seems like those guys are like fucking having the most fun and being the like, come on, hang out, fucking whatever, let's party.
Well, that spawns
let's-
from like agoraphobic people who don't want to leave
Yeah.
their area, so they spread,
yeah, and you're also
misinformation
like
about places.
you're an
I think in the
intelligent
90s,
human,
probably,
you
right?
know.
The 90s, I think, was
Yeah.
maybe what they're talking about, like the kidnapping, or with what's his name? You know, like the cocaine
Pablo
trade, whatever.
Escobar and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, of
Like that was
course.
probably a little different
Yeah.
back then. But like, and obviously
Mhm.
that's been, and then you have Netflix specials on that fucking guy. You have
Yeah.
all these like things like talking about him constantly, and that's like, oh, Colombia. That's like, oh, Pablo Escobar, Colombia. Pablo Escobar, Colombia. And people are just like only like associating those two things together. And
I mean, but how sick would
watching,
it be to do pure cocaine in Colombia?
I mean,
though, dude?
that would be
After
I mean,
having
I would,
a Colombian
I would,
coffee that morning
The
and then
coffee,
that
man.
night,
I
you're
just want to
hitting
chew
the
on
club.
cocoa leaves. I just want to chew. I want to
Fucking-
try chewing on cocoa leaves.
Drink
I don't want
Colombian
to
coffee in the morning, chew coca leaves all day, and then start snorting that pure at night.
Jeez.
Dude.
Dude, it was sick when Eternal Suffering rolled through like
Yeah.
a few years ago. Like the guitarist, like one of the guitarists, like I think so, or maybe a friend, but like freaking like brews his own coffee, like beans. And so like they had like Eternal Suffering coffee on the tour. And it was badass, dude. It was really
Oh
cool.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
rad.
So yeah, definitely take a trip out there. And anyway, so I knew I wanted to link up with Sebastian just because
Mhm.
he's insane. And so I just shot him the tracks, man, and he dug it from the start. And really cool, nice guy. So we just kind of stayed in the loop. And back to like the original conversation we were having,
Mhm.
how I wanted to re-record it. So once Joseph like got his tracks done, you know, I re-recorded the guitars to now like real drums. So like
Mhm.
it's definitely more authentic. And you know, because at home, like I'm just like recording like pretty much to the click, you know, so everything's like spot on. But like, yeah, I love that the demo is like it has like this very raw feel to it. You
Yeah.
can definitely tell. And so like I'm glad that it really turned out that way. And then the last piece, like just sending it over to Sebastian.
Yeah,
He
shout
just
out to Sebastian. He's not here, and his
yeah.
performance
Yeah. Mhm.
is right there
Awesome.
with you guys, dude. It fits so nicely, and he is such
Monster.
a brutal monster, dude. Perfectly said, dude. That's exactly
this
what he is.
Might
Dude.
have been brought up too. Like, what's okay? 2-song demo. What's the plan?
Yeah, so that was kind of it, just like get it out there, right? Like, hey,
Start
this
the
is-
thing.
this
Nowadays,
is
you
what-
don't have to. It's like Spotify. You just get it out there, get your name out there, and people will be like, "Fuck yeah, what the fuck is this?" And then what's the next move from that?
Mhm. So I kind of like research a lot, like, hey, what's the best way? Like, I've seen singles is the way to go, like, you know, and in today, you know, people are like freaking digesting content like so fast that I felt
Mhm.
like, you know, if we would have put out like a full length or an EP, like I don't think things would have gone this way. You know, I feel like it would have just been lost. And I
Yeah.
feel like we put in all
That's
that
smart.
hard work and then
Yeah.
it's just kind of gone. So yeah, I mean, I kind of started to develop the relationships with New Standard like during the recording process, I would say.
Mhm.
And I think some of the things that helped were just the social media presence
Yeah.
and also just the credibility of the guys in the band. So like
Mhm.
certainly like, you know,
Shout out
Joseph's
to Professor.
yeah,
Really?
the like the resume like to Violently Vomit and even like the last of Lucy stuff, super sick. You know, we don't really talk about that enough.
Mhm.
And
I know, dude.
yeah.
He deserves all his credit, and you are
Yeah,
now
yeah,
getting the Casey Howard treatment right now, Joseph. We're
Yeah, I
gonna
had like
put you
had-
on.
I had no
Wow.
idea that any of these conversations were happening where I was like touted around and stuff.
No, you
Yeah,
are
dude.
fucking Joseph. You are very fucking talented, dude. And
You've
we don't
dug
actually
your position out very
Yeah.
well.
yeah, we
Well-
don't really like dig in on it because Joseph just goes like, "Fuck yeah, thank you." Like he doesn't go like, "No, dude," and then we don't like as like
It is a weird
kids of the
thing that
'90s. We
none
don't
of
jump
us-
in and be like, "Dude, why don't you take compliments?"
Well, I
None of
I
us
am very
compliment each
I am
other.
very proud of this
Yeah.
recording. I'm very stoked
fuck yeah.
to be the drummer, and it was really fun to record, and I'm like still stoked on the songs. But I'm very like when I heard that material, like I was like, yeah, I like I can do this, and I want it to be me. Like that was a cool feeling, and like and I can.
Yeah.
So
And again, on the drum, I mentioned in the beginning, there's some parts where I could tell the professor was being the professor. there's just little spots where I just know that this is
Yeah.
this is a Joseph part right here, dude.
Fuck yeah, dude.
There's a little bit of like weirdness with like how it came out. Like I like the details. Like I'm like, is that like a little edit mistake I made or something? There's like a couple little moments that's not like 100%, but it's like 99%. It's like I also, after recording it, I edited it. I like, did the reprogramming the kicks to make sure everything's clean, and like it was just like fun doing the entire drum track and like building it, So
we
but
gotta
it's-
start a new thing.
yeah.
If you're seeing the professor live, like I want this is if the podcast ended today, this would be amazing. If every time you see the professor live, just go like this when you're watching him, because like people do this for the shredders.
Yeah.
But it's like people.
We got our
like,
binoculars on right now, dude. We're
people like
watching
this
you
when they think you're good, like killing it. They're just like in the audience, and then you're just like, fuck yeah, dude. Like,
Okay.
I don't know.
Dude.
Yeah.
I think that'd be amazing.
I can't wait for that to actually happen. And Joseph be like, "Oh shit, dude, I forgot to remember the 10, 11, 12, 11, 10,
7 16ths. No, but I mean, so yeah, you did the 2 songs. So like it's very interesting to me because nowadays it's a different culture. It's a different. You don't just release an album and have your music video or whatever, and you're just like, all right, tour it, and you're done. So now you're a band that released 2 songs that are fucking. I listened to both of them while we were talking. They're amazing, and they're fucking crushing, and they're actually gonna make probably waves in the industry for this style of music. So what's the next, like, with their CD sales don't really sell much. They do sell, but they don't sell much. What's the next move, like in this situation in 2024 where streaming's just rampant? Like, what do you do next?
Yeah, for sure, man. Well, certainly like the demo landed the new standard deal, right? Which is fucking awesome, man. Like, and I would say like a band doesn't necessarily need the label or have to get signed, but like it's more of like just more reach, right? And just kind of like for me, it's like more like just being super stoked, right, to join the ranks of the legends that I grew up with and to be part of the family. So it's cool because through New Standard Elite, now Parasitic's going to release the follow-up, right, which will be the full length that's going to come out in 2025, right? And so that's going to be badass because now, like, I feel like, because I worked super hard at this, guys. Like, I put a lot of resources,
dude.
Yeah, I put a lot of resources and time and research behind the scenes to, I don't know if market's the right word, but just kind of build the brand, right?
Yeah.
Just to kind of like do everything that I could possibly do to get the most people to listen to it before the label. So I didn't want to like give it up because I had that opportunity to like just turn it away to a label like right away. But I didn't want to do that because I felt like I put so much effort in the 2 songs that like I felt like it would have all been gone, you know? So now that like the demo's out and like people are listening to it, and then we landed that deal with New Standard, it's just gonna like build the momentum for the next one.
It's a
and the next one's gonna like the next one's gonna crush even more, like because I'm like a real big fan of like themes and like movies. So like
I wanted to get into this a lot earlier with you because of watching the Tony Gomez thing. I wanted to get into this stuff with you for a little bit.
Right, dude. So like this demo kind of has like that dark and kind of like body horror kind of thing, but like the direction I'm going with this next one, and maybe it's just me, but when I listen to it, like I vision, like I see what I'm going with, right? And so this next one is all about like, you know, machines and like machine learning and AI and just kind of like the biotechnology and possible evolution of humans, like becoming one with this technology. Like, you know, imagine like if we can reach one day where our human existence can live longer, you know, but is that a good thing, or are we like diving into somewhere where that could be possibly the end of our existence? So
Are we the
yeah.
new parasite when
Yes.
we build this thing
Yeah.
and latch on to it?
So that's the thing with the name Parasitic Septicity. It's kind of like this name of following into a world of ruin where things can consume us, from like the worm, like the parasites that we might be associated with like organisms, to like machines that could be our phone or technology. You know, they're already putting chips in humans' brains, you know?
Right.
So stuff like that, dude. And I'm a big sci-fi nerd and horror fan, so all that.
Yeah.
So when I'm writing the music, dude, like literally, like I'll like pop on like the video on mute, man. Like maybe I'll pop on Terminator or something, or like so the riffs have this feel to it that's kind of like kind of mechanical in a sense, if that makes any sense at all. At least they do to
100%.
me.
That's kind of what the Demise material had, a little bit of that, so I can hear that already thinking about the style. Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely going to be super cool, dude, and I'm
Nice.
really looking forward to it,
Dude.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but you're just making me stoner out in my head right now, because I never thought of it at this angle right now. But what if we learn parasitic activity from all the research that we've done with the life on the planet, and we have nothing to latch on to, but we enjoy, or not enjoy, but we see parasitic activity as a way to progress, and we're building the thing that we can latch on to get us further. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The melding of consciousness and you know, technology is the way for
dude, that's perfect right there. Nice. All the text in the store right there.
Sorry, I apologize.
technology that you could purchase at Circuit City.
Yes, that's awesome.
That's why I fucked up the whole thing.
Paracircuit.
No, but
Septicity,
you
dude.
get that. You get that, dude.
Yeah.
What-
I
what
was
if
looking
it-
at all the things, and you just said technology. I was like, boom. There we go. But no, no.
So anyway, like, so those are the plans. The full length on New Standard, and then the band's got to play live. I mean, the music isn't meant to be like just sit down and listen at the Christmas party, right? It's meant to fucking play live.
That'd be a sick Christmas party if you
Fuck yeah,
put that on,
right?
dude.
So I'm really looking forward to like when that can happen. And there's been some reach outs, and you know, if we can land things logistically.
That was Joseph.
Dude, that's sick.
Parasircuit Septicity.
Yeah. Dude, that's awesome, man.
Parasitic Septicity, dude.
Dude, got to do it like a shirt.
Parasiticity.
Got to do the shirt with the logo, right?
Oh, dude, that would be mounted on my wall if you guys did that.
Yeah.
That would be amazing, dude.
No, hell yeah, dude. So that's the plan, man. Take it live 2025 with the new release, and really looking forward to it, man.
Hey,
No, we are too, dude.
Daniel, I have this photo from New Jersey Death Fest with Sebastian.
Yeah.
So this was a week after I met you in person. So in March, because TVV played these two Death Fests, I had each other band member come and meet me
That's rad,
respectively.
dude.
So I like didn't actually meet Daniel in person until I met him at Gulf Coast, and then I got to meet Sebastian a week later, and it was like so weird because it was just like, and then the CD's coming out in like 4 months, but like I had already done the album by then. It was just like, this is cool. This is real, you know, real. Like,
yeah.
these are
Well,
real
not
people.
only that, you're the only member of the band that has experienced everybody in physical form.
Yeah. Correct,
Yeah,
right?
dude, I like still to this day, like at this podcast, like by the time we're recording, I haven't met Sebastian in person, dude.
Yeah.
Like, so
That's
I
what's
like-
great about the internet, that we can collaborate with great people.
right, dude.
And it goes back to your AI thing too, about talking about like, you know, like the technology giving these parameters or these things where you can actually reach out to people randomly that you have no idea they exist.
Opportunities, yeah.
And it's like it's bad and good, and you're like, shit. Like, where's the fucking middle ground with this shit? Like, it's like it's like this. It's going to be the end of humanity. You met this dude that shreds. It's like a bunch of things that come with it, though. It's like it's. I don't know. It's gonna. I mean, I'm glad I'm my age right now because I feel like I feel like I was literally while you put that picture up. Like of the dude right there, I was looking up. You're talking about Terminator and all these things. And I was like, all these Terminator pictures I was trying to upload, and they were failing, and I couldn't get it before you said Terminator.
Dude, Skynet,
and then I
keeping you from doing it, dude.
And then I was all pissed off, and then you said technology, and I clicked Circuit City, and it worked. But at the time, like I was looking for a fucking anyways. But yeah, no, it's
that's crazy. I was so dependent on it.
I know it is 100%.
How about
100%.
that IT crash that happened a few weeks ago?
That
was nuts, man.
Oh, you mean
just everything that went down. Like
crowd went.
My mother-in-law was like stuck in Costa Rica for a bit because she couldn't catch a flight.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's a bunch of people using that fucking shitty company. Crowd. Not people, but
Crowd
companies. Not crowd kill. Yeah, crowd kill. Crowd strike or something.
Yeah,
crowd. Yeah. They're like kind of a dirty company, and still huge companies use them. And then one dude like made some fucking hungover error, and it took down more than a hacker's ever taken down. Like he made one mistake in code and just took down, like blue screened like all the airlines, refrigerators, like everything. Like it was like completely done. Yeah, it was insane.
Wow.
Just from like one mistake from like a hungover dude that just like fucked up a piece of code. It's super easy to fix, but like a hacker's never done that. Like has never because when you put too much stock into an IT company,
and then from that point he started calling himself Neo, and he tries to figure out the Matrix, dude.
No, that was that 1,000 Babies guy. Anyways,
all right. Let me ask you guys this question. That's like a would you rather in terms of parasitic. It's related to our two songs, so
I love it.
Yeah. So would you rather be mutated by a putrid breed, meaning like a parasite infects your cells and reproduces inside of you, but it's this evolved parasite that science doesn't even understand yet,
right?
And you pretty much grow into something greater than you know now. Okay, would you rather be mutated into this putrid breed and basically feed and become a host, or would you rather be assimilated by an enigma, so an entity from the cosmic space that comes in that scientists are studying, that is able to take over and assimilate human beings? Which one would you rather go out by?
So am I allowed to ask questions?
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay, so
no, don't let him ask questions. No, would you
that's
rather, dog?
No,
would you rather?
Oh,
would you rather?
Okay. Yeah, how about you give me the answer first?
Yeah, you're not a fucking lawyer, dude. Would you rather?
Yeah,
you have
it sounds
choices.
like the second option. I'm still conscious because the first option takes over everything. Do I stay conscious in either one of these?
No, the first option's already true.
Am I still in any? Well, obviously, it doesn't sound like I'm in any control. But does my consciousness stay with the new mutation, or am I still? Am I two people when I'm taken over? Am I still there, like straight up being, enslaved in my own body in the second? Option?
Pretty much. Like, I think in the second option, you're just not self-aware that you are taken over.
So I black out when like that thing's doing. Well, you're into the thing.
It's kind of like it's like you go on with your day, like you are right now, but you just have the possibility of now like spreading that to like your family and friends. Like putting them in danger.
You're not aware though. You said you're not.
You're not aware though.
But do you know that you could spread it to people?
No.
I don't know, dude.
Yeah. So
you don't know.
You could be assimilated right now.
I'd
Like-
say mutate me into something else because I wouldn't want that to spread to any of my family. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I'm gonna be a fucking, I might turn into a butterfly, dude, and fly far away. Dude.
Butterfly
beautiful-
in the sky.
I have a fucking I have a cinnamon allergy. But
No,
You
the
might
first one I feel like's already happened now. I
Fly
think the
away,
first
dude.
one, the first one's like the things we're putting into it. You know, we don't know what's going on. It's kind of like changing our genetics and changing us already. I feel like that's already happening. So I'll just go A. I'll go A.
we're
Kind of like the
mutated.
cover art. If you could kind of pop it up, like So
But I
that's
think that
kind of
was
like
quick.
yeah, that's kind of like imagine the host. Like it started there, and this is what all reproduced from that scenario. This breed has like mutated to another level. You know,
Right.
it's not going to end well. I think
No,
that it looks,
either way, it
looks-
doesn't
it
end
look-
well.
Yeah, it looks painful.
It
I don't know,
sounds
can we
like
get-
I'm
can we get
surrendering.
an end well? Can we get an end well option?
See,
You're
like with the second one, I feel like you
Not
said, you just
knowing-
don't know. You
yeah,
don't know,
then
but
you're
it's
yeah.
it sucks that you're putting
means you're
others at
dumb.
risk.
Well,
It means
you know
you're
what I mean?
dumb. That makes you're dumb in that
This is
scenario,
all-
right? You don't. Oh, yeah. You mean you're. I don't know. I don't know.
this
It's
is
like,
all
are you
very
dumb?
very relevant to my watching of Twin Peaks recently. So,
Oh shit!
Oh,
dude.
shit,
dude.
3 minutes and
Yeah.
3 hours and 30 minutes.
You're watching it right now, Joseph?
yeah, dude.
Where are you at
Anthony
right now?
Anthony is my show shepherd, dude.
Yeah, dude.
He's
Man.
leading me.
Are
We
you
haven't
know what,
checked
dude?
in
As-
about it.
too?
Yeah, as much as I love all that stuff, I still haven't dived into Twin Peaks, like the classic stuff. Hell
Mhm.
yeah.
So
I
this
gotta
is
check
my
it out.
well. Before we get into Joseph, real quick, David Lynch is, a filmmaker, obviously, and that's how I got into him. Twin Peaks was the last thing that I checked out by him. I had watched all his movies, and I was like, "Oh, dude, it's just like a soap opera show from the '90s." And I watched it after having all the knowledge of his film work in my head going into it, and realized that it was things were different in the 90s. You grew up in the 90s. Acting was different in the 90s. The soundtracks to TV
Yeah.
shows were different,
But I've watched so much 90s Star Trek, like 12 or
Hell yeah.
13 seasons. So I'm like all on board. Like
Mm.
TNG and DS9 are my two favorite shows. So they're
Hell
already
yeah.
in the late 80s to 90s.
So you guys like Easter eggs?
I got to give a shout
Actually-
out to Jeffrey Combs then, real quick. Hell yeah.
Also,
Hell
Anthony,
yeah.
I was born in between season 1 and season 2 of Twin Peaks.
What? That's
Yeah.
sick, dude.
Yeah.
So you came into this world at the right time. So where are you at in season 2? Are you past it yet?
I'm on episode 11 or 12 right now.
Of season 2?
Yeah.
Dude, once you get to the end of the season, it's gonna explode on you, dude.
I know it's
Whoa.
like it's in production hell or whatever at this point. Like they're trying to get picked up
Yeah,
by
I
different
told you
networks.
there was gonna be a little lull that you just
Yeah.
gotta.
But
Things
it's
are gonna get
fucking
weird.
dude. It's one of
Is
the
it
cooler
streaming
shows.
somewhere? Like,
yeah,
where are you
Am-
watching?
Amazon
Shows-
Prime.
It's on Amazon?
I have
Yeah,
Amazon
yeah,
Prime.
And
Yeah.
Showtime.
I've never checked it out, man. Like, I've always wanted to.
Yeah.
So, and dude, so this is my thing. It's the hardest pitch as a lover of the show because I'm pitching something from 91. I think it was right. What year were
90
you
to
born?
91, yeah.
Yeah. And everybody's so used to how TV and movies are nowadays that you go back in time. I have an easier time going back in time. Same thing with death metal, going back to the early Scott Burns records and all that stuff. I can put myself in that right mind frame. So I do the same thing with what I watch, dude. I love stuff from the 70s and all this kind of shit when I watch movies. And Twin Peaks, you can put yourself in that same position. And then season 2 finale happens. Then he decides, then it gets canceled. He decides he's going to make a movie. Everybody, because nobody really got any closure at the end of season 2 with what happened in that last episode. So all the freaks at the time where we're like, what the fuck, dude? What do we do? Like, it's canceled. There's no answers. What the fuck, dude? And out of nowhere, David's like, all right, we're doing a movie. He does the movie, and everybody's like, yes, we get closure. And he's no, I'm doing the movie about the week before the first episode. I'm doing a prequel.
Yeah.
And so you and it's a totally different vibe. Joseph, once you get into this, it's going to be like, whoa, this thing gets blown out even bigger. And 25 years later, season 3, The Return, which is in my opinion, the most epic 18 hours of television ever created.
You've described nothing.
And that's what's beautiful about this show.
Is there a certain order to watch it?
Yeah, dude,
I say go chronologically because that's how
it
it was created.
Wait, with the prequel or just season 1?
I would not say if you started with the movie, it would ruin the show. You have to watch the show you just have to watch this thing chronologically. It has to come to you as it was put out because it's just the way it is.
It sounds a little bit like death metal. It's like, all right, you got to start with fucking this band before you get to the
that's
fun
even
stuff.
more true of TV, I feel like, than music in so many cases. But I've watched no David Lynch before this, and I guess Mark Frost isn't the other name on the show.
Yeah, Mark Frost is actually a very prominent. He's the one who takes it out of the what is it, the unified field for David and makes it human. David's got his ideas, and they have these writing situations where he's just out there, and Mark Frost actually harnesses it and puts it in. Well,
enigmatic assimilation made me think of it, and that's all I'll say. I don't want to spoil anything. So,
oh really?
Yeah.
Are there any connections to fucking Eraserhead, dude?
Oh yeah. Well, that's David's first film.
Yeah, that shit is just.
Yeah,
weird,
it's way weird, dude.
But is Twin Peaks, like when I think of Twin Peaks, I don't know too much, so I'm just gonna say, like, from an outsider perspective, it seems like a murder mystery.
It is. It's posed as that in the beginning.
Yeah, that's what I remember watching on like the '90s shit. Felt like it was a murder mystery.
Like I said, dude, once season 2 finale happens, that show explodes like a fucking nuclear bomb, which anybody who's watched everything knows.
I have only like 10 or 15 episodes to go until this. I'm like waiting. I'm like, all right, whatever Anthony says, I have to do. I have to make it to the finale.
And if it doesn't,
far away still. It's a long ass season, dude.
Joel,
dude, yeah, you hype. I feel like you've hyped this more than Texas Domination Fest.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like sometime in September. It started as like sometime in September. Now September 20 something. It's like
I joke, but I'm also serious that I'm most certain that the biggest notes, I have more notes in my phone about this show than I do about anything else in my life.
So listen to prog rock, you nerd. You like Easter eggs.
No, this is my prog rock.
I know. You like, they went one extra beat on that bar. You're like, dude, fucking David Lynch dropped a strawberry, which signifies that the strawberry girl from earlier like has something to do with the next thing that's coming.
It's funny because there is a Mr. Strawberry, dude.
What the fuck? I just made that up.
So it's one of those open-end things you never get an answer on. But yeah, I know.
I watch him interviewed, and I nowadays I watch so many interviews with him, and I'm like, I don't like that guy. The guy sucks. I don't like that guy.
David Lynch, are you really fucking saying this to me right now?
Yeah, his whole like, I'm gonna say the weather. He's like, it's 42 degrees.
That's not him being interviewed. That's him.
And then like him going on like all the interviews on the Tonight shows. I'm like, he's a fucking autistic guy. Sick, dude. Well, I'll watch his movies. I'm not gonna listen to him talk.
The last 2 episodes you've shot down.
Autistic. I love autistic people. By the way, they're the most artistic, the most talented and smartest people. By the way. Per fucking
Joel, I'm
evidence.
I'm just gonna let you bury yourself in here because
Marilyn Manson. I know that Marilyn Manson movie was really good. I love the Marilyn Manson movie that he did. It was really good. I mean,
Keep going, dude. Just keep going. Let's see where you go.
It's like I mean I love when I watch like I paint the room and I watch it dry and like see what it changed into like from when it was like different color
from a Buddhist past, dude. I'm surprised that you would say that because that's definitely just a meditation.
I know I actually do like that, but
oh yeah, look at him backpedaling.
But no, not backpedaling. No, but at the same time, yeah, I don't know. I've lived with a person that worshipped every stone, every step that he took, and I'd watch it and I'd be like, yeah, it's cool. It's a little creepy. Yeah, I don't know. There's a question to be answered there, and I don't know what it is yet. I should watch 9 more episodes to figure out that question. Oh, there's a little Easter egg there.
You like watch instant 30 more episodes. You're an instant gratification guy.
Dude, shout out to Guttural Reef, whoever that is.
Guttural Reef
he's been sticking around the whole time.
That's the homie, dude.
He says some of the funniest shit. Him and Ricky.
Guttural Reef? Is that one else?
He's just one of our regulars in the chat, dude.
Fuck yeah. Shout out Guttural Reef, man.
One of my favorite commenters.
That's sick.
And actually, the reason why I'm saying David Lynch says don't smoke is because he just got diagnosed with emphysema.
Emphysema, yeah, I heard.
Or he just
I like
Easter egg.
Yeah, Joel, you're a pleb, dude. But we got to wrap this up. I'm with
you.
Anthony.
Right, dude. I'm a boomer pleb, dude.
But hey, your boomer H-string riffs are actually really good. I want more. Yeah.
So I have Easter eggs, dude.
Joel is the most underrated member of Cali Death Podcast, I would say. He's the secret weapon on guitar. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
No, A strings are terrible, dude.
Polarity is good too, by the way. Anyway, let's wrap this up.
We're at like 9 hours.
Yeah.
Are we at 9 hours?
Dude, guys, this hang has been so sick, man.
Dude, Daniel, you actually, by the way, Daniel is to bring things back on track. Daniel has been the best guest ever to bring things back on track. We'll go on the weeds and he'll be like, okay, so back to the thing 9 things ago about the guitar. So we need to like have him in the corner at all times. So we
can tell he listens. He's a fan. He knows what he was.
That's
signed
awesome,
up for.
dude. Daniel, super fun episode.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Brought the conversation, dude.
I hope to see you guys at Texas Domination. Y'all be there, right?
Hell yeah, dude.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I want to be there all weekend. We're gonna be setting up a couple of rehearsals before because that'll be the first.
Dude, yeah, I didn't even get to ask for about Sever, man. How about one last little
we're all practicing on our own right now, dude. Oleg's in New York, he's coming, and actually we haven't done an official announcement, but somebody very close to us is playing bass, and I
got offered. I was cool for a second, and I said I'm not good enough anymore. I wish I could, man. That's like
once Sever makes the thing. I mean, you know what? Fuck it, dude. It's the fucking mongoose, dude. You got the mongoose.
I knew it.
I
called it. Nice.
Mongoose?
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
That's not the mongoose. That's the fucking.
Wait, who?
That's the fucking
Ivan
Magia, carnivorous.
I got a little comfortable. Maybe I hope it doesn't scare him away, but he's working on it.
Nice.
Okay,
dude. The mongoose.
I call him the mongoose, dude.
I thought it was the
Ivan Mungia, and he looks like Mondo.
So can I ask, like, is this like a one-time severed appearance, or like, can you answer this?
There's no other plans after this, but the fact that this is happening,
hell yeah.
This is definitely a fire starter, you know.
But Mike,
I'm sure you guys all got to be stoked, man. Yeah,
Mike, because this goddamn podcast is in the best goddamn band ever, Cynic now, and I don't know.
Yeah,
I feel like
it is wild to think.
He hit his home run. He's like in the dreamland of where he grew up playing guitar.
He's traveling Europe with Cynic right
now.
Dude,
I'm watching all his videos and I'm like, dude, I'm so fucking stoked for it. And now all this time me yelling at him going, you're my favorite guitar player in death metal. He's like, stop. You like get all mad at me. I'm like, see, Cynic got you and they love you and they want you forever. Yeah. So is there another barometer for that? I don't know.
Well, when he gets back, he's going to focus on, playing Severed stuff because he's just been in Cynic mode for a long time now. actually.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, but he's got that severed in the tank, man. He plays that shit blindfold.
So
Yeah,
good, dude.
no, I
He's
know.
so
He just
good.
needs to. He just all he needs to do is shift his mindset. That dude has the hands that will do it all. It's just
Mhm.
now he needs to shift to, Severed Savior, which Cynic's by far pulling a lot of skill out of him. But I also want to say that he, as a player, you got to step into a different mindset in order to play that Severed shit after playing Cynic,
Just being all chill. Just like, I mean, it's not chill, but like
it's not chill,
being in
but
a
at
more
the same time,
jazz perspective.
yeah.
And, I mean, but also too, there's a lot. Anyways, there's a lot of Severed songs that are very jazz influenced. But no, he's one of the most, prolific.
He deserves
best,
it all.
Yeah, he's insane, dude. That guitar.
We gawked at him every time we watched him play. I was so lucky to be in Carnivorous and be able to watch Severed play after, and we would have our own private Severed Savior show every fucking night that we shared this studio, and we would always be staring at Mike or Troy. Troy was a fun player to watch too, because we all geek out on death metal drummers, right? And death metal drums are happening right in front of you. You got to look.
Mike is. I know one thing that Daniel will hate. This is a shitty reference, but Mike is like messy. He's like the Messi of whatever he does. This is a soccer reference for you guys who don't watch. He's just like we have Messi on their team. Oh God damn it! Fucking,
Yeah.
The shredder. Guy.
Yeah, I didn't
It's
know
like,
what you were. I got it now. You're talking soccer. At first I was
Yeah.
like, Mike is messy. Wait, that
Oh,
contradicts
no,
everything
no.
that we were just talking about right now.
Yeah.
No,
Mhm.
no, he's just like they have Messi on their team. God, it's like just a freak of nature of guitar. But I hope you guys do another album, and
Me too,
I
man.
will.
No,
I will definitely pressure.
There's no stopping this. This thing is going
Yeah.
now, dude.
We gotta do
This train is rolling.
We got to do a parasitic odious severed show, dude.
Oh,
How's
dude.
it
Bring the
that,
bloodletting
dude?
back, dude.
Jesus.
That'd be
God
sick.
To be on the
damn.
bill, to be on
Yeah.
the bill with the professor would be a pleasure. It would be an honor, and it also would be a check off the box of Cali Death shit that we should be doing together. One day, Joseph will be drums and I'll be vocals of something. It's got.
Joseph's gonna be Joseph's gonna get asked to be a part of a huge band soon, and we'll just like, hey, dude, can I get a guest
Swedish
list spot?
metal
He's like, dude,
Hey
sorry,
Joseph,
family's here.
can you still do the flyer, dude? Nah, dude, I'm on the road with fucking Cannibal right now. Dude.
Yeah.
I can't-
Megadeth. Yeah.
Playing for Sleep Token now, dude.
Oh shit.
No, I have a feeling that even if that were to happen, Professor would at least still provide us with his professor.
Yeah, I actually would
flyers,
love
dude.
to see Professor, because Professor's very humble, very down to earth, logical human being. I'd love to see one of these logical, down to earth human beings become super famous. We get to see him from the bottom to the top, and
I feel
just
like-
to
yeah.
measure that. I would love to measure it for fun.
The closest energy I've met to like a guy, if I like maxed on music, I feel like was Colin Marston on his episode. And I was like, damn, like if I had gone all in, that could have been maybe the thing I arrived at. But I've got some cool stuff since moving to Santa Cruz, man. Some cool jams happening. Some
New drummer of Expendables, right? Expendables.
Yeah,
you joined,
that's it.
and then
That would have been sick if that happened.
dude, I would go to every.
By the
show.
way, okay, going back to first concert, the Expendables at
Was
the
yours?
Live Oak
Okay.
Grange
Nice.
Hall on 17th Avenue, playing for the SoCal High cheerleaders team, but it was an open advertised show. So I went and it was just all the cheerleaders and then a few like fans of the Expendables from SoCal High School. That was a fun show. And it was
That
just
was-
like a hey, any song you want, we'll play it. So I was like, I had the CD like already, so I was just shouting out my favorite songs from it, and they would play any song. That
What
was a
one
huge.
of them? Which album was it too?
It was the not
Open Container,
one after the big one.
the one with
Getting Filthy. Yeah, with
Oh
Sacrifice.
yeah.
All those songs.
And just to end it real quick, because we're going at 4 hours. Mine was a Tibetan Freedom concert with Rage Against the Machine, Red Hot Chili Peppers, fucking Yoko Ono. Fuji's played. This is 95. Fuji's. Yeah, I was like on my dad's shoulders. I was on my dad's shoulders watching
Damn.
Rage Against the Machine and like the first mosh pit I'd ever seen at Polo Fields in San Francisco. And it was like a fucking huge cloud of dust. And I was like, what the fuck?
Did you
I was
watch the
scared shitless.
Fugees too?
Oh, yeah. Because they were a brand new band. And that was the, what's their big hit? That was why they were
Ready
there.
or not.
Yeah,
Here
yeah.
I come.
Yep,
You can't
100%.
hide. Yeah.
That was like, yeah.
Dude,
that
that's
was,
such a slapper of a fucking album. If you guys are
Alright,
into
yeah.
hip-hop,
I know.
All right, we gotta wrap it, dude. Let's be done.
Balfour's
All right,
Coffee.
yeah, be fun.
Fuck
yeah, dude.
Okay, dude.
I want you to come back on and nerd with us again, dude.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
could you just like
I feel like
hang
there's
out
a
in the
lot of
corner?
stuff we missed out, but hell yeah, definitely,
Yeah.
man.
We'll do another.
Stay
We'll
hanging with you
definitely
guys
another
for
one.
sure.
You got to
Yes.
reef Anthony, Josh, Joseph, and David.
Yes.
Guttural
You
Reef
nailed
coming
it.
This guy,
through
we
on
gotta
the
have
chat.
this guy.
Nailed
We
it,
gotta
dude.
have this guy on. We gotta have
Yeah,
Double
it's
Reef on.
dude.
It's probably the Metal Archives guy right there.
I know he's like he started all of it. He's just like sitting
Yeah.
there, just like with the best. He's like a comedian, like a famous
Yeah.
comedian somewhere. Won't even talk about it. Like,
Unofficial, yeah. He's like
Yeah.
their
Hell yeah, guys.
Amazing. Yeah, we'll see you
Dude.
guys at Texas Domination, man.
fuck
Dude.
yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Great shit, dude.
September 26th, 27th, and 28th.
You're rad, dude. I hope that like because I'm trying to have kids soon. I hope that they go through that whole like the fact that you had this like kind of strict family that paid off with music, and then you had these groups of people like the group that you talked about, like a friend's like going like play this fucking song, play this. Like
Yeah.
that's like I wish I had that, dude. Like
Well,
we had just
another
like
Well,
thing
you
Yeah,
have
man.
that right now, dude. I'm gonna shoot you a riff, dude.
dude.
Well, we're
Shoot
talking-
me a riff, dude. Shoot me
Yeah,
a riff,
I'm
dog.
gonna shoot you a riff. I'll
you're
shoot
talking
you a riff,
family
all
shit-
right?
I'm so down, dude. I'm 100%
But
down.
listen. You're
Yeah.
talking
All
family
down
shit
picking.
and
Yeah.
wanting to become a dad. Let's look at Dan's dad in this story and
Yeah.
Yeah.
see how he was, letting Dan experience what he wanted to experience and just nudging him through it. That's it.
Giving
Don't
him some
force your
discipline in
kids
the
to do
beginning.
anything.
Discipline in the
If you-
beginning, like yeah, and then
If your
like
kid
and then-
shows interest in something, let them see it through. That's it,
100%.
dude. And they might
Support 'em.
fucking they
Hell
might
yeah.
take off running, or they might,
or they might be the
decide they wanna do
manager of
something else in it. Thank you for calling Circus City. This Bill
Hell yeah.
all right, let's
All right,
wrap it up.
bros.
Battle
Dude.
Force Coffee, all the shit.
BattleForceCoffee.com, Generator Rehearsal Studios.com, fucking Texas Domination Fest, Joseph's show tomorrow night with the Ludium and all
Nice.
the other bands that we couldn't fucking say, and then Parasitic Septicity, dude.
Nailed it.
Bandcamp dot top. I didn't the rest of it. The
dot
hardest
org.
part of it I got, but I missed
com.
the fucking .com. But is it
All right.
just
Hell yeah.
parasiticsepticity.bandcamp.com? All right, that one
yeah.
and
That's it. That's the
on
one. See you guys there.
Instagram
See you
and
guys.
Google
Hell
and
yeah, dude.
the Metal Archives, dude.
Hey.